Hey.
What?
Let's go.
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. It is Overreaction Monday, October 3rd, 2022, and this sports show starts right now. Football! We are done with NFL Week 4 Sunday action, with all eyes looking ahead to Monday Night Football to wrap up Week 4. It appears as if the Chiefs are all the way back.
Yeah.
It appears as if the Eagles are legit. It appears as if the Colts are dead. It appears as if Aaron Rodgers and the Packers are going to be able to win games, but they might be heartbreaking. It appears as if the NFL is exactly what the NFL has been, and that's storylines from top to bottom. We'll get to overreact to all of them, like the Pittsburgh Steelers have a brand new quarterback. He threw 3 picks, but Pro Football Focus said he threw no picks.
Okay. Silver lining.
So stats are saying he didn't throw any picks because they clearly weren't his fault, but actual real life says he threw 3 picks, had 2 touchdowns. That's -1. That's a rough start, but the team looked a lot better with him in there. So what does that mean going forward? That's what the NFL is every single day. That's what the NFL is all year, and we are incredibly lucky to be doing this for a living. I do it every single day alongside the Toxic Table at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. A lot to talk about for your two teams. Your team on the left, Boston Connor, fucking dead.
Yep.
And on the right, at Ty Schmidt, your team gets a big win over Boston Connor. I believe there was a massive bet at the Toxic Table. I'm excited to hear what you lost, Connor, and what you won, Ty. Packers get a win, beat the Patriots, but Aaron after the game said, you know what? And actually, Mike Greenberg said it great. His name is Aaron, but after the game, he was Frank. And he really was. He broke down the entire game in his point of view. And it wasn't all glitz and glamour after a win over the New England Patriots at home on Lambeau. This is what Aaron Rodgers said after the game, wearing a cool hoodie thing.
Yeah.
Game we had to win, for sure. I mean, you can't be 2-2 losing to a third-string quarterback and not playing great in all 3 phases. So we had to have this one. That doesn't take anything away from the joy of winning, but this is the one we had to have. They played well.
Took a little
They did some good things. I felt like we blocked them up pretty good, though. We had 440-plus yards of offense.
Pretty good. You
But
tell
yeah,
me.
I always give Bill credit. He's a hell of a coach.
He is, and they had a great interaction after the game. I wonder if we'll hear that from any microphone situations when they embrace before and afterward. Seems like a lot of respect. Bill Belichick in his press conference acknowledged, like Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Rodgers was able to make a lot of plays that Aaron Rodgers makes. I like the fact that those two really like each other, going to go down on Mount Rushmore of football and of interactions. He spoke glowingly of Bill on our show last week, and it sounds like that's only going to continue. Excited for the relationship those two are going to have later in life.
Yeah.
Now, although it seems like Aaron's into some different shit, I think Bill is too. I think Bill's completely open-minded there. Whatever, he gets you to football. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
What did you learn about your Packers yesterday, Ty? Are you happy with what you see? They got to win. Who cares? Let's keep it moving.
Yeah, that's kind of the idea. It's tough to be super excited about that. Rodgers said it best. You know, as you're watching that game, it's like, Jesus, they really can't fucking lose this one. And I think just...
Hey, zapping or terrible?
Not terrible.
Has no idea what the play clock is. Had to delay a game for 4 or 5 seconds, scored a touchdown on the play. He took advantage of it. He's a vet already. He wasn't bad, but yeah, you're right. Third string quarterback in that season, in that game, with where your team wants to go. Probably not a one that you can lose, like Aaron alluded to.
Right, but I think it's the type of thing that we knew going into the season. When you have this many young guys on the offense, it's going to take time for those guys to kind of come into their own. Dobbs has, whatever you want to say about that touchdown that he caught, then dropped, the whole Des Bryant thing where it looked like he broke the plane, had possession, then the ground caused it. Either way, you have to possess that all the way through, I guess. So
I thought they changed the rule because
Yeah.
they kept alluding to the Calvin Johnson catch.
Right.
That was one that started the absurdity of finishing the catch. Then it's kind of changed and been molded a little bit. I thought they were going to potentially rule that a catch. Aaron did on the sideline as well. That he saw the replay and said that's a catch. And this goes back to the old adage of what what is a catch, what isn't a catch. And I think if I was just looking at that with my like stooge eye, I'd go, yeah, you got to maintain possession of that through the bottom. Now, if it moves, but he still maintains possession, like if it moves from one hand to the other while it's down or whatever, and it never outright comes out of his hand, I think it's much cleaner of a catch. But I think there was an argument to be made, and I assume there was being made that was a catch on the Green Bay Packers sideline. It's going to just continue to be a conversation piece. But Dobbs also has a fumble, I think is what you're alluding to, but he also makes some big-time fucking plays for the team.
Exactly, and it's one of those things where, in years past where guys maybe have mental mistakes or they fumble or something like that, you still had Devontae, so Rodgers could kind of just be like, all right, well, this guy, fuck him. He's not getting any balls the rest of the game. You can't really do that anymore, and Dobbs is getting open. He's running good routes. He is a playmaker. He just kind of needs to develop more. Christian Watson, they use him in with the jet sweep and the jet motion a lot.
He's fast, O'Connor.
Yeah, he can move.
When he's running across, it's like a John Deere.
Couldn't even see him during the game.
That thing. We're talking pedal down.
Bunny mode,
Hammer,
not turtle.
Yes, definitely rabbit. Hammer down on that thing across. Seems like that's the only time he gets the ball, though.
Yeah, exactly. Scored his first touchdown. Rodgers had a shot to him where he looked like he had no idea how to track the ball. So I feel like it's just little stuff like that where hopefully week 12, week 13, these guys start to come on. And then the defense, we talked about how good they were all off season. They kind of looked like shit the whole game. But then in overtime, the Packers, get backed up. They get the ball first. They punt. They give the Pats a short field. I think they only needed like 12 yards to get into field goal range. Defense bowed up, made a stop when they need to. Packers got the ball back and won. So, yeah, it's tough to be super excited, but a win's a win. You scrap that, move forward. They're going to London next week.
First time?
Yeah, first time. That is an actual trap game. London against the Giants.
No. First time in like 22 games or something like that for London, where two winning records will be taking each other on in London.
True.
Normally, it's either one team's above 500, one team stinks. There's been a lot of times where both teams are 500 by going over there. This is like the first time ever that both teams have a winning record. So shout out to London, getting a good game.
Hey, have fun, London.
Hey, get a pretty good game, I think, this upcoming weekend. I'm excited to see how it pans out. This past London game brought us a great one.
Banger.
Vikings Saints was awesome over there. Came down to the last field goal, a little double doink for Will Lutz, who did not deserve it. No. That ball was absolutely slaughtered. And I do wonder if it's because the earth is spinning at a little faster rate that is why Will Lutz missed it while in Europe. He hasn't got an opportunity to see the way the ball flies in Europe, let alone with the world spinning faster than it's ever spun. If that thing's an eighth of an inch the other direction, that ball's through for 61 and they win the goddamn game, or tie the game at least, and get back into it probably. I enjoy watching these London games in the morning because the fans are all pumped about everything.
Yep. Yeah.
And that's whenever you go somewhere like 10, 15, I mean, this is just a fucking come on.
Oh, my God.
The guy hit a 60-yarder just before this, had his career long as 60. Then he comes out for a 61, and the uprights in London say, I don't think so, mate.
Not today, Governor.
Mate, not today. What's that all about?
I don't know.
That's London, baby.
They love the kicking game over there, too. They wanted that to go through more than anybody. The uprights played super heel over there. I don't love that. But it was an incredible game this weekend. Get to see Aaron Rodgers go over there. I'll be excited to see the reaction to him in London town. Patriots are dead. Another team that might have just found a rebirth, even though they just lost to a team that everybody thinks is very terrible, is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers, with the 20th pick of the NFL draft, pick a quarterback for the first time in like 18 years. Obviously, Big Ben.
Of course.
Big Ben.
Yeah, not the London one.
Or the AB one.
Big Ben.
Yeah, the
Roethlisberger. He retires, so the Pittsburgh Steelers offense is in disarray. What the hell are they going to do? That has been a staple of Pittsburgh. You see the ice on the shoulder. You see the robotic elbow. You see, obviously, the boots on both of his feet.
Yep.
The knee braces. He's stumbling around on a Wednesday, on a Thursday, on a Friday, on a Saturday. Can't even do the walkthrough. He's doing a roll-through. And then on Sunday, he comes out lumbering, and it's football for 18 years, basically.
Yeah.
Missed some games for sure because there was some serious injuries in there with I think a blown tit and an elbow Tommy John surgery situation that had to take place. But Ben Roethlisberger has been the Pittsburgh Steelers for a long time. Ben leaves, says he's hanging him up. Now he's doing a podcast called footballing,
Hell yeah.
which I absolutely love, and I think it's going to be a fantastic podcast. They bring in Mitchell Trubisky, who obviously had his thing in Chicago happen with Matt Nagy, in which they obviously hated each other, did not have great reaction to each other, had a terrible season. They both end up leaving Chicago. He goes behind Josh Allen and old Dayball in Buffalo and goes to a little quick quarterback camp on how you could potentially evolve your game. Pittsburgh Steelers say that and say, you know what? Give us that guy that's not going to cost that much money but has experience and may be better to be our next quarterback because we have a MVP defense from top to bottom. Everybody on D is an all-pro. If we just get a quarterback that can manage the game and not fuck it up, we'll be okay. Then the whole draft process comes around, and we see Tomlin and Colbert in his last ever draft rounds having dinner and wings and pizza with every quarterback in the draft. And everybody started snooping around. Is Mitchell Trubisky the actual guy, or are they thinking about drafting a young guy and moving forward with it? Then the 20th pick comes around, and guess who's still on the board? The man with the small hands, the beautiful hair, the University of Pittsburgh doctorate of football. Kenny Pickett is sitting right there, a man who's been in the same building as us for the last 10 years at the University of Pittsburgh. He has a lot of grit, has incredible arm talent, has a story that we know through and through. Treats the cafeteria people right. We already know what he is like behind closed doors because we've seen him for 5 years. They draft him. And immediately upon Kenny Pickett becoming a Pittsburgh Steeler on draft night, April fucking whatever it was, 20th, or whatever it is. Was it on 420? No.
No, 28th or 29th.
Whatever. That day, his name started getting chanted around the hills of Pittsburgh. This is our guy. Although he's from New Jersey, he became a man in Oakland, in Pittsburgh. This is our guy. Mitchell Trubisky, we had you there for about a month. We loved you. We were going to bat for you about how you didn't stink in Chicago, how you weren't treated properly, how Matt Nagy's a piece of shit, even though it appears as if he's got the Chiefs offense.
Yeah, he's a genius.
He's doing really well over there. That's what Pittsburgh Steelers are saying. And then Kenny Pickett got drafted in this 2-syllable name that is synonymous with the theme park, amusement park in Pittsburgh.
That's right.
It's actually a holiday around schools of Pittsburgh to go to a place called Kennywood.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Kenny Pickett from the University of Pittsburgh is the first-round quarterback drafted by the Steelers in 2 decades. His name was wanted. He was wanted on the field. And yesterday we got the first action of Kenny Pickett in actual NFL football. Scored 2 touchdowns.
What?
Threw 3 picks.
What?
Lose to the Jets.
What?
But Pittsburgh Steelers fans who are back on stage with us, Tone D. Congrats on being a dad. It's great to see you around here, pal. We have missed you. You're obviously beloved. Steelers fans are pumped that Kenny Pickett's quarterback, even though you guys lost to the Jets. And Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
Hey, Zach Wilson grittied on all the moms of Pittsburgh, right down there at Acrisure, which is not a safe place, by the way.
No.
What?
Moment of silence for the Yins are after the game. They do the Philly, call it the gritty, because when Zach Wilson catches it, he's doing it all on Yins' titties.
Swag.
I mean, this dude is going bananas. He had a game yesterday in which I got a text from Michael Cole and other Jets fans. I go, this guy fucking sucks. And then at the end of the game, methodically drives right down Pittsburgh Steelers' throats. No TJ, Cam Hayward leaves the game. Minkah Fitzpatrick is an absolute stud, a stallion. They're going to need him going forward. But Pittsburgh Steelers fans are pumped about Kenny Pickett being the quarterback. Great to have you back, Tone Diggs.
Great to be back. Yes, we are very, very pumped. When Mitch and Matt Canada were running the offense, it was like Harry, Dahn, and Lloyd Christmas were driving the Titanic, and the Carpathia was nowhere in the distance to save anybody, okay? That's what it was like.
Tone has had some time.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Tone.
What have you been up
That's what it
to,
was
Tone?
like.
Welcome back, Tone.
Mitch, he was a nice guy, okay? But I think we all owe an apology to Nagy, all right?
Tony.
He stunk with Big Richard Nick Foles.
Yeah.
He stunk with Justin Fields.
Andy Dalton.
He's great with Patrick Mahomes. though.
Kenny came in and I saw videos from the stadium. It was electric. You could tell the offense, and I'm pretty sure the defense and all the players in that locker room were pretty pumped to have Kenny as a quarterback. Now, you guys said
Mitch.
said that he threw 3 picks. PFFs, and you know how I feel PFF. They're great.
The authority.
Yeah, the authority.
Well, Pete Thamel's the authority on college football. The authority on pro football is Pro Football Focus.
PFF. He threw no picks. The first one that Claypool, he's 6'6", going up against 5'8", and Claypool's.
What are you saying
that.
about?
What do you mean,
What-
Claypool?
What's been going on?
I mean, since he deemed himself Mapletron, the guy hasn't made a play in 2 years. The second one, Demuth, whatever, and then a Hail Mary. But Kenny, finally, the offense, he stuck in the pocket, made a throw to Muth, a throw to Pickens outside, back shoulder. There was timing. They were running the ball. Now, it is Overreaction Monday, so I feel like I can say this. Take a loss to the Jets to move on to the next chapter of
So the
Steelers
Jets
football.
buried Mitchell Trubisky,
Worth
and
it.
now you're burying the ball that is
Correct.
the Mitchell Trubisky era as a Pittsburgh Steeler quarterback. Now you've got a brand new shiny toy, and that's the Kenny Pickett Pittsburgh
Yeah,
Steelers.
and I saw a lot of people tweeting yesterday that the Kenny and Zach Wilson, those are the 2 best young quarterbacks in the AFC that we're going to see for a
Nobody
long
said
time. So, I mean,
Nobody
take
said
it
that.
in, soak it in.
Nobody said that. I will say that the it factor appears to be something that's real. Kenny Pickett, doesn't matter what Matt Canada's calling. I think I saw Kenny Pickett check out of a play, maybe make an audible and throw the rock to the left. I think to George.
Yeah.
Now, you will have to forgive me because I was watching the Colts do whatever the fuck they're doing.
Something
At
like
football.
football.
I was watching the TV, watching Pittsburgh Steelers with Nick Moraldo there in the suite, and watching Nick watch Kenny was awesome. First play was a handoff to Naj. Nick actually turns around and goes, "You see that?
Perfect form.
Did you see that? Did you see that?" But it did feel when he went into the game, and this is like anytime somebody new is in charge anywhere, there's like this freshness of energy of wanting to prove yourself and like something new, and maybe you get out of the old habits that you had. Not that Mitchell Trubisky was a quarterback for too long, but it did feel from watching afar, and I wasn't in Acrisure, it did feel like everything started moving. There was completions happening. Just the energy was up. Maybe Matt Canada opened up a new part of the playbook that he hadn't used with Mitchell Trubisky. Whatever the case is, Yin's lost to Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Wow.
Pro Football Focus can say what it wants. Kenny Pickett went 10 of 13 with 3 picks. 10 of 13. His only incompletions are picked. He was putting ball. I mean,
Yeah.
he was that one he got killed on
Yep.
Yeah.
where
the
he
youth.
threw was a dart too.
Yeah, great throw.
That wasn't anything other than a fucking dart while staring down the barrel of a certified shot. It's gonna get hit really hard. Gonna take a very hard bump on the ground here. Gonna have a human on top of me, but I am also gonna deliver a seed. That's the mental part of these psychopaths that are NFL quarterbacks that some people have and some people don't. Some people don't even want to potentially put themselves in that position. Like you remember when Ben Simmons didn't want to have to shoot a shot, so he stayed away from any area where he was gonna get fouled or do anything.
Sure.
Some quarterbacks will leave a situation before something can even pop up, so they don't even have to make the decision to do it or not. So you don't even know. Kenny fucking sitting in there and just staring down the pipe knowing he's going to get fucking murdered and throwing it. I think if you're a Pittsburgh, not that he's the only quarterback that does that. I'm not saying that. But if you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, you're saying, oh, first round guy, 20th picked overall, in his rookie year against grown men in his first real time, is not scared to take a massive shot. I think that's a huge ordeal. Once again, lost to the Jets and Zach Wilson.
Right.
Absolutely.
If
Jets
you
might be
remember
good.
preseason, there was a very, very similar play where he made the same exact throw. That was the play that I fell in
To
love
the
with
left,
him.
I think,
Yes.
right? Yeah, instead of the right. This
Yeah.
one was to the left, same exact seam shot. Yeah. And that was against preseason guys. And we all thought, all right, is that preseason? What is it going to do? What's it going to do? Lights came on. He was the same exact guy, it felt like. Threw 3 picks, though.
Yeah.
Wow.
But if
Clean
you
that up.
Got to
look
clean
on
that. Can't just
PFF,
throw the ball. Can't just,
All the grades do it.
no balls touch the ground for Kenny Pickett.
Throws
10
a
to
very
13,
catchable ball.
3 picks. Love it. I enjoyed watching them. They lose to the Jets. Are the Jets back because Zach's back?
Yeah.
Have to ask.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Him grittying all over the place, doing what he had to do. Those drives at the end of the game for the against the Pittsburgh Steelers would definitely give Jets fans something to be pumped about. But whenever you were talking about the offense with Mitchell Trubisky, and I mentioned watching the Indianapolis Colts play football yesterday. So Derrick Henry started rolling first quarter.
Yeah, early.
Can't happen. That's normally third, fourth quarter. So and with the seats that we have, we can actually see him running Like I can actually see him rolling, and I can see him getting comfortable. Like that one, I had a perfect view, and he like wipes himself off because he wasn't touched and was nowhere near being touched.
No.
Then there's other runs where you can actually see him make somebody miss, and then you can see somebody's body like kind of crunch down before they tackle him, and him go to explode onto people. So like our seats have a very good view. So in the first quarter, when the Derrick Henry train is already starting to roll, it's like, oh no, this is supposed to be third, fourth quarter, whenever the defense is already worn down.
Yeah.
It's like, no, Derrick Henry in the first quarter, in the second quarter, is supposed to just like take like 2 yards, 3 yards.
Yep.
And then like by the third, fourth quarter, if he's going to have a day, that's when it is, because the defense is banged up. Somebody rolled an ankle. Somebody's maybe a little bit tired. Somebody gets off their gap a little bit, and then all of a sudden they're getting trucked. And then the Derrick Henry Express just starts going. First quarter, it was going. So I'm sitting there watching the game, and I'm like, well, this is a little early. This is a little early for this particular train to be leaving the station here in the first quarter. That's not going to be good. To the Colts' credit, they should fight. Got back in that game. Had a 3rd and 2 late where if we would have got the ball, we would have been able to go down the field and tie this thing up. Inevitably, weren't able to do it enough to get the win. Shaq Leonard comes back. He gets blown up by his own guy. They're saying concussion. I think he probably broke his nose, too. There was a lot of blood, like a gash out of his nose, and that shot was awkward. He was turning like this, and then his own guy was coming to tackle. Wide receiver is about to score a touchdown, and then Darius, like, awkwardly gets hit. Like, it was uncomfortable to look at. It was almost like the Buffalo Bills guy. Remember when he got like his neck?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah.
It was kind of like that, but I feel like the helmet also hit his body. He's in a concussion protocol, so he wasn't back for more than a quarter and a half.
Yeah.
Although they were able to score whenever he was on the field. I feel like his energy and everything, and watching him come out of the tunnel was awesome. Because just a week ago, he was saying that he was watching somebody else in his position and the team was doing good, so they don't need me back or whatever yet. So I started sensing a little doubt maybe from Shaq Leonard, a little self-doubt happening from Shaq Leonard. So watching him come back, and he went out, he was introduced last, and the place went fucking crazy for him.
Right.
I almost got like emotional. I was like, hey, Shaq, I hope you fucking remember, like, hey, you're the guy, dude.
Still that guy.
You're like a defensive MVP guy.
Yeah.
Like, hey, let's not forget that at all. So I got like pretty emotional for the guy almost. I'm like, all right, I hope he feels that, you know? Then we get him out in the first quarter. He's gone. Defense starts playing, like, continues to play good, though.
Yeah.
Get some stops late. Shaq Leonard will be out this Thursday against the Denver Broncos, which is not great. Need him back as soon as possible to get into the flow of Gus Bradley's defense. But as I'm watching, that's via Zach Kiefer, who writes for The Athletic. As I'm watching that team, though, and I'm watching the offense, I'm just like, what the fuck are we? This is the most.
what happened?
We have the privilege of watching football for a living. Have to watch it, okay? Have to watch football for a living. That is literally our job. Lucky to do it, get to do it, thankful to do it. It's not as easy as everybody might think it is because it's hard to keep track of every different storyline happening on every team. But we are lucky to do it, and we invest our time into doing it. So we try to make it as good of a show and as accurate as a show as possible. But I see a lot of offenses around the NFL who are taking advantage of a lot of things. And going into the season, I was just like acknowledging what all the offenses that look fucking awesome and do well and have success and win Super Bowls and things like that are doing lately, have a shit ton of weapons. And the reason why they have a shit ton of weapons is because you can do a bunch of shit with a bunch of shit ton of weapons, because the defense has no idea what the fuck to do with you because there's only so many people on the field to cover all of your weapons. So your offense can automatically get a lot more creative, can get a lot more exciting, and ultimately a lot more productive if you have a lot of weapons, let alone the fact that there is a 100% hurt rate in the NFL. So if you lose one of your weapons or you lose two of your weapons, if you have 5 to 6 fucking studs at skill position, it's not going to kill your entire offense. That is just what teams who have had success have been doing in the recent history of the modern football with the rules that they are for throwing the fucking ball. So whenever we were looking at this Colts team, all offseason I was like, we don't have any fucking weapons. Julio Jones is available. Get fucking bring in Julio. Odell Beckham Jr., I guess, is saying he's going to the fucking Packers. Hey, Odell, don't go to the Packers. Look how many times they're getting the ball. Christian Watson, he's going to be a stud. Romeo Dobbs is going to be a guy. Tunyon's making incredible catches. They don't need you, OBJ. The Colts fucking need you, which is what I've been saying all offseason. We needed more weapons. And then we find a weapon last week. Guy last week, Jelani Woods, 6'7" tight end out of Miami, has 2 touchdowns. The only 2 balls that were thrown to him. 2 touchdowns in traffic. Young guy, dog. Right in front of our face did it. Saw his eyes after he did it. This guy is a guy. This week only had like 13 snaps or something like that. Wasn't even on the field.
Excuse me?
And
Wasn't even
got
on the field.
40-yard catch when he was.
Yeah, gets on the field, only gets one target, gets 40 yards, and then he's fucking out in the red zone all of a sudden. Now, Mo Alley Cox, another tight end, dog. Fucking love Mo Alley Cox. He gets 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
It's like, think about what Mo Alley Cox should be able to do if you have another fucking tight end on the field, like Rob Gronkowski and... rest in peace, he's a murderer too. Aaron Hernandez.
Sure.
Like there has to be some sort of offense that we found a weapon. We didn't have enough weapons. We found a weapon. He's an anomaly. He's an alien. He's 6'7". Maybe let's figure out how to fucking get that guy on the field at the same time as Mo Alley Cox, who's your other weapon, and Pittman, who's your fucking weapon, and then Jonathan Taylor, who is not having a year that he had a year ago. No,
he's not.
And as somebody who's been on the field, okay, and as somebody that has been a scout team running back,
Okay.
in the NFL.
So you know.
Yeah.
Scat back or
You
power?
understand.
So they had me do everything. They had me do everything.
Three down back.
Three down back.
Basically, it was just a read whenever, which hole am I going through, who's getting what gap, what's your coverage. And it was, ultimately, it worked on my cardio a lot because there would be redos, do it again.
Run it back.
Again. Oh, okay, yeah, do it again. All right, yeah, fuck it. That means everybody else just kind of gets to go, yeah, I'm going there, and I got to do a full, all right, here we go, I'm going out there. But I got to see some holes, had pretty good vision. I feel like I had pretty good vision. And I feel like with the modern technology of the Skycam, everybody can kind of see shit now on whether or not running backs are making the right moves or right decisions or not. Offensive line is giving Jonathan Taylor fucking nothing.
Yes.
It is very tough to watch, actually, as you're handing this guy who's a special guy, and he's getting hit before he even gets to the line, or there's absolutely nothing, he just has to make something out of everything. Like, not every run should be have to make something out of nothing. So this offensive line that's gotten paid, Ryan Kelly, Quentin Nelson, really good players. They're the only 2 that are still around. The other 3 brand new. Right guard, I guess, are just getting fucking cooked. I don't know who he is. Hope he does better in the future or fucking moves to another team because the offensive line seems to stink. We don't have enough weapons. We find a weapon, can't get him on the field. And then I watch the Kansas City Chiefs play football.
Oh, man.
And I just think to myself, this is so much fun to watch.
Awesome.
Even if their offensive line is outmanned, outgunned, outstrengthed, outflanked, whatever it is, Andy Reid has so many designs that just set their guys up to be in proper leverage. They keep the defense guessing so much because they have so much speed. They lose their best wide receiver.
Yes.
They lose their best wide receiver, a guy who's one of one who would make any team better. He's gone. This offense, still the same fucking show. Still able to do whatever they want, even more because they had to get even more creative. It's like the creative juices that go into building a play. Whenever you have 5, 6 dudes that you believe in that can get the rock, and also whenever you have like CEH in the backfield who can hit it and also get it out of the backfield, and you got a quarterback who is maybe the most electrifying football player to ever touch a football field. Last night, his spin move, chest pass, touchdown throw thing is the greatest display of football in the regular season that we've seen in some time. Just fucking toying with Super Bowl champion All-Pros. How you doing? Keep it moving.
Insane.
Hey, sorry, you can't get me. Sorry about it.
Close.
See you later, Anthony. I believe that guy's name is. And then he hits a spin move on Devin White, who runs like a 4.5. Stop. Where's the line of scrimmage? Whoop.
Chuck.
Gets a good spiral on it. Better spiral than I've seen a lot of college football quarterbacks throw with it. Touchdown to Clyde Edwards-Helaire. It's like you're watching him play, and I'm watching Matt Ryan play. And then you're watching these other offense, like the Rams and these other teams that take advantage of all these weapons in it. And I'm like, man, that's such a fucking better experience watching football than watching what the Colts are doing right now. So I hope to God, and I got a lot of tweets from people at the Chiefs Kingdom last night that said, we've been waiting a long time for this run. And they've been good since like 2018 now. They've been either in the AFC Championship game or in the Super Bowl. They got MVPs. I hope to God you guys do like think to yourself, this is amazing. Every single time, do not take it for granted.
No.
Because just a few years back here in Indianapolis, you got a lot of Colts fans going, we had Peyton Manning running the show here. Yeah. And every offensive exploit was used. I mean, it was 450 yards a game, touchdown celebration. And then you have Mathis and Freeney. It's like an exciting brand of football. Then when Andrew Luck was in, it was like literally no play left behind. This guy can do anything. Then Carson comes.
Carl, huh?
Seems like the
Commanders fans?
Yeah.
Commanders fans.
Commies get it.
Apologies. Receipts, motherfuckers! Receipts, motherfuckers!
Hell yeah.
Commanders fans are attacking me a lot this offseason whenever I was excited that the Colts were able to trade Carson Wentz and his contract to the Washington Commanders.
Sure.
Not because I think Carson Wentz at football is bad.
No.
No.
At decision making in football, he is bad. As a human, I think he's a good human. As a tractor buyer, I think he's a bad tractor buyer.
For sure.
So it's like a real one of these with Carson Wentz. Like, I think his grade of football is really good. But boy, there's a lot of times when you're watching the Carson Wentz experience where you're like, what is the NFL? This isn't high school. Whoa. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, you're hurt. Okay. Oh, you're still playing. Can't move. Still trying to do stuff. And then he'll make a play out of nowhere. He'll do it this weekend. I guess the Cowboys, I guess you guys got to see a lot of what I was talking about all last year. And you don't have to apologize. Y'all motherfuckers, when you lay your heads down, no. If my dumb face pops in your head when you're laying your head down at night and you think back to a tweet that you sent me, oh, is this Carson Wentz's fault? Blah, 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 blah. Carson Wentz is better than he, whatever. Fuck off. I know it. You know it. We know it. Let's move on. We're both in bad spots right now. Okay, I got Matt Ryan doing what he's doing. But whenever this fan base became football fans in Indianapolis, it was watching incredible offensive football play. When you're watching a bad fucking offense, and I know it's early, but they're just trying to figure it out. But then we see Jelani Woods do his thing, and then the next week he's not even on the fucking field. It's like, it's hard to watch these other teams be great and not think to yourself, why aren't we doing that? Why do we not have a Patrick Mahomes-style offense? Why do we not have a Rams-style offense? Does our owner not spend money? Does the GM not believe in it? It just, if you're a Chiefs fan, after watching last night, I am so fucking envious and I'm so happy for you. Is almost what I want to say to all of you.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, going into every drive, it's almost like you're expecting to score a touchdown. Like, how many teams can actually say that? It's like, hey, if we get the ball, we're going to score. It doesn't, and also, let's say we're down 17, 24 points in the second half.
No lead is safe.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like with the Colts, they get down 14 points. It's genuinely like,
Oh, that's over.
game's over.
Yeah,
What are we going to do?
I didn't leave then, but the conversation started, you know, when it was like 21-3 or whatever it was. It's like,
early.
oh, definitely not staying this entire game, I don't think. Traffic's terrible. There's only one lane out of here.
Can't do it.
Had a long day yesterday, I mean, the Colts didn't show up for me, right? I mean, I try to show
Why
up
should I
here.
You
stay
showed
for
up
them?
for them.
I try to show up for them, like, you know, try to be loud. How you doing? Neighbors are sweet. They try to show up, be loud too as well. It's not a meet and greet. Let's remember that. Fucking paying a lot of money. It's not a business. It's not a market that you'll be able to take pictures with me when you go to those games. Good people, very nice people, but also fuck off. Pay $150,000 to sit there.
Hey,
and
make
watch a game.
sure you get a picture with McAfee before you
Pat, come here.
Yeah, it's not a. I'm not a zoo animal in there, although it does appear that is the case. Very nice people. Once again,
Good
have
people.
to say that. Just trying to set the standard for the next 6 games that we might not go to anyways, because who knows what this team is going to become.
Yeah.
But as I'm watching it all happen, I'm just like, God damn, we're dead. Now, the big story from yesterday, talking about no lead is safe. Josh Allen. Hey, Lamar Jackson is spectacular. Lamar Jackson's start to the season has been remarkable. Watching Lamar play over the last 4 weeks, it is very clear, and even the first half of yesterday, it is very clear like this dude is cementing his legacy back as the dude. Because last year there was some injury, some sickness. The year before that, a lot of COVID shit they dealt with. So for 2 years, even though they've won a playoff game and Lamar has had success, you haven't really seen the Lamar Jackson all the way. Last year they lost 4 running backs or something, 5 running backs, whatever it was. And the run game is obviously a big part of that offense. So this season, it has been a joy to watch Lamar Jackson, especially with how the business has gone down in the offseason with the team that he's playing for. First half yesterday was the same situation. I actually talked to Bruce Brown. We're sitting in the Colts game, watching that game unfold on a TV in the suite, and we're thinking to ourselves, one of these quarterbacks got paid already. One of them hasn't. And me and Bruce literally start talking. It's like, yeah, like a hungry dog runs faster. Like, a hungry fighter trains harder. Like,
Part of it.
We were thinking that yesterday because I think I picked the Bills or whatever. So I'm literally watching like, why did I even think about betting against Lamar Jackson? He hasn't got paid. He's on a big fuck you tour. And then second half, it was like, this is why. Poyer's on track to have 17 picks still. And that big, handsome son of a bitch back there is a ball hawk.
Yep.
Both of his picks were incredible plays. Yeah. That second one he got, he had to make a miraculous catch on it or whatever. But this dude is a guy. This Bills defense is unbelievable. A lot of people talking about what Lamar was able to do or wasn't able to do down in the goal line in the fourth quarter. Jordan Poyer with a big pick there. 4 minutes left, game tied 20-20, 4th and goal from the 4. Baltimore Ravens choose to go for it in a tie ball game. Jordan Poyer gets picked. That ball comes out to the 20. Then Josh Allen does what Josh Allen do, marches right down the field, ends up in a kneeling situation for the last play of the game to be a Tyler Bass 21-yard field goal. He buries that thing home from the left hash. Absolutely slaughters it, almost leaves the screen. Very confident kick from Tyler Bass, and very confident Buffalo Bills team who bounces back after that Dolphins loss, in which Josh Allen's penis got grabbed and kicked in the middle of with the way they lost that. I enjoy watching those two guys play football. Lamar and Josh.
Fun.
There's an exact thing what we were talking about with the Chiefs. Yeah, when you're watching the Colts, it's like, this fucking team stinks. Lamar can make a play out of nothing. Wasn't able to on that 4th and goal from the 4, but then Josh Allen answers in it all. It's like the talent in the AFC is so good. And we're going to dive into this week. But I think there's only a few teams that can go on to win a Super Bowl in the AFC. And I think there's the same amount of teams in the NFC that can go on to win a Super Bowl, but there isn't as many good teams in the NFC.
Sure. Right.
The AFC is heavier, I think, but at the top, I think there's only a couple that are able to go on a run for how many weapons they have and the quarterback they have playing. And Josh Allen is certainly one of them, and we have to remember that. Even after that Miami game or the first half, Josh Allen is able to make plays as a running back. Josh Allen is able to make plays as a thrower. He's able to be a cerebral quarterback when needed to be. He's a crafty quarterback when he needs to be. This dude is fucking awesome to watch. And we have to pay our respects to Josh Allen.
100%.
I feel like these two, Lamar and Josh, have to do more for their teams than almost any other quarterbacks. And they do literally everything. Now, the Ravens don't have as many weapons as the Bills and Josh Allen.
Which is
do.
why I don't think the Ravens can go win a Super Bowl.
But-
I don't want to give away the lead for like a later this week conversation, but I think, to my point earlier, I think you got to have a shit ton of weapons to go win a Super Bowl, and I think Josh Allen has them.
He
I
does,
think
but they
he
have
has
no
them.
running game. He is their entire running game, and then he's obviously their passing game as a quarterback. But he does; those two do more for their teams than almost any other quarterback.
Bro, Josh is so tall.
Yeah, I mean, that dude who's a Ravens fan, that video you sent him was fucking perfect about Josh Allen.
Yeah, I forget his name.
Stavros something.
Yes,
Like Halkias.
I think we have it. Stavros Halkias, Stavi, baby, Ronnie's Ravens recap following a tough loss to the Bills. Is this what Baltimore people are like? Do we have this video? Is this a video or is this just a tweet? Is this what Baltimore people are like? I fucking hope so.
Yeah.
If this is what the standard Raven fan is, it leads back to me talking about how cool it is to play in that stadium. Place is loud, place is obnoxious.
Is this guy the owner of Jimmy's Seafood? Or?
Let's run it out.
Looks like
it
him.
might make sense after you hear this guy.
A fucking terrible fucking loss, yo. The Ravens fucking suck. Our defense sucks. Harbaugh fucking sucks. And plus, the Bills was fucking cheating. Josh Allen, how the fuck you gonna have a big, white, tall quarterback that can throw the ball but also runs? That's just not fucking allowed, yo. That's too many fucking things. The league was fucking against us. That challenge, Lamar had the fucking first down. And fucking he played pretty good, but I gotta say the most important thing that happened today was the Schittsburg Squealers lost to the fucking Jets thanks to the leadership of Joe Flacco off the bench. Fuck Kenny only throws pickets.
Ooh.
Tough loss, though, yo. Tough loss. This is the most fucked up thing that happened in Baltimore since my cousin got arrested for a DUI, even though he was only on pills.
Jesus.
How the fuck you gonna get drunk off pills, yo?
All right. Thank you, Ronnie Stavros. I don't know if that's all Ravens fans, but I do appreciate the fact that there's a passionate fan base everywhere, and the Ravens maybe can go on a run because they have Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe. But if Lamar Jackson can't get it done, then it seems like they're done. Lamar has a bad game. Baltimore has a bad game. Not saying Lamar had a bad game yesterday. I'm just saying when you get to playoffs and when you get to championship games and Super Bowls, you got fucking really smart defensive coordinators and teams that are very good. That's why they're in the position that they're in. So who can outjoust, outwit their opponent? Who can go on a Super Bowl run? I'm not sure the Baltimore Ravens are a team that can. Now, Will they be able to figure it out by the end of the season? Maybe. Their defense coordinator, Mike McDonald, I believe is his name. He went up to Michigan for a couple years, and they came back, and now he's the defense coordinator after Wink Martindale and Harbaugh allegedly have differing views on philosophies or something. He's now with the Giants, who are currently they have a winning record for the first time in forever. New defensive coordinator, Mike McDonald for the Ravens, has had an interesting start to this entire thing. Still trying to run the exotic defense,
The amoebas.
the guys standing, being the Baltimore Ravens' unpredictable defense with dudes everywhere, rushing the passer, confusing the quarterback, and everything like that. But we saw some footage from Darius Butler and Everything DB in which he broke down the Baltimore Ravens against the Miami Dolphins, and he said that he asked a 10-year NFL vet in the secondary, a 14-year NFL vet in the secondary, a coach who coached for 40 years, and he who played 8 years in the NFL at corner, nickel, and safety in the secondary. Not one of them could guess what the coverage was that Baltimore was playing in the fourth quarter in a one-score game against Tyreek Hill and the Miami Dolphins, in which Tyreek Hill ended up one-on-one with somebody for like a 65-yard touchdown, in which they said, how Tyreek get left open? Well, the Ravens were playing a defense that nobody's ever seen before in the secondary, and it's because of Mike McDonald probably trying to do his own thing. So everybody thought he was going to stop being, cute and just get back to the basics against Josh Allen. I don't know. He held Josh Allen in them to 23 points or whatever.
Sure.
That's a great stand, I think, against that Josh Allen team. With a follow-up, though, with the no Moss decision for the score on them, do they not score on them? How do you handle the drive? Like Mike McDonald thinking he was going to enjoy, that's Wink Martindale, Mike McDonald thinking he was going to enjoy like being an NFL defense coordinator in Baltimore because the freedom you're able to have as defense coordinator, he has to think to himself, like, God damn, we got Tyreek Hill just beat us in a coverage that everybody is wondering what it was. Now I got to figure out whether or not we're going to let Josh Allen just score so we can get the ball back. And if we do try to do it and one of our guys tries to tackle it, how come that guy wasn't on the same page as everybody else? It's like the Ravens are in an interesting fucking point. And it comes from a side of the ball in which I think Baltimore Ravens fans, Ronnie's Ravens recap, Stavos and everybody over there, is thinking to himself, our defense has always been our defense. Now it's almost like the defense is like, we have no fucking idea what we're going to get with that D, which is interesting. It's a new place for Baltimore.
And I think it's almost worse because they're not just getting blown out. Like they're blowing great games from Lamar. They can't hold a lead. That Dolphins game, they were up 35-3 and,
four tuds.
First player ever to have a 75-yard rushing touchdown and passing touchdown.
Exactly. So, we talk about, putting, you're putting a lot on Lamar's shoulders. It's like, hey, listen, we need to score 42 points for us to win today. And granted, they did play better yesterday against Josh Allen, but, if that's what their defense is going to be like this whole year, Lamar's going to have to throw for 60 touchdowns and rush for 20 more. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to hold any leads. They're not going to be able to beat anybody.
You have to wonder too, how much is Lamar going to hold this against?
Right.
Yeah.
At what point, Lamar always does things right, but at what point is Lamar going to check out, you think?
Yeah.
They got rid of his number one receiver. We're talking about them not having enough weapons. They trade Hollywood Brown, and he's the only guy that Lamar's had a great
He just had a big game.
And he had a massive game. Absolutely, Mark Andrews is really good, and Rashad Bateman's in his second year, and he could be good, but they don't have that number one outside the numbers. I'm just going to throw it up to the guy and see what happens.
All right, let's move on. Eagles, congrats to Josh Allen and Bills.
Let's go, Josh.
Congrats to Jordan Poyer for being on pace to have 17 interceptions.
Yeah, keep it up.
And let's remember, if he doesn't, he sucks at football
Sure. That's
and
right.
should not get voted into the Pro Bowl again.
That's right.
No chance.
Well said.
Because he was all pro, not good enough to make the Pro Bowl.
No.
It's an elite group.
And if he gets 16 picks this year, he's trash.
Sorry.
17,
Okay.
Maybe we'll get you a Pro Bowl.
up and coming.
Maybe.
Backup Pro Bowler.
He's a fucking dude, bro.
Yeah.
They're so good.
Especially not having Micah Hyde out there.
Yeah, now it's him.
Yeah.
Just him.
Him and Micah have been playing together, 6 years or something?
Yeah, ever since he really started starting in Buffalo.
Yeah, they're like the best safety tandem in the NFL.
Yeah.
Wants to get Trey White back, too, if they have Micah as well. They're absurd. They're going to be fun.
Yeah, they're good. They're good.
Yeah.
But if Jordan doesn't get 17 picks, the guy fucking stinks.
No Pro Bowlers.
Let's remember. How's that happen?
Makes no sense.
And then the Colts have 8 Pro Bowlers.
And they
Makes you
fucking
wonder.
stink.
Who's the coordinator for the Colts offense? And you said that Mr. Woods guy didn't play enough. Do you think maybe he missed Sunday Mass and that was held against him?
There's a good chance.
I don't want to say those two things, the coordinator and the head coach, and the missing Sunday Mass is why he didn't play. But
I don't know if he missed Sunday Mass, but I'm pretty sure when the food was being blessed, he did not bow his head.
He was texting.
That's right.
Wow. No wonder he didn't play.
Yeah, can't be doing that.
I was so mad. Now, was I upset because I had him at plus 700 to score a touchdown? Probably.
Perhaps.
Yes. But I hammered it as well because I thought the sports books didn't fully understand that we don't have weapons. So we find a weapon.
Yeah.
Okay, congrats to us. That's what that means. It doesn't mean like, oh, a guy scores 2 touchdowns. That was okay, pal.
Yeah,
all right. We don't need you. Get him the fuck off the field. A little disrespectful you chose to do that, by the way. Like, there's no reason. Let's get that guy on. And Mo Alley Cox, let's get that guy. And then if you have another tight end, I heard we got another tight end, fucking sweet. Let's get that guy.
Put his ass in.
Because we don't have a lot of weapons. So if we find weapons, let's use.
Yeah.
Let's figure out. Let's maybe get creative on the offensive side, which leads us back to this. Andy Reid's fucking awesome.
Yeah, he's an absolute genius.
That offense is awesome. Bieniemy, Nagy, Reid, Patrick Mahomes. They had a fucking tight end take goddamn. You don't think Jelani Woods can take a goddamn center and fall forward on a 4th and 1? Or do you think maybe we just won't create something like this?
how do you think Ballard feels? Who's finding these guys? And
Well, Ballard, I even think.
What?
I mean, last year you go, okay.
No, let's not bury Ballard first. Let's get back to that play right there. I think is when I tweeted. They're so fun.
Yeah.
Here's the idea, Pat. You actually got to act. You'll distract everybody, which works. Everybody's like, what the fuck's he talking about? This guy, nobody's ever heard of. Who is this guy? Is he on a team? Buccaneers aren't worried about number 83 for the Chiefs. They got 87 to worry about. They got 15 to worry about. They got Clyde Edwards-Helaire about. They don't have 83 on their scouting report. So when 83 is moving, who gives a fuck? What's Pat talking about over here? Touchdown. Are you kidding me?
What the hell?
That's from the Chiefs. That's when a team was going to win the Super Bowl. They're able to be that creative and think ahead, and that's why they win.
Yep.
So whenever you watch your team and there's no creativity, you're allowed to say, hey, what? Andy Reid with that mustache over there, he's just what, smarter than you? Is that what it is? Is he just much smarter than you?
Yep.
Or is it because he has more weapons than you and he has the ability to do everything? Is that what it is? Or do you think if Andy Reid had Jelani fucking Woods, okay, on his team, Travis Kelce's always open.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce is always open. Is he open because of the scheme or is he open because he's smarter than everybody? Feels like he's open because he's smarter than everybody. Always finds a hole. He and Patrick Mahomes on the same page. He broke Rob Gronkowski's record of cracking the top 5 for receiving yards for tight end in the history of the game. He doesn't look like he's slowing down. His podcast with his brother is fucking awesome.
Incredible.
But if you think if Andy Reid had Jelani Woods on the team after scoring 2 touchdowns last week, he would not see the field basically the next week. No. Andy Reid would draw up plays for this guy to get open for something else. That just seems to be the trend for these teams. McVay probably do the same damn thing. Aaron Rodgers, if a guy has success, probably going to find him. Tom Brady, if he likes a guy, he's going to find him. Like, how come that can't, I'm done. I'm getting off on a tangent. Titans look good. Okay?
Yeah, amazing.
Titans look good. I should talk about the Titans because I do enjoy watching Derrick Henry run that fucking football.
Yeah.
I enjoy Vrabel celebrating with the boys on the sideline. He's a big son of a bitch.
Oh, yeah.
Him lumbering down the sideline, he is a big fucking guy.
Yeah.
And they looked, they looked like they were maybe going to lose it at the end. That team seems to be a team that could potentially have a win in the playoffs. Not sure they can win in the Super Bowl because they lose A.J. Brown. But I think that team played very well against us yesterday. And that's why I think I'm so upset. But the Colts bounced back on Thursday, a team that lost to the Raiders. And that's Russell Wilson's dorsal fin football team.
That's
Yeah,
right.
we'll see. Just because, the Colts, like you've just said, they make a bunch of interesting decisions. And the Titans, they got blanked in the second half. I don't know how good they are either. But it just feels as though even, when the Colts have some of these guys, like you mentioned, Jelani Woods, the head coach or whoever's calling the plays or making the script just doesn't want to give him the ball. And when you do have your MVP and you give him the ball, the guys blocking for him don't really do their job either. It just doesn't make
Team
any
stinks,
sense.
dude.
Yeah.
And I like all the dudes on the team. Okay?
Good people.
I'm sure you're all good guys. They are. Actually, everybody I've met that's been on team has been good people.
Right.
They stink. Something. There's something. I don't know what. There's something. They beat the Chiefs though. And we're talking about the Chiefs.
Yeah, they did.
They're able to beat the Chiefs a week ago, but that just doesn't look like a team that's going to win a Super Bowl. You know, that
Or make
that
the
doesn't look
playoffs.
like a team, let alone make the playoffs. But if you watch your team and you lose the hope that this team's going to go on and win a Super Bowl at any point,
Tough to care.
it's tough. It's going for it. It's tough. And yesterday I saw a lot of plays that were like, I don't know how many weeks the season has left. I guess there's 13 games left. I wish there was about 20 because we got a lot of shit to figure out. I'm not sure we're going to be able to do it.
Also, definitely not calling for his job or saying like
Whoa, whoa,
Frank
whoa.
Reich needs to be fired,
Whoa.
but knowing what we know about Irsay, and this is kind of just the same story with the Colts, and it has been for the last several years. We hear about how good the roster is, how many Pro Bowlers they have. At what point do you just kind of have to cut your losses and be like, hey, we need to try something new? Maybe,
know.
you know, I mean,
don't
It's too late, right?
Well, speaking of being too late, well, it's too late.
They
What's
tied
your
their
deal?
ship to an anchor. Like they did it with Carl Wentz, and they had to trade him. And some team was dumb enough to take the entire contract. Nobody is taking Matt Ryan's contract. There's no way. Like that's their guy.
We actually said that when he was at the Falcons.
Yeah,
we
did.
we
Said they were like, you know what? We just tried this with Carl Wentz. Let's find a guy who's more money and older, and let's go with him and see if it works. And it didn't.
hey, they might be able to figure it out. Long season left, boys.
Good luck.
That long season is going to become quicker, though. We only got 14 NFL Sundays left. Let's remember that.
Jeez.
All right, let's fucking remember that. The Arizona Cardinals get a massive win over the Panthers on the road. If you do recall, a couple years ago, the Cardinals went to the Panthers and lost. And it was actually the beginning of their downfall on the entire season. Now, that was a vastly different Carolina Panther team then than it is now, but it felt like a similar situation. If the Cardinals go over to Carolina trying to find something at some point, who knows how they'll figure it out? Is Baker with another week and do it? And are the Cardinals going to expose the fact that they're still the same old fucking Cardinals? Instead, Kyler Murray's doing an interview afterwards in which he's happy. He's fucking excited. Hollywood Brown has big-time production. J.J. Watt says, there's a report coming out about me today. Let me clarify some things. Yes, my heart stopped. Yes, they had to restart it. Yes, that was yesterday. Is my heart beating? Yes, I'm playing today. End of story, basically.
pretty much.
JJ Watt put out a tweet. I was just told somebody leaked some personal information about me. It's going to be reported on today. I went into AFib on Wednesday. AFib means that your heart is beating at an awkward level. People have had to go into surgeries for this type of thing. People have potentially died because of AFib. Had my heart shocked back into rhythm. Clear! Bam! On Thursday, I'm playing today. That's it. Stop asking fucking questions. And the person that's reporting this, I almost died. Okay, what?
So?
It's fucking football, dude. He gave this interview after the game with the Arizona Cardinals and after the win against the Carolina Panthers. And this is what J.J. Watt said about his situation, about the game, with his heart fucking stopped working accurately on a Wednesday, him playing on a Sunday.
It was just weird. Just weird. I have a baby on the way.
Damn.
Yeah, the boys played good today. I don't want to take away from the great game. The boys played a great game. I'm thankful to be out there with them. That's honestly part of the reason I'm upset that it leaked, because I don't want to take away from these guys and what they did. It was a great game. We needed it. We needed to go on the road. We needed to put together a good performance, and they did. I'm very proud of him. Zach Allen played unbelievable today. I think he deserves a ton of credit. He's been having a great year, and he played great today. Yeah, I mean, you don't really have any other choice, you know. I mean, it's tough. My wife was by my side the whole time, so that helped a lot. And then just, I didn't know what else to do. I mean, I've been playing this game my whole life. You know, they said I was fine. So once my heart was reset, they said, you're fine if you feel comfortable. I mean, I'd probably be more uncomfortable sitting on my couch at home, you know. This is what I know. Right or wrong, maybe that's messed up. But if I was sitting at home watching the boys play and knowing that they said I was perfectly fine to play, I would have felt weird. So I just did what I...
We need to get him a better couch, it sounds like. He would have been uncomfortable at home watching on a couch. But I do love that he said, the doctor said, My heart's doing what it was doing on Tuesday. Changed on Wednesday. We had one bad day with the thing that controls your entire body and keeps you alive. So, is it weird? I don't know, maybe. You ever play football before? Fuck off.
That's what I thought.
I love J.J. Watt. I think he's been a great addition to the Cardinals. Remember, the Cardinals are looking for what? Some stability, some consistency. I think is all we're looking out of the Arizona Cardinals. They do not have D-Hop still. Number one weapon for their team by far. Thought we were going to be able to get him for the college football prime time with our dumb show on ESPN2, which happened this past weekend. Who knows how it did? Honestly, we have no idea. We'll find out. Ratings could be terrible. Have no idea still to this day if it was good or not. He was potentially going to join us. Could not get a hold of him. Was intrigued to ask him what he's been up to, how he's been training, how he's been staying in the books, because he's not allowed to have any contact with the team. When he comes back, you got to assume they're only going to get better. Winning on the road like this, especially in this situation here with JJ looking to get a little bit of emotional because he thought maybe he was going to die on Wednesday, maybe, or Thursday there with a baby on the way. That's the only reason why you would say that is, am I going to miss something? It seemed like. And then asshole reporter says, oh, tip pass or the baby?
The game with the tip pass.
Yeah.
That was the best part.
All right, man. All right. Appreciate you,
Good
dude.
question.
Seems like that's what JJ's dialed into, but I like that Cardinals team. I like that they get a big win, but can we trust them on the long haul? I have no idea.
I think it's the same deal with the Ravens. You just look at them and it's like, yeah, they have some pieces and they can be electric when they act. They all turn things on. I just don't think that's a team that can win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
I mean,
it comes
we
down to Kyler, right? Because they have Ertz
Yeah.
and Hollywood Brown and maybe Rondell Moore, and then you add DeAndre Hopkins with James Conner. Like in the weapons conversation, they might have it. And defensively, they got Buda Baker and J.J. Watt. But like we saw what happened with Kyler in the playoffs against the Rams. Like he damn near didn't go out for their final drive because he was so tuned out of the game.
Yeah. How do we keep Kyler invested?
Yeah.
They paid him a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Took a clause out of the contract.
Double XP.
No, that came out. They won.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying you got to tell them, hey, you play well in this game. We'll give you double XP for your games.
So double XP is 2 times the points?
Correct.
Yeah.
They'll call Call of Duty and say, hey, double XP weekend the week after the Super Bowl. Okay? How's
You
that sound?
win, we'll quadruple XP.
Boom.
Just for you.
And we'll make it 2 weeks.
Would that be a thing?
Yeah.
I think the Cardinals would
So
get
what?
it done.
No, I'm saying like obviously I'm not asking about the Cardinals. I'm asking about is quadruple points.
That
Usually
will
if
have
you
never
get
been a
Mountain
thing
Dew,
before.
it happens.
That's what I mean. I think the Cardinals could call Call of Duty and get that done for Kyler.
Okay, so it's never
don't
obviously
think it's ever
I know
happened.
not, I don't know what a fucking 2 XP means.
Never happened before.
No, not at all.
No.
Random weekends, they'll open it up to be double XP.
And that's for everybody?
Yes.
Yeah.
So then isn't it the same points then? If it's
Yeah.
double X for everybody, then it's all the same.
Exactly.
Pretty
But
much.
You get to like rank up faster.
Unless you got to
that
go to
weekend.
CCD that weekend and you miss out, then you're pissed. Or you're going to go to your football game.
Yeah.
It's only if you play for the Colts, though.
So CCD, I don't know if everybody else had this. In Plum, it's Christian Day.
Class.
Yeah. Christian school.
Christian Day.
That is what it stands for.
Basically, anyone who practiced the Catholic religion had it,
Everybody in Plum,
unless you went to a Catholic school.
they all felt obligated to send their kids to it. I was even forced to go to it for a couple
did you?
years. Yeah, dude. What did I
Learn a lot.
It's a good time.
No, I learned that there was people that weren't from my area of Plum. I think that was the first time we get to interact with people that aren't from our area. Anyways, yeah. CCD on Saturdays, cartoons, things like that. So you fight other people though, don't you?
Yeah. On for Call of Duty?
Yes.
Yeah.
So 2x the points for everybody means same points for everybody.
Well, yeah, like the more kills you get, then, he has a couple good games.
So the points do matter
You
for
rank up faster, you unlock guns
Yeah.
and stuff like
more
that.
kills, more captures.
Okay, got you.
That's
So
why
if
you got
you're
to binge
actually-
play that weekend to get the double points. That's why he's not watching film.
So if the Cardinals were to tell the Call of Duty people,
To fucking chill out.
Yes.
Stop tempting our guy.
Exactly.
Okay? This is like bringing a goddamn strip club into a guy's.
Boom.
That's what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the Cardinals should be calling the EA
Activision.
Activision.
Yep.
Not EA Sport. EA Sports in the game.
Yeah, that's right.
Activision is let's kill people on the internet, get a lot of points, and we can only do it for these 2 days
Hell
at the
yeah.
rate that we're doing it.
Exactly.
Bingo. And if they somehow call Activision and they give Kyler like ×6, then he won't have to be worried about him missing
Missing the first
Yeah.
3
the
2
double
XPs.
Exactly.
Because those are dropped out of nowhere.
Yeah. Boom. Hey, guess what, guys? Double XP this weekend. Everybody stops what they're doing, which is perhaps watching film or preparing for a game, and they go online and they kill 1 million people.
So we're thinking this didn't definitely happen, but we're thinking potentially happen. 2 XP weekend comes out of nowhere.
Boom. Friday after practice.
Kyler Murray's like, well, we're supposed to go on a date or do something, but instead, got to run these points up.
Bingo.
Saturday has to go to the walkthrough. At walkthrough, talks to everybody about what they're experiencing with their 2 XP. He goes back after walkthrough on Saturday. He's then playing that thing till 4 or 5 a.m.
Yeah, at least.
So he's just tired. We just got to make sure he falls asleep on time.
Yes.
We just need Kyler to take a little Kyler snooze. Do you dream of sniping dudes or throwing touchdowns on Sunday?
That's the problem, though.
We need them to let Kyler take a Kyler snooze.
Yes.
You do get double XP from Mountain Dew caps, so we can assume that he's crushing Dew, crushing Doritos.
Yep.
So I don't even know if he could sleep if he wanted to.
So I did not know enough about the double weapon XP and the double tiers and the double XP that we've just put up here before this conversation. But it sounds like the double XP is just a gateway into the lifestyle that you live during that weekend.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily the games that he's playing, although probably too many for an NFL quarterback to stay focused on a game. He can juggle a lot, though. He got drafted top 10 baseball and football. He's not. We are not the same. He is a Martian. Okay, that is, I need to act like that. I think the issue is he doesn't get to sleep ever.
Sure.
And it's tough to play quarterback in the NFL if you sleep 0 hours the night before.
Yeah.
But what is he supposed to do? Because everybody else is getting that, 6, 7, 8 hours of double weapons XP in, and he's not getting any Mountain Dews.
Yeah.
So if Activision could just give him at his standard rate, as if he was playing, give him the same amount of points as he would normally get on one of those weekends so he can take a Kyler snooze, then we really have both worlds coming together in beautiful fashion.
Yeah, he's trying to upgrade his 50 cal, and you can only do that by killing people. What if the Cardinals maybe, instead of, giving him this kind of ×4, weekend, what if they had it so every time he watched the play on film, they had someone go and play a game on his, player, and he got the XP by watching film?
So I thought about doing that for my degree. I was just going to hire somebody.
Smart.
Bingo.
Just to do it.
Yes.
At WVU or?
I think I could have become a doctorate somewhere.
Anyway.
Just had somebody live in the house. How do we do today? All right, got a B. Fucking tighten up, dude. Need to be magna cum laude. How about Christian Wilkins?
Yeah.
Guy was a nerd Heisman.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
I learned that going in. He was great conversation, great energy, good dude. Got to meet him. Didn't bring up the
No. Wink.
kind of soft there. Should have brought up. He was a nice guy.
I like that he wore those nice pants though, because he was like, I ain't doing a split.
Well, we were at Appalachian State, and the entire crowd sing a song. Sing a song. As soon as Luke Combs' face was shut, sing a song. Dance puppet. And then for Christian, it was do a split. Do a split. It was awesome. I was like, are you going to be babyface or heel?
Better do it.
What are you going to do, pal? They weren't as deep early.
I know.
So the amount of people that were there, not as deep early. And I hadn't turned around in probably an hour or so. And I do the NC State promo, which backfired. Clemson, I'm never doing that again, okay? That's on me. I'm learning.
You got the howl.
And I got the howl in the middle of it.
Great moment.
It was a whole, it was good. Tony Gibson literally walked into my high school to offer me a scholarship to West Virginia, changed my entire life. He's their defense coordinator. They had been great. Clemson also feels like they found something.
Yeah.
Team.
And they were all, when they had to put a team away, they put the team away. Very boring football in that fourth quarter.
For sure.
Yeah.
Agonizingly boring football in that fourth quarter. Took 5 hours, it felt like, for that fourth quarter. Learned a lot about Clemson, though. But whenever I did the whole NC State thing, and then Christian Wilkins did what he did, and I turned around, I literally went in my head, I'm like, oh, shit. That was the deepest.
Yeah, where'd this come from?
It was huge.
Massive.
That almost looked like the, that DMX comes hopping out.
Oh, yeah.
Glastonbury.
When
or
he
whatever?
did the entire, it felt like that from the stage where I was at. It was just like the top of people's heads forever. I'm like, God, this is why they're talking about Death Valley being different. It was awesome down there.
Feels like it's Clemson's like, game day's always here. We'll show up a little later. Well, I mean, we'll support, but we'll get there a little later.
So I was wondering about that. I'm like, hey, we went to App State. People were camping out the night before and everything like this with a potential hurricane. And you guys have been here before. Hadn't been there since 2016 or whatever, though, which is a long time.
Yeah.
What did they think was going to happen? They showed up in a big way. We're going to Kansas this weekend.
Here we go.
Let's go.
Never goes there. There'll be people camping out.
First time. I'm excited to get there.
Yeah,
I'm
it'll
very
be
pumped to
sweet.
get there. All right, hour 2 will be on the other side. Thank you for watching our college football prime time.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Tone was going to be a surprise. He was going to be a surprise guest.
Hell yeah.
Wasn't able to make it happen, but we're thankful that you're here today, Diggs. You've been missed, buddy. I hope you know that.
Good to have
you
you
guys
back,
were
Tony.
missed. It's great to be back.
Thank you, Father.
Hell
Tone.
yeah.
Congrats on baby.
Congrats,
Have
Tony.
it, Tony.
All right, we'll be back on the other side with a man who has 10 babies. That's right. He's a college football national champion and Super Bowl champion, all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, A.J. Hawk, and in the second hour, Ian Rappaport.
Oh.
That's right. Let's get to a break. Let's take 5.
Take 5.
Tone.
Here we go, Tony.
Come on, Tone.
Welcome
Careful
to
there,
Thunderdome,
Tony.
Tony.
Careful for the lights.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Thunderdome, Tone. If Tone puts this in on his first day back, has not thrown a football at this hoop, has a cowboy hat on, could get in the way.
Come on, Tone.
Looks damn good.
Come on, Tone.
We will give 15 people who
Okay.
retweet this tweet $250.
on,
No,
Tone.
$500. Might as well. Fuck it. Let's go, Tone. Welcome back.
Father Tone.
It's right there. Oh.
Sorry. Got a lot of time left.
That's right.
Now you
Keep
know the
that
range.
arm loose, Tony.
Give it loose.
I'm not sure anybody's made that shot but Chuck Pagano, on air or off air.
That wasn't good, though.
The throw in, the football into the hoop is tough.
It's
Difficult.
It's tough. How about Bruce Brown training one the other night?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
bucket.
During a commercial break, he actually sent a text to his boys, I guess, say, hey, boys, going to be on ESPN tonight. Probably going to be shooting up a shot, airballing on TV.
Please don't watch.
Let's get ahead of it, he said. Let's get ahead of it. Let's go ahead and let it out. During commercial break, Bruce is warming up, shot putting these things.
Yeah.
Clang.
Not even playing. I mean, he was hitting like the
Bottom of the Thunderdome pads.
actual like brick walls underneath it. I'm like, damn, I didn't even think about us being on ESPN2 until that moment watching him warm up. And I'm like, am I a bad boss right now?
No.
You know, like, am I
I'm not going to embarrass this guy big time.
should we potentially, hey, let's get you in and out of here.
Can you make a layup?
Let's get somebody in there.
Free
Yeah.
throw.
Instead, Bruce fucking elbow tight.
Yep.
Second
Swack.
one.
Splash.
I was so happy for him.
Yeah, that was awesome.
AJ Hawk set off a bomb in our place after hitting 320. We were returning to our show. He couldn't help it. He thought he was going to hit one 340, 350.
Yeah. Classic.
Whoa, boom. What a moment. Darius Butler from here on the third one.
Bucket.
Then he goes 3 of 5, 6 over there.
That's right.
Still impressive.
I had a lot of
Dorsal
fun.
fin.
That was a long day, dude. Dorsal fin hits. First throw.
First one.
You figured that one out, huh?
Yeah, a little bit. I've been putting in work with the dorsal fin.
Do not buy the dorsal fin. But if you
do, you're going to have to throw that thing for 18 to 24 hours consecutively before you really understand what you need to do to spin it.
All right, take 5. We got AJ Hawk on the other side. Big Monday Night Football matchup to chat about as well.
Huge.
Woo! Cannot wait to dive in. You all are the best. Use the hashtag PMS Live for some tweeted questions. Our phones aren't set up yet. We're told they'll come in the next week, so that means by 2023.
Here we go.
We will see you in 5. Take 5.
5.
Last night, actually, that I watched, that people, said some things on the internet about me maybe hitting climax or something like that. What? And I would never do that from a football play, okay? Have a little respect.
Come on.
Okay? But boy, I'll tell you what, I was excited while I was watching it.
bet.
It was fucking glorious. The man's name, he went to Toledo, named something Womack, okay? Womack is the gunner that we need to watch for here, but this is the human that I think we should kind of keep an eye on right here. This guy right here, Mitch Wishnowsky, obviously has incredible flow. We saw that. He's an Aussie guy. He came in with a lot of fanfare because he was talented in college. He has grown each year and gotten significantly better. He's got to have a massive fucking leg right there, okay? Because the way he hits balls is different than I've seen anybody do it every single time. Now, a lot of guys are hitting this style of pooch punt. Okay, this is happening around the NFL everywhere. The ball is straight up and down. You can literally see how it's straight up and down, right? Now, this is the Aussie style of kicking. It was called rugby style because the commentators didn't know that Aussie rules football existed, and that's bullshit.
Right.
Aussie rules football, much different game than rugby. Rugby and Aussie rules football both played in Australia. They certainly both do this style of kicking of the ball, but everybody that has come over to the NFL from Australia, at least in the past, I'm sure there's some rugby guys now, have all come from Aussie rules football, which is a game in which you literally punt the ball back and forth to your friends as you move down the field. They wake up in the morning, these Aussies, they call each other cunts. If you call somebody like mate, that's kind of like an undershot of if you call them a cunt, it's like you're actually friends with them.
Your pal.
So this particular pun is used by most guys now in the pooch area. There used to be a coffin corner where a guy would attempt to punt the ball out of bounds. The issue with that is, and he could have done it on this one mostly because Denver's in kind of a hold up here. You see there's a little bit of a bend. But if they were to bring these dudes in, okay, if they were to bring all these dudes and this guy, stepping out of the box is not necessarily something you want to do because guys like sometimes these guys and sometimes like these guys somehow run like 4-2s now. Whenever he hits this ball, he's thinking to himself, I want to land this thing around the 3 or the 4. Denver air, so it's going to go a little bit deeper. He hits this fucking ball as perfect as you can catch it, and then Sam Womack out of Toledo makes a play that is just beautiful. This ball, as it's traveling down, is eyeing that fucking line, isn't it? Little slow turn at the end. Nice little break, and all of a sudden, bam!
Oh my God.
Bam! Bam! The most perfect punt of all time.
Darn.
The meat of the ball is in the field of play. The tip that has to touch the paint is in the paint. Literally couldn't have hit it any better, more perfect. At high altitude, we'll say he did it on purpose. This guy's so fucking dialed in. And then it takes a bounce. Look at how fucking high
Absurd.
that ball is, dude. I mean, if you just look at that and then you go ahead and that's fucking, look at how high, could not have had a better fucking bounce. Then all of a sudden, a dude out of Toledo says, I believe I can fly. Fucking soaring through the air with the greatest of ease.
Perfectly timed jump.
Yeah.
Right before he touches the ground. Couldn't have been more perfect. Little go-go gadget fucking arms there, pal. And then cuz he covers it at the goddamn half-yard line. Now Russell Wilson's got to go 99 and a half. It's nice to see that there's still Ken Dorsey's out there, though.
Yeah.
We're talking full fucking fit. Whenever this game ended without them being able to spike it and take a long field goal or whatever the fuck they were going to do. Ken Dorsey here closest. He's a married man, got a medal. Oh, you fucking it, we did it!
Damn it!
We talked about this all week. We talked about it all week. Get the fuck down!
Son of a bitch.
Break this fucking thing.
Yeah. I love how the other coach, too, is looking over like, oh, shit. I
Ball
didn't know
guy?
Ken had, maybe he didn't know Ken had this in him.
And the bearded guy should feel good about how he looks right now.
Yeah.
Bearded guy's ponytail, fucking great.
Great.
Top
hair.
notch.
Beard, unbelievable.
Gumpy.
Looks to be a bit of a thick, stout gentleman. But Ken Dorsey losing his fucking bananas.
Hat.
Taking this, get this. Why is this in front of me right now? Get out of my way, dude. Why are you still on the desk, bro? Fuck you.
Fucking thing.
Bang.
Hey, fuck. Oh, he's
Bang.
going to get fined for that.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to get fined for that. Tom
lot.
Brady 1 week ago broke a Microsoft Surface. Now there's a rule. Hey, no players or coaches are allowed to break anything. Did he break? He's getting fined for that.
100%.
Oh, no.
I thought that's why he was trying to cover the camera at the end.
Oh, so he was saying, hey, fuck. No, I don't think he was trying to cover it. I think he was saying, find me, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, I
Fuck
think,
you, too.
boom.
Hey, somebody else came and covered the camera, though. Whatever other coach put his hand over that camera.
No, I think that was Dorsey. I think it was.
No,
Yes.
watch his hand come in.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Shit,
it's a right
shit,
hand.
shit.
Oh, my God. I didn't even notice that, AJ.
Yeah, you think he's going to cover the camera in the middle of that rant?
No, I
You
think
he's going to kill somebody.
I thought that was the shit he
Yeah,
threw.
throwing.
Something at it.
No, I watched it a few times. That's a hand.
Wow. Wow.
Hey, that's good teamwork.
AJ.
Yeah.
That's good teamwork up there. Now, I do believe he's going to get fined for the Microsoft Surface Bash after the Tom Brady one became a rule. And maybe that's what the co-worker said. Oh, come on, Ken, there's a camera.
They can see you.
There's a camera. Jesus, you're going to go viral.
Sorry, Ken.
They're riding in that elevator down to the locker room after the game. And Ken's standing there with his fucking papers all disheveled and the Microsoft Surface cracked screen. And his notebook's been ripped in half because he has superhero strength at that moment. It's like he's ripping a fucking phone book. And they hit the basement button to go down there. At some point, there was an awkward silence. The bearded guy is looking to his left. The bald guy's like, oh. And then whoever covered that up was like, you're going to go viral.
Hey,
Why?
let's go! This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston College.
Welcome back. It is Overreaction Monday, October 3rd, 2022. Hour 2 starts right now. Football is beautiful, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Football is glorious, isn't it?
Yep.
Football is fantastic, isn't it?
Yep.
Football is all there really is to talk about because whenever football is being played, the world seems to stop. Yesterday, I believe at one time I took a look at the Twitter timeline and there was like 15 NFL things and then put the mask back on. Was
What?
trending.
Yeah, what was that
This
about?
poor kid, this poor guy. His name was Dream. I guess he's always been a masked up dude. I think he's like Marshmallow or something. Always has the mask on. I do not know Dream personally, but I do know it was a big day. Put the mask back on was trending alongside. Damn, he's ugly, I believe.
Jeez.
Wow.
I would like to let Dream know. I thought you were a handsome dude, pal. Good jawline. Go ahead and keep the mask off. Fuck it. Mask off, dude. Do whatever you got to do. But nonetheless, the NFL runs shit. I can't wait to see what the ratings will be for last night's Patrick Mahomes Tom Brady battle, in which we saw Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs all the way back. Aaron Rodgers put on a show against the New England Patriots. He even gave us some free football.
Yeah.
A little overtime dub with Mason Crosby hitting a bomb. The Buffalo Bills came all the way back with Tyler Bass hitting a bomb. Young Wei Koo wins a game for the Atlanta Falcons whenever the Atlanta Falcons only had 7 completions yesterday. The Atlanta Falcons have been using an incredible run game, which we learned from In the Trenches with AQ Shipley last week. Joining us now, not only is it the Talks at Table at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt, not only back off of paternity leave, the legend that is Tone Diggs.
Hey.
Welcome back to Hammer Dahn, too. Can't wait to watch you host it from this beautiful stage with this thing behind you and all the bets that you're going to give out. It seems like Tone, now the last time Tone left this office for an extended period of time, it was because he got one niner.
That's right. Yeah.
One niner came through and beat the dog shit out of Tone Diggs.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, he was in a cave, literally sleeping, waking up, going through his sports book. He became one of the greatest gamblers of all time.
right.
That is why Hammer Dahn was created, a daily gambling show, because we wanted to exploit and expose and let people know that this brain is a good gambling one. He and Gumpy and Mid and Bruce and Nick at times, I believe Nick's still on there, I'm not 100% sure, would go into every single day giving out winners, and they went on like a 14, 15-month heater.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of money.
Now, Diggs misses 2 weeks because he's taking care of a new human. He's taking care of a beautiful baby. Congratulations on baby
Congrats,
girl.
Tony.
Did you get a chance to look at the books at all in between the baby runs and the sleeps, or were you too busy the last 2 weeks? You're going to be off your game, and should we know that watching Hammer Down tonight?
Not a ton of looking at the books, but I mean, it's like riding a bike. Just jump right back into it. I mean, like yesterday, I was the Jim Cantori of sports betting, so it's not a big deal.
Tone hit like a plus 11,000.
Yeah,
he did.
The under parlay.
Tone watches these morning kickoff shows, so he was holding that beautiful baby girl like this. Pour it down. Maybe she napped for 15, 20 minutes.
Right.
And he turned on one of the kickoff shows. I don't know which one you watch, NFL Network?
Yeah.
Probably, right?
Yeah.
That's probably the one I think that's the one we all watch because they get the most access to all the fields.
And it was during the London game, so it was definitely with Kurt Warner and that one.
Yeah, so you're watching.
Sure.
Sanchez was on a call with
Some comedian.
No.
Funny guy.
No, Tony, it wasn't a comedian.
It wasn't?
No.
Seth Rogen.
They didn't have some local comedian? Come on.
No, I don't think so.
I was on Good Morning Football. I think you're thinking of.
Finn, you're talking about
Finn Taylor. Yeah.
Nonetheless, people were definitely talking about the coverage of that, but normally that'd be like Rich Eisen and the whole crew would be over there. Sanchez, great call. He looked good.
There you go, Marky.
You see how good he looked?
Oh my God!
But they did do a little cut into the Eagles stadium or whatever. And they're
Swamp.
like, hey, it is terrible weather. And I tried to do the Tone Diggs bet. I went under with Christian. I went under with the score and under with Jalen Hurts pass yards. Score obviously didn't hit. I was a half a yard off on fucking Christian or whatever. But you ended up hitting a plus 11,000 under bet because you didn't take the total of score. You had, because you compounded it. You did a parlay plus or whatever.
Yeah.
With Lamar Jackson, Baltimore, and Buffalo because the weather that was over there as well. You are a genius when it comes to gambling, pal.
I told the story before. Last year when it was Bills Patriots and it was 1,000-mile-an-hour wind and everything like that, I didn't put it a parlay like this. Someone did and they won 30,000. I said I will always, always, always take a chance on something like this when there's weather like that, no matter what.
So that is why those kickoff shows they do have. I'm not talking like there's no other ups. There's a lot of ups.
Yeah, of course.
You get to see Michael Irvin on TV. You fucking watch Michael
Yes,
Irvin on
That's
TV.
right.
Kurt Warner. You get to see him. You let him. Rachel Bonetta and Cynthia Freeland have incredible stats and analytics
Yeah.
on there.
Mooch.
But Mooch is unbelievable. Colleen Wolfe does a fantastic job. Rich Eisen does a great job. So I'm saying that as somebody that enjoys watching the show as a program as a whole, I like watching how they piece it together, what they choose to put where. Like I'm watching it from a different perspective, but there's people that bury these kickoff shows.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, oh, they're all the same. They're all the same. I think the NFL Network one does great. NFL Sunday Countdown on ESPN with our guy Hasselbeck. I watch that every once in a while. I'll bounce over there whenever it's on break. But I think I like the NFL Network one because they hit they hit the stadiums as much as possible. There's a lot of vital information we can get from that type of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Joining us now is a man who has vital information on a situation we need to talk about. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, he's college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, AJ Hawk. AJ, thank you for making the trip for prime time on Saturday. Thank you for making the trip on Friday in here. You're the fucking man, dude. Honestly.
Thank you, AJ.
It was fun, man. I don't know what you guys think, but yeah, Saturday night was a good time.
Yeah, we have no idea how successful it'll be, though. Like, this is the first time we're being judged in a different fashion, and we did not. I don't think we marketed it much, because I don't think we knew how it was going to go. I feel good going into the next one.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like we've learned from this first one. We had no idea, very much a roll of the dice. Going into the next one, I think we're going to try to make it even grander and bigger, and I'm very excited for it. Now, we're going to end up losing money from this whole thing because we're going to give away a bunch. I think we're giving away like $280,000 or something, $250,000 or something like that. So congrats to the teams for fucking kicking ass. And the boys doing their thing. So CFO Phil doesn't necessarily love the way we're doing our MegaCast versus how everybody else is doing theirs, but I think it's a good thing. I think it's the right way to watch a game. And to be honest, I think it's keeping us all invested as much and even more. AJ, Aaron, after the game, did a little talk about how he doesn't think we can continue to win games. We play like we played today. Didn't play good enough on offense early, put a lot of pressure on the defense. Sustainable drives weren't really hard to come by. Bailey Zappi was able to make some plays. Is Aaron all right? Are we okay? That's a big-time win over New England Patriots in their 3-1 first week. Everybody thought they were going to stink. Is Aaron all right? If you talked to him, he looked really cool in that hoodie after the game, AJ.
I have not spoken with him since the game, but I don't know. I don't know where they're at. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I'm echoing directly back at me. I don't know if it's coming across the feed. Hopefully not.
No, you sound good.
Okay, good. That's good. That's all that matters. But why? The standard is the standard. You know that. The standard is this high. He has said that. So, yeah, we won the game, but it shouldn't have gone to overtime probably.
All right, let's call you back so you don't have the echo to deal with because, we do care that you are having a terrible experience. Well, the only thing that matters is how you guys sound. No, it's not, AJ. It's about you too, AJ.
Come on, AJ.
Come on, Age.
All right, we'll call me back.
All right, we'll call you back. That's a terrible experience, though, whenever your voice just bounces right back at you.
Oh, yeah.
But I think the Packers are very interesting because you can see where Dobbs is going.
Yep.
Feels like you can see where he's going.
Getting there.
Cobb is making massive plays. If Cobb can become the reliable third down option that I think, Aaron probably would like to have, be comfortable having, I assume that he was waiting to see who was going to be the person. Because it's somebody that he knows very well and likes very well and they know each other inside and out, Aaron and he can have different conversations than Aaron can have with the brand new guys that he doesn't have a relationship with. I'm not talking about obviously just at an IQ level, like, hey, when they run this, remember we used to do this. That is a massive benefit. But I assume there's some times where he's like, hey, Cobb, can't fucking, can actually and Cobb can be like, hey, there's nothing I can fucking do. That type of knowing each other is such a weapon. And Cobb looks like very good right now. You're obviously have seen Cobb play more football than me because you're a Packers fan. He looked fucking very good, right? And he seems to be all the way back. They're talking about how he's lost weight, how he seems to be faster and everything. It's like, all right, eye test. I think I'm seeing the same damn thing.
Yeah, for sure. I said that to my brothers last week watching. It's like, this looks like Randall Cobb from 5 years ago. Like, he looks faster. The balls he's catching, there's nobody around him. Like, he's getting wide open. And I think to your point, when Rodgers isn't really, I don't want to say not on the same page, but doesn't have the same trust in these guys, maybe he hesitates just a little bit more. He doesn't have to do that with Cobb at all. So it's like, hey, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 8, need to have it. There's no hesitation. He knows exactly where he's going. He's going to Cobb, and he knows that Cobb's going to catch it. I think this Packers team, at least early at this point, gives me the same type of feel the 2019 Packers had, where they went to the NFC Championship and eventually got blown out by the 49ers. But it's like, they're going to win a lot of games, but they might be winning ugly, and a lot of them are going to be close. But early on, it's not the COVID year where Rodgers won MVP and they were kind of just dusting everybody. Like, I think a lot of these games, it's going to be very close, and it's going to come down to the last possession where they need to score, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown. I'm kind of getting that read, at least early here.
Joining us again, AJ Hawk. We'll hear what his thoughts are on this. AJ, it feels like if Randall Cobb, welcome back. How do you sound? You sound good?
Yeah, sounds good.
Look at us. It's not working.
What?
Oh, I see.
No, it's all right. I love adversity. Comes right back at me really loud. I get to hear myself a couple times.
Times. Is it happening with our voice?
No, not to me. It's all right.
Our voice is good.
This is good, actually. I like it. But no, what you're saying about Aaron, don't you think it's good that the Packers have to learn how to win many different ways?
Yeah. I think that certainly.
Am I echoing to you?
What? Is everything okay?
I watched a guy once during a broadcast freak out when this was happening to us calling a game.
To us? Calling a game? Who was it? Was it anybody that we know or no?
Great broadcaster. No, good guy. I've done games with many different people, but he was a bit perturbed.
So, I agree, though. I think you do have to lean on situations earlier in the season, later in the season. So whenever you take on somebody that's maybe getting rid of everybody and it's just an A.J. Dillon game, it's like, all right, remember, we were able to do this in week 6 or week 7. We had to do this whenever they took it out. We get a win. We move on. Like, the games and everything that we're talking about are the games that matter at the end of the season. When everybody overreacts on a Monday to a Sunday thing, it's because of what they think can happen later in the year. If you're losing your mind, it's because you watch something on Sunday that makes you go, oh, this team fucking sucks. And if you watch something that was great on Monday, you lose your mind because it's like, hey, we're going to win the Super Bowl. The Green Bay Packers being able to have to learn what team they are, how they can win, how they can't win, I think is definitely crucial in this growing phase that they're in with this brand new nucleus on the offensive side. Now, we talked about this a little bit moments ago while we were trying to fix your phone, because the echo that was happening. But Randall Cobb, he and Aaron Rodgers have a relationship in which they can talk to each other, not just at a football level on the field with, hey, you remember when we did this as opposed to this 5-10 years ago, whatever it is. They can have that. But also, like, Aaron and Cobb can be like, hey, fucking need this. Remember when we did that, as opposed to having to do that with a young guy. If Cobb can continue to be the safety blanket on third downs, look out. I know it wasn't a blowout of the New England Patriots and Bailey Zappi was playing as their third stringer and everything like that. It's still a Belichick-led fucking defense, though. And they were still able to make plays whenever they had to. I think this is good news going forward for them, AJ.
I mean, yeah, I get it, but any win is good news in the NFL. It really is. So how terrible would you feel if they lost that game? If the Patriots come into Lambeau and beat you? What are you going to do?
Big time. I mean, that's what,
world is upside down this morning.
For sure, because you have all these high expectations. And again, that's what I was kind of trying to remind myself while I'm watching the game. And we talked about it on Friday. The Pats aren't going to get blown out. This is Bill Belichick. But then Hoyer gets hurt, and you have a third-string guy who is playing in his first game action. It's like, we can't fucking lose to these guys. I get it's Belichick. I get it's the Patriots. We can't fucking lose to Bailey Zappi.
Patriots are going to be a tough out for everybody. I think just because they got Bill Belichick over there. Did you see? I noticed it on the Patriots staff. I should have noticed on everybody. Big initiative is the flags. If guys wanted to wear the flags to showcase the diversity,
you like Patricia out there
with the paisano right there on the front there. Did you see the?
Yeah, are other teams doing it or what?
So I guess other teams are doing it. I only saw it on the Patriots, and now I was at the Colts game, and then I was watching other games on the phone while I was driving home in the traffic. Obviously, not wide open roads. I'm 10-2, eyes on the road at all times. Right. But I hadn't seen it, and it is a new thing this year where the NFL is doing it, and players and coaches had the opportunity to do so. I'd assume Belichick is going to use it as some team building thing. The opportunity to do it.
A history lesson too. Probably gives the whole team a history lesson of America.
Yeah, and we learned about Bill's dad. Steve, who has the current and reigning longest yards per punt return average in NFL history with a 47-yard punt return for the Detroit Lions or something like that, when he started as an equipment manager and he worked his way onto the fucking team. That's Steve Belichick's story. Then he goes to serve in the war. Then he comes back, starts coaching in Navy, and then obviously Bill Belichick is created. So that's nice to kind of learn about. But yeah, I enjoyed the flags thing. I enjoy that a lot.
Is this just a 1 month deal?
Yeah.
You usually have like a month worth of things.
I think it's 2 weeks. I don't know. I tried to read about it. I Googled it. I think it's like a 2-week thing. The NFL.
November's the pink month, right? Where for cancer and everything?
Normally October, right?
Yeah, I thought they changed it.
Yeah.
Who changes
I don't know.
Don't the
Goodall?
The NFL changes when Breast Cancer Awareness Month is? That's awesome.
No, I have no idea.
Could you imagine Goodell going into that oversight committee and they go, Mr. Goodall, do you think this is a proper usage of taxpayers' money? Now, he was actually asked that, by the way. That was an actual question from Congress to Roger Goodell. And Roger said, well, I don't know if that's a question for me. He did his whole Roger Goodell thing because he's a better politician than fucking any of the politicians that are talking in there. But what if he would have taken that time to be like, I don't know if that's necessarily the case, but a good usage of the taxpayer money would be if we could move the entire Breast Cancer Awareness Month to November. October, we have some ideas. You know, we like to do the pink cleats thing. We're wondering if you'd kind of do that. What if Goodall is in charge of moving Breast Cancer Awareness Month? I don't think so. I feel like it's still October. I liked when the NFL started doing that, though. As somebody who has had numerous family members suffer from that and obviously close circle, it's like not a bad
Close to everybody. Everybody has been touched by cancer somewhere in their life.
Yeah, breast cancer, though, as its own individual thing, too. Like, I'm all about whenever you have a massive platform, giving people a heads up that they should maybe go get a check. I'm okay with that. Like, hey, here's a quick reminder while you're watching this. Maybe you should go see if something's wrong. You've been coughing a little differently, you've been acting a little different. Maybe you should go to the doctor and check up. Then it leads to a whole, oh, it must be nice to be able to go to the doctor for free if you have it. And then it's a whole, obviously everything crumbles within itself because that's how the world is. But I do like when the NFL does stuff like this because I think it's a good reminder for people to learn a little bit about something.
They didn't get rid of breast cancer awareness. They just changed it to a bunch of different colors to include all cancer awareness.
Yeah, that's
okay. So there it is.
Okay.
Do you know what happened?
What?
Which is good. They were raising money for all cancer awarenesses.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
There were other cancer foundations that were pissed about the breast cancer only having a stranglehold on the NFL's month of October. Like, oh, you don't think...
You don't care about
Oh, brain cancer is not important.
Oh, you don't think...
Okay.
Okay, all right, yeah, the NFL doesn't think... Colon cancer's a thing at all.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Well,
that's what you want.
Your decision.
It's okay.
Whatever. Pancreatic.
But if you market all cancers, are you any of them?
Yeah.
That's a
Are you
good point.
too pro-cancer?
Are you diluting all of them?
No, that's what I'm saying, though. Like, I think everybody should get every part of their body checked all the time.
Yes.
Okay?
Every day.
Honestly. My family tree is not a tall one because of this asshole that is cancer. But it becoming all cancers is a obvious trend that was going to happen, right? Because that's how it has to be, because that is technically the right thing to do. Now, will it have as much as an impact as thinking about just one as a whole? Will it have as much impact as that? I mean, TBD, I guess.
Well, and I feel like the first thing you're going to think of still is the pink.
Awesome. It was an awesome idea. It was a great concept.
Like I saw
It was.
on Twitter, Sal Capaccio, when flying
you,
down to
Sal.
Baltimore, had all pink on because it was the start of October. So it's
Michael Irvin on first take
exactly,
today.
Exactly.
All pink.
Right.
Dan Orlovsky?
Yes.
All green.
Wonder which one that is.
Testicular?
Colon, maybe?
Maybe.
Hey, that colon one's real.
Colon's blue.
Yeah,
Blue.
the celebrities.
Colon's
Celebrities
blue.
are out there. They're pubbing colonoscopies. They want you to get a colonoscopy. I
Get
thought
one.
Ryan Reynolds did that.
Yeah, Foxy obviously very close to this whole thing, but I think it's because the new food that everybody's eating, right? Like I think because the way food has evolved, like colon cancer has become, I think,
People are getting it younger and younger as the years go on, so don't be afraid to go get a fucking colonoscopy.
that a baby. Hey, fucking
Yeah,
right,
baby.
Foxy. Thank you for that. But it's real. Like I think it's because the food intake is becoming a new one. So maybe they should have like specific like information days.
Like each week, maybe.
Because if you're just saying all cancers, it's
Yeah.
like, okay, well, why is colon cancer becoming like the new
Well,
prominent
there's
one?
mental health. Isn't there a mental health month too? We've been doing with the NFL, or at least people wear different cleats to support mental. I guess it's when
Oh,
you can
yeah.
my cleats, my cause.
Yeah.
There it is. It's coming up.
Anyways, everybody needs to get checked, be safe, and also check on your friends and family. You know, if something's up, you should probably ask. They might be too embarrassed or too proud to admit it or whatever. Let's take care of each other. Hey, let's do that.
What do we say?
Oh yeah.
What do we say?
We should.
Let's talk about some football. Cooper Kush, first quarterback in Cowboys history to start 4-0. If we go back a month ago, Jerry Jones said, I hope there's a quarterback controversy. I hope for you. Yes, obviously, because that means that Cooper Kush gone out there and played really good football. You can't find me saying that I think Dak Prescott was going to go and be great because I didn't know. But I did say I wish there was quarterback controversy. And what we do, fucking Tony Romo calling games. Whether you like it or not, or did like it and don't like it now, or maybe you still like it and might not like it later, I'm the reason why Tony Romo is calling games because Dak Prescott out of Mississippi State came in and he fucking started a quarterback controversy. Everybody said Tony Romo has to deal with starter. Tony Romo's Mr. Cowboy. He looks like an uncle out there playing backyard football, but he's incredibly talented. He played and did some layups with the Dallas Mavericks. This guy's the guy that's going to take the Cowboys back to the Super Bowl. What I do, fucking get out of here, Tony. Go call games. I put in Dak Prescott. It's Dak Prescott's team. Now, if Cooper Kush can come in and do the same thing, I'm all about opportunity, ain't I? It's America, is it not? Land of opportunity. It's the Cowboys, America's team. This is opportunity, basically. If there's a fucking quarterback controversy, that's good news. Cooper Kush 4-0, dude. He's in great company with the others that have gone 4-0. Now, Kyle Allen obviously would go on to become a megastar.
Yes.
Patrick Mahomes would go on to become Patrick Mahomes. Jimmy G, Trevor Siemian, Ben Roethlisberger.
Hell yeah.
Kind of a mixed bag on that whole thing. But Cooper Kush obviously playing a lot better than anybody could have imagined. I guess Mike McCarthy and Jerry Jones knew. He was just supposed to hold it down, get a couple wins before Dak comes back for this offense and this Cowboys team that's going to have to win or Mike McCarthy is going to be out of there. On the run, he looks comfortable. Slinging the pill, he looks comfortable. The Dallas Cowboys are obviously on everybody's mind all year round. Cooper Kush seems to handle that easily. He and Kellen Moore seem to be on the same page. It has been a fantastic ride here with Cooper Kush as the quarterback, and maybe that gives Dak a little bit more time to get that thing completely healthy as opposed to
Or less time.
Oh, you're talking
What if
about
he's like, hey, I got the owner talking about a QB controversy. This guy's 4-0. I'm going back to play.
Well, that's from Dak's standpoint. Mike McCarthy, Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones might be like, hey, let's get that thumb healthy for a playoff run.
Yeah.
Not week 5.
Let's ride the hot hand right now. Cooper Kush has got them. Cooper Kush got these boys figured out. You remember we do that little pot thing where we raise money? What's that thing?
Salvation Army.
Salvation Army. You remember Zeke jumped in that goddamn thing? That's how I feel jumping into Cooper Kush's arm right now. I love everything he's about. Dak, get that thumb all the way back. Okay, let's get healthy. And then when we need you in the playoffs, because is Cooper Kush going to win a Super Bowl? You think Cooper Kush good enough to win a Super Bowl?
Maybe.
No.
Whoa, quite a
We don't
reaction.
know.
All-time leading tackler and a Super Bowl champion says maybe. Toxic Table, Tone Diggs, host of Hammer Down, say no. I will let you guys state your argument first. Go ahead, Connor.
Cooper Kush will have to play Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady in the NFC Championship, so no.
Tone?
AJ loves the Cowboys. He's a Cowboys apologist. That's the only reason why he's saying that.
All right, now AJ, your thoughts. Why can Cooper Kush win a Super Bowl for the Cowboys?
Whatever happens with the Cowboys, great. Have fun. Do whatever that happens with them. I picked them to win a Super Bowl when Dak got hurt a few years back. Great. But Cooper Kush, remember when he was coming in, they said, if you could win 2 games, just hold it all. Like, let's go 2-2. Let's go 1-3 even. Let's not go 0-4. And look what this guy has done. So I can't say that. You cannot, nothing is black and white like that and concrete. Like, this guy's not going to win a Super Bowl.
That's every backup quarterback. Let's hope comes in and splits. Hey, just need you to split. Need you to win a couple games. You're going to lose a couple games. Don't give away the team. Don't lose the team. Let's just stay in it a little bit, and then we'll get our guy back. Okay, that's what we paid this guy for, and that's why you're the backup. You're going to do a great job for us. We appreciate you. And if they don't after week 1, by the way, they're okay with just being like, all right, somebody else. Need you to just win a game or 2 for us. Don't give it away. Let's do it. We love you. We need you. We appreciate you. And then you go on to win. They're like, thank you for your service. Now the starter's back. We paid him $100 and some million guaranteed for a reason. See you later. Cooper Kush is earning himself a conversation around the league, I think. 4-0 with the plays he's making with a team that, although they are the Cowboys, has not had, immense success over the past 5-10 years or whatever. So the fact that he's having success with that team on a big stage and the Dak Prescott situation is looming, Cooper Rush's valuation and value is only going up and up and up, I think, around the rest of the NFL, who a lot of places are looking for guys right now in a bad way.
Yeah, and granted, 2 of the games have been against the Giants and the Commanders, and you can say what you want about them.
Giants have a winning record.
They do. I'm not so sure, and like you mentioned, they're paying Dak all that money, so Dak is going to come back and be the starting quarterback. I'm not so sure the Cowboys aren't better or look better with Cooper Rush than they did with Dak.
Hey, this is kind of the Tony Pollard-Zeke conversation.
Yeah, sure.
Like, Zeke is definitely a better running back than Tony Pollard. But when old Pollard came in, it looked pretty good.
It looks good.
He looked good. And now, Dak Prescott, definitely a better quarterback than Cooper Kush and a lot of people. Dak is a great quarterback. We are all big fans of Dak. AJ?
Absolutely.
Big fans of Dak?
Love Dak.
Huge.
Love you, Dak.
But for whatever reason, Cooper Kush got that team going.
Yeah.
And they're winning. It's like Dak Prescott, we know, is a better quarterback. But Cooper Kush seems to have it figured out. Maybe if we can get Dak to operate in the same fashion, and Zeke is obviously still Zeke, they'll be able to go on. Maybe this is the year that the Cowboys reverse the curse. Maybe this is the year that AJ's been calling for years and years now.
Possible.
And everybody else been calling for. Maybe this is the Dallas Cowboys year. Joining us now, I believe, on the phone, a man who is the senior NFL insider for the NFL Network and the league itself. An absolute stallion on news breaking. Was on a cooking show, I believe, a week ago or so. Ian Rappaport.
That was between us. That was kind of private.
Well, you're only able to talk to us for a minute and a half, and we thought it was something important. And it was
what show?
Dude, you know I love to eat. You know I love to eat. So I mean, come on.
What did you make? And was your wife the one? Because we know you don't do anything like that.
True.
No, I cook. I do a lot of the smoking and grilling.
Okay.
Yep. I mean, I would say she helps, but I'm responsible for some of it.
All right. Well, all visual evidence that we've had through your social media over the last, 10 years indicates that that's not true at all. But can't wait to watch. We will watch because we support the hell out of our friend Rap Sheet. Let's go ahead and run around a little bit. Torn ACL in Denver for the running back. Not good. Is that the only major injury coming out of week 4?
No, there's several major injuries, but this is a really bad one. It's an ACL, it's a LCL, and a posterior lateral corner. That's a significant injury. Multi-ligament means not good things for Javonte Williams, and it also means, just when you look at the timeline, that you want him to be ready for next year, but I would say this certainly complicates some things. It's possible, it's very possible, but it complicates some things. And I think for Denver, they had him, he was going well, and they got, Melvin Gordon, who has had some impressive moments, but obviously some really, really costly fumbles.
2 of them.
It puts the pressure on him to really take care of the football and to become kind of the starting running back that I know he wants to be and thinks he is. A lot of sort of eyeballs and pressure on Melvin Gordon now for Denver.
So what are you going to do, dude?
Hey, what do you think of this Cooper Rush, Dak Prescott situation? When do you see Dak trying to get the field? And do you think Jerry is actually happy that this situation is happening?
I mean, it is. I know what Jerry said, which was, I'd love a quarterback controversy because that would be, I mean, Cooper Rush won all his games, and he has literally won all of his games. So it's obviously best case for Cowboys. First, Dak's health. He is 3 weeks and a little bit from having that thumb surgery, which was, successful, no complications, all that. He still has some swelling. So we've seen him kind of like lightly tossing at practice, but he really hasn't thrown. And from what I'm told, it takes about 2 weeks to really fully get your strength and your grip back. So, I know some people are talking about he might play with the Rams game. I guess it's possible. But from what I'm told, the Eagles game on October 16th is more realistic. So I would expect him back then. And there's no quarterback controversy, but like the team is rolling with Cooper Rush. And it's not like Dak needs to learn anything, but it is cool to see someone fill in for someone who is a lot better and do this well.
Yeah, I mean, who knows what people are going to ask for Cooper Rush? You know what I mean? He seems to be building his stock up pretty good. Who knows what the Dallas Cowboys do? Tone, your question for Rappaport.
Ian, Mike Tomlin said next week is next week, but please tell me that you've talked to somebody. We're not going back to Mitch, right?
I mean, he's not wrong. Next week is definitely next week. And I know, Mike Tomlin likes to let us know these things at his leisure. It would be precedent setting for him to go back to Mitch Trubisky. I mean, it would be a different way than every other coach is handling. Almost always, you rip the Band-Aid off, you put the rookie in. Look, he had some not great moments, but he's the future of the team. Like I have not talked to one person with the Steelers who says, "Oh, we're not sure what we have with." Kenny Pickett, or we don't know if he's the guy. Like, he was impressive. He's been impressive. Right. It would not surprise me at all if he starts this week. It would surprise me greatly if they went back to Trubisky. Mike Tomlin is his own dude, so we'll see. But I would expect the same thing you're expecting, which is for Kenny Pickett to be back there.
Mike Tomlin is his own dude. Ian Rappaport is his own dude. Next week is next week. All true statements. That's right. Yeah. Excited to watch Kenny Pickett's era grow in Pittsburgh. Speaking of an era, is there one coming to an end in Carolina? I mean,
which one are you talking about?
Well, I mean, I think they go hand in hand. Like Baker, who knows what's going to happen with that whole situation if they continue to lose? What's his football future look like? I'll be excited to watch because let's assume that he can help a team somewhere, but will he be able to be a backup somewhere? Will a team want to bring him in to be a backup if that's inevitably the case? That's for another day. Matt Rule, though, there's like how many college football positions are open right now already?
Wisconsin, Nebraska.
There's a lot of big-time jobs, I think, that are either open right now or on the way. Matt Rule at Temple was a guy. At Baylor was a guy. Goes to Carolina, hasn't been a guy. Now would be a pretty good time, I think, if I'm Matt Rule and Matt Rule's camp to be like, hey, if this ain't going to work long-term, now is not a bad time because there's a lot of huge jobs with big boosters in college where I've had success. Now, he's alleged to be guaranteed $70 million, and if you're Matt Rule and you just want to hang on to $70 million and just do whatever, sounds good. If you don't want to work after you get fired, sounds good as well. But do you hear anything out of the Matt Rule camp, and what do you think's next with that whole situation?
I mean, first of all, as far as the money goes, I think you're right. Like, I think if he did end up taking a college job, that money would eat into the money that the Panthers owe him. I think it's not like he'd be working for free. He'd get more, but I believe if he got a college job, it would help alleviate some of the financial burden for Dave Tepper, who doesn't need any alleviating of any financial burden.
Hey, how do they put that into the contract? That's different leagues. Is it just if you get another job in a coaching position?
I mean, I believe it is offset. You can sort of write it in the contract to be offset based on whatever you want, I think. I mean, there's not a lot of precedent for this either, but that's my understanding of how this is.
Within the NFL, that would make sense. If I'm like Nebraska or Wisconsin, though, it's hard for me to be like, our deal's got fucking nothing to do with your deal. We're in a different league. We're in a different everything.
Right, but if you're right, I mean, I guess that's true, but you can structure whichever way you want, but if you're a college, like, you'd be fine with that because it doesn't matter. Either he's making money from the Panthers, he's making money from you guys. Like, if you're going to hire Matt Rule, you're not going to care how much it costs.
No, I agree, especially with the way boosters operate nowadays. There's just like one big check almost that people can want. There's a Tepper, not as rich as Tepper, from a school, though, ready to just get that thing over with. Do you think that's going to happen or no?
So, right, like, I would say this: if Matt Rule is fired, I believe he's going to end up with a college job next year. I don't think he'll have any problem. Those schools you mentioned, I don't think so. Like Wisconsin kind of seems like, just from the outside, kind of seems like Jim Leonard's job, right?
Yep. For now, I mean, we'll see.
Right.
He's getting an opportunity, right?
Right, and I think like long opportunity. It seems like. I think Matt Rule will definitely have his options. I think if he does get fired, he'll end up in college. I don't get the sense there's anything imminent today, but what usually happens is once everyone starts asking about it, once it becomes clear, at some point, if they they turn it around, this is nothing. If they turn it around, this is a blip. Nobody cares. The defense is good enough. They can run the ball. They should be fine. If they don't turn it around, the questions are going to come literally every week. And you know how it goes. Once it starts coming, it never stops until something happens. So, I mean, I'm not going to say it's like inevitable because they have enough talent and Baker could start playing a little better and they could start winning. But it's not going away.
Yeah, Matt Rule, I'm a big fan of Matt Rule.
Oh yeah,
he's been nothing
great.
but nice to me. But in the NFL, it's fucking business. You got paid $70 million because it's a business, and everybody's trying to win.
And he knows, like what he said. He was asked about fan booing today. He's like, they deserve a better product. Like he knows.
I get
Everyone
it.
knows.
I get it. We got the richest owner, second richest owner, I guess now. We built a artificial intelligent panther to jump around the stadium.
That was awesome.
We're investing a lot. Like, we understand you guys want to win. And my boss, by the way, I've been coaching the team, has fired everybody that hasn't had success. And I'm really the last one standing. So Matt Rule being like, I get it, I understand, is good self-awareness, and I appreciate him for that. And we don't want anybody to lose a job. But it feels like that's inevitable right now with the way colleges are operating, too. Colleges are turning into, hey, we're either winning or you're getting the fuck on.
Yeah.
And Matt Rule has had a lot of success.
Yeah, it seems like colleges are moving way faster than they ever have. I can't believe this.
Yeah, hey, you're winning with this recruiting class this year. Well, they're going to have to grow. They're 18 years. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. It's interesting. I like it because I like a little accountability. Let's win at all costs. Will it ultimately be the right decision for the future? TBD. Connor has a question for you. We know you got to roll soon.
Yeah, rap sheet last week. Mac Jones almost had his leg ripped off. This week, Axel Hoyer obviously left the game early. Are the New England Patriots looking at 14 weeks of Bailey Zappi, or what's going on there?
Did you not enjoy the Bailey Zappi experience on Sunday?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. He was slinging that thing.
What do you mean?
First of all, I know they didn't win, so whatever, but that was kind of impressive. Third string rookie coming in Lambeau and looking like he belonged. Like, I think the whole thing was pretty cool.
On the field, he looked like he belonged. Those shots on the sideline, he looked scared to death. But I'd be fucking scared to death too, so can't blame him. But he looked comfortable on the field very much. You guys should be pumped about Zappi.
Yeah, sure.
There is an art to making sure on the sideline that you look kind of like chill as opposed to like so he'll have to learn how to look much cooler on the sideline.
The guy was practicing for the scout team 2 days ago.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing.
Okay, now he's a starter. Yeah,
the whole thing was cool. Anyway,
Sure.
I would say this. Mac Jones was at practice last Friday. He didn't practice, but he was at practice. I know he is going to push to play this week. I don't know if it's possible, but I know he is going to try.
Tough son of a
If
bitch.
he can't, then I think you're going to see Bailey Zappi again. I mean, Hoyer's in the concussion protocol, and it seems like, usually when you're in the concussion protocol, you miss a week. That's just generally. So we may see Zappi again, or we may see, Mac Jones put himself in a position like crazy to somehow, some way get out there because he hates watching this. You know it.
Okay, so there was reports early that I guess completely wrong. Makes sense that they're wrong. He was thinking 6 to 8 weeks. There was 4 to 6 weeks, and then Bill Belichick says day by day. Is this Mac Jones thing getting expedited, you think, because of the Hoyer injury, or is this always going to be the way it was going to be?
He's going to push it as much as humanly possible. I know that. And while he's mobile in the pocket, he's not Lamar, right? So, no, I mean, he's not that much.
I saw him do a jump catch at his pro day.
Yeah, come on.
He did a jump catch at his pro day.
Did a gritty last week.
He did.
I feel like I was there. Wasn't I there for that? I feel like I was.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was the second one that he wanted to show more mobility, remember?
Got Devonta Smith
Yes,
to run
that's
routes.
right.
That's right.
Yeah.
That was a great experience.
That was a good one. Yeah, I do remember that. Shanahan was like, give me this guy.
Yeah.
Oh man, why you got to bring up old stuff?
No, I'm just, that's what we're doing right now.
It happened.
We just took a trip back in time when Mac Jones was making incredibly athletic catches at his second pro day because his first one, he didn't move enough. And Zach Wilson did the, so now we need to do another one.
Yep. He's a really good quarterback, though. So
Zach Wilson looked pretty good on Sunday.
Beat the shit out of the Steelers. I mean, he just all over the Steelers' face. Called the gritty to him. I mean, that's tough, but they got Kenny Pickett. He's back. He's a player. Only had 3 incompletions, or he went 10 or 13, no incompletions, 3 interceptions. So that's how Kenny Pickett started yesterday. But Pro Football Focus said no turnover-worthy plays. Boom. So basically perfect game for Kenny. We love Kenny. Team looked much better with him. And AJ has this last question for you, Ian.
Ian, last thing, any update on Tua's situation down in Miami and how they plan to move forward?
It's stats, Ian. Stop looking so stupid. Yeah, stop looking so stupid.
This is like when Mahomes will be like the 7th ranked quarterback, and I'm like, all right, what are we doing here? Anyway, Tua is out for this week's. In all seriousness, Tua is out for this week's game against the Jets. So he's in the concussion protocol. He is not going to play, and it makes sense that they're going to now take his time, be conservative, make sure they don't put him out there until everything's good. Meanwhile, the investigation is ongoing. He's going to meet with NFL officials or investigators this week early. It's either today or tomorrow, I believe. And this investigation should be wrapped up within a week. Meanwhile, the concussion protocol is changing, which is to say that anyone who exhibits gross motor instability will probably be taken off the field thanks to what was learned in this Tua investigation.
Before we let you go, you got to go. NFLPA firing independent neurologists is their right? It said their prerogative. Mm-hmm. They could do that at any given moment if they think the person isn't fair. Was that a call that this dude or lady was guilty, or is this just the NFLPA saying we don't want this person involved with anything ever again?
So, from what I understand, the person who was fired, the UNC, was not really cooperative and sort of aggressive, I guess, and didn't really understand his role as a UNC essentially. So was fired for multiple reasons. Huh. It didn't sound like he was fired because of the wrong diagnosis. It found like he was fired because of his actions during the investigation. And it was the first time I asked Dr. Sills, first time that's happened.
Okay, but that person was jointly appointed at some point, right? How did that person become the person?
It was jointly appointed by the NFL and the NFLPA. There's actually like a pretty rigorous process to find these guys, but then the NFL, each side can terminate. The NFLPA used their right to terminate.
Oh. Well.
What?
All right. Thanks, Ian. Have a great day, Ian. Appreciate you, buddy. Really good. Rap sheet. So, did you test for a concussion? Of course I test. Why are you asking me a dumb question? I'm the concussion doctor. Yeah, but what you deemed that he was able to go back, or we couldn't see him talk, or we couldn't see him walk. Are you a back expert too? We're just trying to get to the bottom of this. Well, I've been trying to get to the bottom. I'm a fucking doctor. What do I know? And then the NFLPA goes, the fuck out of here.
See you later.
This guy, the fuck out of here. Is that what happened? Like when I heard that person was fired, the entire internet was like, okay, he did something wrong. And I'm like, did he? Is that what happened? Or was it just, hey, we don't want this fucking guy doing it for the NFLPA anymore, which it sounds like was their right at any given time. The NFL can also do that too, I guess. What if a guy doesn't have one, and is trying to get back in the game, and the independent person says, no, you're not allowed to. And then the NFL has to go, fuck, get that. Oh, you don't want a star player on the field?
Oh, okay.
Okay, get the fuck out of here.
See ya.
Is that when that would be the only time the NFL would get rid of that person, I guess?
Yeah, I guess. But does the PA have a certain amount of strikes, certain amount of times they can use that to fire people, like a lawyer when they try to get rid of jurors?
They said prerogative, so I think it's like any time.
And I would imagine Ian saying he got fired for the doctor got fired for their actions during the investigation, and not exactly the Tua thing. I would think the Tua thing's a lot bigger deal than your reaction to the investigation.
That's why I thought it was very important for them to say, like, did they fire him because they could fire him and don't trust him going forward? Or did they fire him because they found negligence or found malpractice or something? Yeah. Like, those two weren't necessarily announced at the same time. And I think what we just heard is they're not at the point of declaring negligence or malpractice yet.
But I thought they did report that they found several, obscurities in the tests he conducted before Tua went back in.
Did they report that?
Yeah, I did read that on Twitter. And again, there's so much shit going on with this. Who knows if that was accurate or not? But I did read that they weren't happy with the testing process that he did with Tua before he went back in. I think that was during, it had to have been during the Bills game.
Isn't that standard operating? Isn't that just like you think?
Yeah, like a checklist.
There's the protocols. Yeah, they have all their steps they go through.
Like, hey, I understand you're a doctor, so in your world, you're actual God. Okay? You're a brain doctor, you're saving lives, probably doing so. You're an actual God. And you have to have that type of attitude when you're operating on brains, like you are, But here we need you to just do this, do this, do this. Probably difficult for some of these fucking absorbed.
Sounds like he didn't handle being questioned very well.
Or like, hey, this is the protocol, and he's like, tell the truth.
I have my own.
I already know.
I ain't got a protocol.
Yeah.
It's like Cameron Brate.
All right, we need to figure that out. Okay, that's something we got to figure out. Tony Dungy quote tweeted about, and we might have. Hey, by the way, we might have been too naive. AJ, this is us.
Yeah, honestly, it looks like we might have.
Because we just assumed brain doctor, jointly appointed by the NFLPA and the NFL, would understand exactly what the role is, what you're looking for.
The magnitude of that decision, too. That's a huge thing.
Hey, pal, the reason why we have you is because there is like billions and billions of dollars currently in litigation about the way the brain has been handled. So we're hiring the smartest minds on earth to protect our players from themselves and from the league, okay? Can you do that for us? Yes, absolutely.
Of course.
Just call me doctor next time, don't you? And they're like, we need you to do this, we need you to do this, we need you to do this. And this doctor in Miami is like, how many fingers? 2. Nailed it.
He's good.
Get the fuck out there.
Good luck.
Like, how's that happening?
They smack him on the top of the head. You're fine.
Yeah.
You're going out there.
All right, ready? I'm going to hold this. Let me know if this stays in the same spot as.
Boom.
Is it in the same place? Yeah. All right, you're good.
I hope not.
How's that happening, though? The NFL and the NFLPA are jointly appointing these super brain geniuses.
Has this doctor had any previous situations too where they questioned how they've gone about their business?
Well, then how'd that doctor become the jointly appointed person? Yeah. There's levels to these questions. Like, how did this person get to this point if they didn't understand what the protocol was or what the fuck they're doing? I understand there's probably massive egos. There has to be massive egos at that place. And you're going to do things, but we just need you to fucking do this, do this, do this, and let us know. I feel like that's probably how it was laid out, and this person just chose not to do it. So you're telling me the most educated people on earth don't just do exactly what they're told all the time? Because I thought the most intelligent people on earth were telling us what to do all the time. What's going on here? Why this is not good, because Tua could have fucking died, I think is what everybody's saying.
And now we're going to have a harder time trusting the other doctors because of this one bad doctor.
Yeah, now it's a question of everything. Like Cameron Brate, for instance, will go into last night's game. Tony Dungy quote tweeted somebody saying that was a problem. He goes, we need a rehaul of this entire thing. I was standing right there. It was pretty obvious, he said. The way it's done, though, is the independent person's up in the booth, I guess. So they have to look down. If they don't know football and they can get lied to or told to, like a stinger happens, maybe they get things wrong. I think we have the Tony Dungy tweet, I believe. We do not have the Tony Dungy tweet. Tony Dungy quote tweeted, I forget who had made the announcement. It was Greg Auman, who is a Tampa Bay reporter. He talked about the Cameron Brate situation where he was clearly knocked out, came back into the game, or maybe dinged up. And then Tony Dungy quote tweeted and was like, yeah, I was fucking standing right there. Tony Dungy been a coach and a player at the highest level. Now he's on the biggest show in football saying, yeah, this is a problem. This is a problem. This is now Tua obviously getting spotlighted on Thursday Night Football on Prime and in the Buffalo Bills thing. Now the Cameron Brate thing's happening. Naive people like me and AJ who just expect people that are in, positions that can get fucking sued for a lot of money, especially in the modern world that we're in, that they're going to at least do their jobs right. We're wrong, AJ. It sounds like we were fucking wrong in this entire thing.
Yeah, and I guess the question is the intent of the doctor. Did the doctor know that they didn't do the protocol right and they thought they'd push them through, or do they feel like, hey, Tua really passed all the tests, so I don't feel anything. Like I feel confident putting him back in the field.
Greg Allman tweeted, watching replay from last night, Cam Brate collided with Godwin. Big hit. Was down a second, got up, ran off on his own, parentheses, though not fast enough to avoid a 12-men on-field penalty. He came back in, even had a target, looked okay, later ruled to have a concussion, okay? So obviously Greg Allman saying this is when it happened, this is exactly how it went, and it did look a little interesting with what he was doing at the time. And Tony Dungy goes, broken system. I was on the sideline very close to Brate. Obvious he had his bell rung. There's a league-appointed spotter in the press box who should stop play and alert the referee. Brate shouldn't have been allowed to return until after an evaluation. Why didn't that happen? With 3 fucking question marks. Tony Dungy, very level-headed person, put 3 question marks on there.
Whoa.
Said, we need to talk about this. Why is this happening? That's a great question from Tony Dungy. Now, Tony Dungy probably felt like in an uncomfortable position as well because he's looking at this guy right by him. And this guy has a concussion. Is Tony Dungy supposed to go over and say, hey, that guy just got knocked the fuck out right there. I don't know how to do it. I'm a coach. I played. This is happening. So is the NFL spotter a football person? That now it's even more like, is that a
There's multiple. They claim there's multiple people. There's spotter up top, and then there's people on the sidelines too that can try to like alert whoever if someone is dinged up. And something like that happens, you know, like, okay, that looks like something may be up. We should at least take him out of play and check him out, and then we can put him back in, but let's make sure.
Anybody that's ever like watched football at a pretty high clip, you know, and understands football a little bit, there's some obvious like, that looks like that.
It's usually not the big monster hits either. It's not usually not the big highlight hits. Awkward. You could tell by how they fell and how they get up, and
And that's what you would think the NFL spotter would be doing. They'll be calling down to the independent person that would then run the test in the blue tent, right?
Yeah. It happened to Adrian Amos last night in the Packers game.
Yes.
Like it wasn't like a big hit or a collision, but like he tackled, I forget who on the Patriots, and it was either an elbow or a knee, and then he left the game.
And we've seen in the past refs go up to a player in the huddle and be like, hey, you got to go. And they're like, he's getting checked. From the spotter said he was knocked out. So then that's when the independent person is testing in the tunnel and giving the okay to either go back on the field or you're going into the locker room right now to put sunglasses on and not be sick. So that's the system. So whoever was spotting in the press box for the Cam Brate situation is to blame, right? In Miami, it's the independent doctor that was there, right? So now we can kind of start at least saying, like, this is the system that seems to be broken in this situation. This seems to be the situation. That's good news, at least for the future, you'd think. But then if you hire somebody and expect them to do something and they're the only person in the building that can do it, you're the only fucking neurologist that we have. That's another, like, powerful position all of a sudden out of nowhere. It's hard not to just take that person's word for it. Who knows, though, if they're fucking doing some fuckery, I guess. How do you ever fix that? I don't know.
It raises the level of importance of these spotters, like, tenfold.
Yeah.
Like, these people need to know their shit. You can't really be, like, wishy-washy. Like, you need to absolutely, you basically have to err on the side of caution on everything.
All right, let's get to a break, and then we'll do hour 3 on the other side, and we'll chit-chat about some positive stuff as opposed to a broken system that appears to be potentially leading to... we can't have that.
Yeah, it's a bad injury.
I have friends that have gotten 2 concussions in one game and been fucking changed for the rest of their lives, let alone, their families dealing with it and what everything is, and let alone almost dying when that happens. But that's real. And we know that now. And we're trying to take all the steps to fix it. We got these dumbass guardian caps happening. We changed the style of football. We've changed rules. Now we need the people that are appointed into positions to do their fucking job. Hey, do your fucking job, AJ. Just tell them to do it.
I'm with you, but also I would assume there's a big swath of people that are saying it's on the players to take themselves out, and you got to be an adult.
It's never going to happen.
I don't see that especially if you are dinged up. You think you're thinking straight and say, "Oh, I'm coming out."
Well, what do you have? You just have a headache too, some guys?
Yeah.
Well, that's happened before.
Hurt or injured.
No, it's like the Miami doctor in any given Sunday. James Woods let Lawrence Taylor go play knowing he could die.
Well, and I will follow up. Miami piss test guy was the guy that got caught up in the cheating of the piss tests, if you do look back into the substance of abuse program.
Yep.
Yeah. Had a ponytail, this guy.
Weapon.
Jewelry on.
Oh, was he the one? Were guys paying him some cash?
Think he had a grill on when he came and tested me? White guy? I laughed so hard. I was like, this is the piss tester? No way. This guy's fucking doing it.
Let's go.
What happened to him?
He no longer does piss tests, I don't think.
Well, damn.
I'm sure there was some sort of fraud that took place as well. But that money was gone. They're never going to get it from him. I seen him. He'd been living down in Miami. He was living good. That was the only time. I was tested 27 months, 8 times a month. Okay? That's a lot of tests in a lot of places.
Yeah.
I've been piss tested in bathrooms, in gas stations, lobbies in hotels, out in the middle of the woods, my house, other people's houses, in a bunch of cities. First time somebody showed up in like a Bentley, I was like, all right, this guy is awesome. I have to get to my airplane, though, if you could be a little quicker. Oh, traffic, you're down here a lot? We can maybe set something up. I'm like, I'm just trying to fucking piss, dude. All right, I want to be friends with the piss test guy. And then like 12 months later, it comes out. Should have done it. I wouldn't have had to test at all, AJ. I wouldn't have to do shit. I would have just said I'm in Miami. I wouldn't have to do anything. It would have been awesome.
Would have been perfect, but then it might have put you back in the system for another 27 months.
No, it's Ponytail guy's fault.
Yeah.
I was mailing my piss to him every
Yeah,
day.
what do you want me to do?
I guess I wasn't in Miami. Sue me. Sorry. I was trying to
Do you
get
film?
better.
Do you have to use a selfie cam and film yourself peeing and then send it to them?
Yeah, like at game day, they have that big selfie stick
Yep.
with a GoPro on the end of
That
it.
boy had it.
Dabo had it. William Sweeney, hell of a football team.
Yeah.
Hey, tough to win in Death Valley.
That's right.
Tough to win. Don't pick against them in Death Valley. That's a bad decision. It is good to know. This ball goes in, we'll give, what was it last time? 15.
Yep.
So this time it'll be 10.
Yep.
There it is.
Come on, AJ. It's overreaction. It's overreaction
Going
Monday.
in. Here we go.
Here we go. Here we go.
This guy stinks.
Ooh.
Oh! Hour 3 is going to be better than that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Take 5. We'll be back on the other side. We'll do some overreaction tweets from around the internet. They were good today.
They were good today.
I seen a couple of them while I was taking the pre-show dump. I was scrolling through. Ty does the picking of them, but I know he had a lot to pick from, and there's a lot to overreact to. There are some teams that are dead. There are some teams that are all the way back. There are some fan bases that have no clue why every single year it's the same old shit. We'll dive into all of that and more in about 5. Take 5.
Take 5.
You just used the word drug, right, to refer to ayahuasca. I saw a few articles people sent me about us doing the tea celebration. I just want to stop you there right away because the reference to ayahuasca or even marijuana, putting the tag drug on them is a manipulative word that creates a bias against those specific things. And it happens all over society, right? Think about the word fat and sugar when it comes to food. Fat brings an image of unhealthiness and maybe obesity, death, where sugar is sweet, right? Sweet is kindness. Kindness is loving. So we have these two words that couldn't be more opposite. Fat, high fat foods are actually usually pretty good for you. Foods with high sugar are terrible for you. And sugar, you cut sugar out of your diet, and it has an immediate impact on your cells and your body, especially if there's, cancerous growth in your body or precancerous growth. Sugar, not good for you. Fat, most, fats are pretty good for you. Drugs, you think about drugs, you start labeling, marijuana a drug, which is a plant, ayahuasca a drug, which is a plant, psilocybin a drug, that's a fungi. Also comes from the earth. Then you think about medicine, right? What is medicine? Medicine is like, I'm going to take my daily medicine, my aspirin, that's a drug. Cough medicine, well, that's a drug. That's not a plant. Those are drugs. Ayahuasca is not a drug. It has properties in it that have hallucinogenic abilities, but it's not a drug. We're talking about plants here. I think it's a very important point to make, and this is how words are used in our society to create a bias against certain things. And I do think that's important enough to go on this ridiculous tangent that I went on.
No.
To remind people how words are
ridiculous.
used.
Not ridiculous.
How words are used to create bias in certain situations. Those bias create fears, and those fears prevent people from doing the research themselves or looking into it or having their own idea or truth about a certain situation.
Hey, great tangent.
Let's really think about the words that we use, because words are spelled for a reason, because they cast spells and create energy around positive and negative associations with certain things.
Okay. Didn't get the last part, but everything else valid. There's me holding for you. Okay, I'm one of the greatest holders in the history of the NFL. You can go and look at stats and percentages of made kicks. I also enjoy seeing other people shine. You'll pull it back just like you're golfing or just like a shooting game with your thumb. The wind in the top right corner is something you will have to pay attention to. And as you get rolling, the more kicks you make in a row, the more money and the higher the score gets generated. There's obviously things you'd like to hit. There's a lack of a fan lower left. There's a golden ball there, top left, in which you can put in if you're going to miss and make. The game has so many different pieces to it. We're incredibly proud. And then that's a miss, obviously. That's a terrible kick.
Not a good ball.
Oh, no.
Oh, hang on.
Lights are on.
Made it. No, I actually told him.
60?
Listen, Ty could go put a 20,000 piece on this if he wanted to right now. Ty and none of the boys at the office are up for any of the prizes, especially the week 1 prize. So there's a reason they've been playing for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
There will be up and coming contests with this though next year or next week or maybe the week after that you'll have to beat or try to beat the highest score of the office, and there'll be a lot of money on the line. This is from 80 yards.
Nice
Boom, and he hits the no-win game.
You know, it's just like I'm frustrated with flying cars because I'm obsessed with that. Like I want a flying car.
Hey, me too.
What I got is my phone instead. It's like, well, the future is on your phone really right now. It's not like literally in front of you. You can't get into a flying car, but you know, your phone has it all. It's like, I don't want this phone. I'm not going to have this phone 14 hours a day like you young people do. No, thank you. Like, I'm not from that generation. But, you know, give me a flying car. You know? and honestly, when we shut down the Mars missions, you know, we were supposed to be going in 2024, and we shut it down. But a lot of people don't realize is, you know, from here to the moon is 208,000 miles roughly. You know, 200. So you can think about that. Well, in this country, you know, a long road trip could be 4,000 miles, and you know how far it is to Australia. You know, so 200,000 miles. You know, that you think about that, and you know that's far, but like Mars. Think about this: is 250 million miles. 250 million miles. So, you know, that's a little different thing because, you know, when you go, you know, it takes about anywhere from, you know, 9 to 11 months to get there, depending on the alignment.
Are you going to fucking Mars?
And so,
Jim, are you going to Mars? It sounds like you're...
I wish I was. You know, maybe you'll have, I think you have a chance to do a show from there when you're 80, Pat.
What? Let's go! This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston.
Welcome back to hour 3 of this Overreaction Monday, October 3rd, 2022. We shall talk more shit right now. Football! He is all the way here. You saw him on the big screen. He's live in an attic in Ohio, ladies and gentlemen. AJ Hawk to my left, your right. The Talks the Tables here at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys, Tone Diggs is here. And then all the boys in the back. What's up, Foxy, Zito, and Nick? I appreciate everybody's hard work. Let's dive into hour 3 here. Tone, tonight, Rams, Niners. I believe the Niners are a favorite. Where is the money? What should we be thinking if we're picking this game on Monday Night Football over there in Santa Clara, California?
Yes. Niners are a 1.5 point favorite. The total's 42.5. 75% of the money's on the Rams.
See, we were talking about it right before we went live, and I said my natural inclination here is to be on the Rams, and it turns out.
Then do it.
Well, the same reason why I'm on the Rams is the same reason why this show tends to resonate with people, because I am the most basic human of all time. If I like something, normally a lot of people like something. If I think something tastes good, normally a lot of people are going to think it tastes good. If I think something is funny, normally a lot of people are going to think it's funny, because I'm the most basic motherfucker of all time. So whenever I told Tone, hey, can you look up what the money is? Because I just feel like natural inclination here is the Rams.
Love the Rams.
The Rams. The Niners, you know, what do we know about the Niners? We don't know anything. Honestly, we don't know anything about the Niners. They've had a couple games where it's impossible to judge. They have Jimmy G in there. Are they good or are they not good with Jimmy G? Are they the same team from last year? There seems to be much more predicaments off the field than last year. It's just like my natural inclination is go, give me the Rams on Monday Night Football. The stars come out. But 75% of the people are thinking the same damn thing, and you know what that means, AJ. You know what that means.
What's that mean?
It means I'm wrong, probably.
I've been on the Niners from the jump here, so I feel good about it.
How come? What do you like about it? You just like everything about them? You
I like their defense. I like how the defense plays. I think the Rams being underdog is kind of crazy, but people love Jimmy G, and they love this Niners defense, I think.
Well, I think the people are the sports book. I don't think it's because 75% of the people are on the Rams.
Yeah.
When I say people, I mean myself.
Oh, okay, you and the sports books who have them favored at home. Now, I think when you start looking at the roster, the Niners roster, you go, oh, that's Super Bowl potential roster.
Should be great.
Because at every position, the motherfuckers that are playing that position have been to the fucking Super Bowl and have been to the championship game. So it's like this team has been there, done that. Early in this season, though, there's been a lot of question marks. So it's like the decisions they made, the timing in which they made them, who's upset, who's not upset, how do you handle the personality? I'm not saying Shanahan can't, but I'm just saying like this is a lot of bullshit that has come with the Niners. And on the field, there's been a lot of like ups and downs, not consistent shit. It's like, what is this Niners team? Are they still the team? Are they still what we thought they were, what they have proven to be in the past? Or is this potentially a year where too much drama and bullshit gets in the way and they're not able to, for one reason or another, dive back into the success that they have had in the past? Connor, it seems like you're asking the same question.
Yeah, definitely. And I just remember Trent Williams is out, so I actually love the Rams now because they got a backup left tackle and you got Aaron Donald and Leonard Floyd. You got to assume they might expose whoever's playing over there. And last week, their offense didn't look great to Denver, and obviously it's week to week, but the Raiders just hung 33, 34 points on Denver. So it feels like the Rams are the play here.
Congrats to the Raiders, by the way.
Hell yeah.
Getting their first win. Josh McDaniels getting a game ball afterwards, I'd assume, in the locker room. Hey, first win as a head coach of this Raiders organization. But Mark Davis pulled it out of his backpack.
Mm-hmm. Been carrying this around for 3 weeks now.
This is the ball we kicked off the season with. We didn't win that game, but I held on to it because I knew you were going to win one, right? Had to. We talked about that in my office.
Yeah.
Odds say you're going to have to win one of these games. Yeah. That you can't just go completely defeated. Now you did it. Congratulations. You want to give a speech or I got to go to dinner, guys. The whole thought, though, of that Niners team is like the case study on it. I don't want to jump to conclusions.
No.
Let's say they stink, though. Okay? Jimmy G's gone. Trey Lance now, another question mark. How is Trey Lance going to do? What if Trey Lance stinks for 4 or 5 weeks, 6 weeks next year? Not saying he will. Let's just say this happens.
Possible.
There's a chance that the case study on this Niners team is going to be like, hey, how do you blow up a fucking good thing? Let us tell you. Have the head coach allegedly and the GM be on completely different pages on who they're going to draft with the 3rd overall pick when you already have a quarterback that's successful and you give away the future of the program. I mean, like, honestly. Now, could they just go back and win like they had in the past because they got Jimmy G back and he's able to put them in situations, hopefully, that Trey Lance doesn't fully understand. And George Kittle is still George Kittle and Debo is still Debo and there's a Bosa and there's a squad. I mean, there's like so much you can get behind. But on the flip side, the Rams, they're fucking Super Bowl champs and they got everybody back too, you know? So it's...
I mean, that's why it's a great game. That's why it's a nice Monday night matchup. The Niners, I'm sure, are trying to figure out who they are as well. Like now Jimmy G coming in, everything that went on during camp. Let's hopefully Jimmy feels pretty comfortable tonight.
Can we put up the standings from this past weekend here? Me and AJ picking games.
Oh yeah. How'd we do?
I'm more of a 500 guy, but
wow.
Let me see which games I lost.
I don't know if you know. One ace. You got one ace? Huh?
It's funny how we just glide right through this section when you lose this one.
No, I brought it up every time. And then the other day, whenever we were doing the college football watch-along thing, and we added like a potential $9,000 on there. You're like, funny how that works. It's like, gave you $1,000 before the game even started because Dabo looked cool.
True. Right off the bat.
Well, how come that wasn't even brought up? How come that was never? There was never like hey, that ended up being 4,000 or whatever. By the way,
12.
Yeah, it ended up being 12,000. Yeah. So I just, maybe let's acknowledge the fairness of this particular program.
Yeah.
When I'm losing, I'll stand right in. You make the picks for the Super Boost. My name's still on it.
Yep.
I'm still the one getting the tweets. I don't know if you got any. I'm fucking getting the tweets of people. Wow, right? The guy with the Super Boost.
What do you
know? At Pat McAfee Show is a fraud. Like, it wasn't even me. Wasn't even me. So I'm taking. Oh, funny how that works, AJ, huh? Funny how that works. Listen, I'll put on the big boots, okay? I'll put on the big jeans. I'll take it. All right, I'll do that. It's on me. With that being said, it is nice to have a positive, not just beat you. I assume you would have won 10-6 again or whatever. It is nice to be on the positive side of things for the first time in the entire, even if I lose tonight, 8-7-2, I'm still positive.
Right.
I'm very excited about that, AJ.
Incredible.
Let's go.
Yeah, I know. That's tonight. Do you know who you're going to pick tonight yet?
Yeah, I mean, I feel pretty. I'm taking the Rams. I'm doing it.
Here
I'm
we
taking
go.
the Rams.
I'll take the Niners.
All right, so we could tie or I could win. And I'm excited about that.
Yeah, let's go.
What's that? We could definitely. You'd become 8-7-2. I'd be 8-7-2. I think if I'm reading that thing right. Can you put that graphic?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're correct.
I mean, how do you predict anything in the NFL right now?
It's impossible.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe we're settling in. Maybe we're learning. I'll be 8-7-2. You'll be 8-7-2.
Yeah. Here we go.
I thought I missed something. That's on me. I didn't.
Good.
We're gonna tie, or I'm gonna win by 2. This is a good start for me.
Let's go.
Here we go.
Man, I picked the Browns. Did I really pick the Browns over the Falcons?
You did.
Yeah.
Man, that was a poor pick. I knew the Falcons were going to be hot.
They had 7 completions in that game. All of them big though.
Yeah.
One of the first plays of the game was this big drag route by Kyle to Pitts or whatever, and from Mariota. And as you're watching it, you're like, oh, they're going to open it up. They did not.
No.
Cordero Patterson has been playing the wrong position his entire career. He was a Pro Bowl returner. I believe he's a Pro Bowl wide receiver. He's good at both of those things. The way they're using him in Atlanta with this Artie Smith offense is incredible. And Mariota seems to be the right guy for that offense. Young Wei Koo coming in clutch for them at the end to win that game. That Falcons team, they're banking on the run game being their thing, and for good reason. We saw in the trenches, Artie Smith draws up go runs, AJ. Draws up go runs out there.
Cordero.
He's got the view.
He's hurt, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, he went on the IR today.
Oh,
no.
Yeah, not great.
He's so good.
Their backup did play very well, though.
He wears a tight necklace, too, which I enjoy. I couldn't pull it off, but I enjoy it.
I think it's better than a loose necklace. The loose necklace is when you grab and get. Jones got tackled by
his hair,
his dreads, I believe, last night. That would hurt so bad, unless the helmet is so close that it kind of cuts off like the feeling. Unless the helmet's so tight, which I guess it could be. I've never had dreads with a helmet on, but when I had long hair, the helmet would be so tight on my hair in there. I couldn't really feel whenever some people would fuck with it, because it's kind of getting, the feeling is kind of getting locked off here. But whenever you're just getting dragged down by it, if you don't feel it out of nowhere, being like, what the fuck was that?
Looked painful.
Guy gripped my dread and dragged me, 2 of them, 3 of them maybe.
Hey, is it illegal if they see it? Is it like a horse collar if you jump from behind and get
No,
it?
you're allowed to.
Yeah.
It's legal.
I think it's part of the helmet.
Somebody had a tackle. I don't remember if it was college or the NFL this weekend. Grabbed the back of high number, full grab tackle, and they called horse collar. And I was like, is that a horse collar? Because he grabbed the jersey.
Yeah,
As
that
long
was
as you're
New
not
England.
inside the,
That happened against the Packers for New England. And it didn't seem to be a horse collar because he didn't even grab the pads on
It was
the
like
back.
the number
Yeah,
on
it was the jersey. Like he pulled him down by the jersey, but they called it horse collar.
And when they ran the replay, I don't remember hearing the commentator be like, well, that shouldn't have been a horse collar, because I was trying to I was listening. I'm like, is that I don't know if we're just calling uncomfortable.
Yeah, you got to get the back of the shoulder pads for it to be horse collar, I thought.
Yeah, in the collar,
right
if
there.
you will.
Even the front now, too, right? Like if you grab a guy by the shoulder pads, right here.
Yeah, here it is. And this is on a return, on Rodgers.
Yep.
That's not a horse collar at all.
I don't think so either. It's Schooler, I think is his name.
Yeah, rookie undrafted.
Yeah, he's a fucking dog on special teams. This dude flies.
Yeah.
This guy, 41 is his number?
Yeah, he recovered the fumble against the Steelers that we ended up winning the game because of.
On the punt.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a fucking dog. And he got this is on a return, I believe. And When I saw it, they called horse collar. I was like, I don't know if that, because he got up like very excited.
Pumped.
Yeah.
And if he would have horse collared him, you would assume that you're like, did they catch it or did they not? And then they run it back and they're like, no, that was not a horse collar at all. Speaking of special teams, how are the Packers special teams? You guys all right? Better than in the past?
Yeah, much better in the past. Yesterday, coverage-wise, New England had some pretty decent, but late in the game, before overtime, Pat O'Donnell pinned him down at the 1. Like, shit like that was never happening in the last 10
Guy
years.
almost stepped on the end zone.
Exactly.
But he didn't.
He didn't.
In the past, accident, heel,
sure.
heel on the line, bring it out to
For
20.
sure.
This time, Bisaccia's good energy probably.
Yeah.
He was
Yes.
an eighth of an inch off that line. If you're Pat O'Donnell, you're like, hey, let's make sure we're not easy. Let's take it easy. That's 19 yards net we almost give up there. But instead, great stand. Here we go. Let's go, boys.
Overall, though, night and day compared to last year. And it is amazing how it seems like a lot of that is just coaching. Like, you get a guy who knows what the fuck he's doing and is, like, revered around the league when it comes to special teams. That is a massive difference, especially when your offense isn't that good. Like, if their special teams was as bad as it was last year, like, we might be in trouble.
It's getting guys to buy in, I think, is the big thing. It sounds like Bisaccia's had no problem doing that at anything throughout the entirety of his life. Let's talk about the Eagles, AJ. Last undefeated team in the NFL. They go into week 4. Sunday is the only undefeated team in the NFL. They come out continuing to be the only undefeated team in the NFL. Jalen Hurts, absolute dog, it seems like. The defense continues to do their thing. We might have Coach Sirianni on this program this week.
Oh, really?
Actual
coach who like to call in.
Yeah, maybe.
Nick. I can't wait.
Me neither. I think if you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan, you have been waiting for this moment since the last time you were eating poop in the streets, celebrating the Super Bowl, thinking we're going to be back. This team has taken on the identity of the city. This team has a confidence. This team has a quarterback that all eyes were on going into the season. Everybody was wondering, can this dude be an NFL quarterback? If he can't, he's going to be gone because they're already investing. New head coach. They'll bring in another guy to find that role because it's so pivotal. And Jalen Hurts has been proven he can be a guy. This team is fucking awesome to watch. This team has a coach that used to be with the Indianapolis Colts, takes a big shot there, knows that he gets in the middle of a rainstorm, helmet-to-helmet collision, scores a tud, lets the ball come out late, gets up, flexes on air, everybody. Jalen's a guy, and there was a lot of pressure going into the season, so I'm, incredibly proud of him, and I'm pumped for this Eagles fan base.
I'm pumped for him because, he's exceeded expectations. He had a ton of pressure put on him where, like you said, hey, if you're not the guy, you may not get another opportunity to start in this league for a while. You're going to have to go restart the whole process again. So, it's easy to root for, I think, the Eagles with Sirianni as the head coach. Maybe because of the transformation we have seen on this show here.
From our Sirianni. Yeah, I think so too. But good for Jalen because on paper they were saying this is a really good team if the quarterback is worth a fuck. This is a very good team.
Yeah.
This is a very good team. On paper, they've invested. They got dogs everywhere. Seems like everybody's buying into the seeds that Sirianni planted underneath the horse manure. The flowers are coming out. Will the quarterback show up? Jalen has. The Eagles are undefeated. And on the flip side, did Jacksonville come back down?
Well, but that was the thing, too. The Eagles have been just dog-walking, beating the shit out of everybody. They handled a little adversity yesterday. Jacksonville went up 14-0, was looking good early, and then the Eagles ripped off 29 unanswered, and it's okay. You could see that would maybe be where all the external noise is getting to you. You kind of, get a taste of your own medicine. Yeah, exactly. But they didn't. They responded, and it's no, we are one of the best teams in the NFL. And I think for Jacksonville, if they play a cleaner game, I think they had 5 or 6 turnovers. If they turn it over, twice instead? They still only lost by 8. Jacksonville's still, I think they're pretty legit.
Rainstorm, downpour. Trevor Lawrence becomes the first player in NFL history to have 4 lost fumbles. Ever.
Yikes.
How big are his hands?
Well, Kenny Pickett,
Yeah.
his hands seem to be properly sized. No balls on the ground.
Nope.
That's right.
Trevor Lawrence had 10-inch hands.
Jeez.
That's pretty big.
That's big.
Yeah.
They measure what, from here to here?
Yeah. Tip to tip.
Pinky,
Here to here?
Like a TV diagonal.
if I remember
Yep.
correctly.
TV. Turn that son of a bitch cockeyed. This
Hang
TV I'm
loose.
looking at up here, not bad. Yeah, throw the shaka.
Yep.
Measure that thing. See if you can throw a football. Measure a TV. Go that way. You know what I mean, AJ? Fucking
Hey, who
land
was
a
eating
plane,
poop?
Land a plane. Coming into Clemson this weekend. Ended up being a beautiful day, South Carolina.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
It's a gorgeous day. I don't know if Donardo came back and read the Doppler through somebody, but somebody had a good read on that. No, I
He
appreciate
invented
it.
the Doppler.
Donardo Doppler. Did you hear AQ about Donardo?
Yeah. Well, he's a Penn State scumbag. So.
Despicable.
Boom.
Good.
Do you think he really canceled tea times because he saw the forecast? It's like, oh, Donardo got me again.
Honestly, when he said that, it was like, all right, nobody cares anymore because your golf times got ruined. Okay.
Sorry.
Well, Nick,
Sorry about it, pal.
Nick showed me a commercial too, and people definitely didn't care, and he definitely didn't do that because everybody loved him.
Rest in peace, Joe.
Love you, Joe.
Joe said it.
Why is this like memorial picture always up?
Because he died.
We miss him.
I'm saying you
I
pulled
hope
that
you're
from
happy.
like-
Hope you're happy.
Pull that
He's
from his
dead.
obituary or what?
He's dead, dude. All right?
We're
He shouldn't
honoring
be.
Joe.
Shouldn't be.
It's from the Emmys. Yeah, he won the Emmy.
I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy.
I am.
Lived a
Why
good
shouldn't I be?
life. 88.
Yeah,
Always right.
had the key
Yeah.
to the city.
You know how hard it is to always be right?
Two
I
keys.
can imagine.
It's not fun to always be
I know
right.
some people that are always right in their own brain.
Oh.
I mean, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, well, who's that? Just the
I
first one
can't
that
name any
comes.
specifics.
First one that comes to mind. First
General
one
Bob Carpenter.
General Bob, I fucking miss
no.
him on Fridays. What's that all about? You guys
He's
are
very
having-
inquisitive.
you guys have him on whenever I'm not on. Is that
That's
punishment?
AJ's go-to.
Yeah, it's the
Oh, what are
only
we
one.
gonna do? Oh, I know. We'll fucking bring in
call Bob.
General Bob for the last 45 minutes on Friday.
I'm missing it though. I'm walking through a stadium or wherever the hell I'm doing that show. I'm trying to pull it up on my phone. Got bad service. Normally I just see General Bob sitting there. I'm like, there's magic happening right now. I love that man. All right.
Speaking of, oh no, go.
No, go ahead.
Speaking of being always right, are tip balls at the line of scrimmage, are those on the quarterback or the O line?
What do you mean?
Like when we're dropping back, say it's a 3-step, fucking quick game. We're working quick game.
We.
D-line gets their hands up and bats the ball down. Is that on the quarterback, or you think that's on the O-line potentially?
Tom Diggs is asking this question because of an interaction that happened on the internet, on Twitter more specifically, between Dan Orlovsky and AQ Shipley. Somebody asked Dan Orlovsky and a couple other people not named AQ Shipley a question, and Dan Orlovsky blamed it on the offensive line. And then, the four-man rush. Are batted balls the fault of the quarterback or the scheme? Asked Quincy Avery, who is Deshaun Watson, among others, quarterback coach, I believe. Dan Orlovsky and at the QB school. Dan Orlovsky says most of the three-step or quick game is an offensive line. QB height doesn't help. RPO is really on quarterback because O-line is run blocking. AQ Shipley says, oh, is that right? Three-step batted balls are on the offensive line. D-line recognizes it, stops rush, and jumps and bats balls. What the fuck can the O-line do differently, Dan, is what AQ is wondering. Then Dan Orlovsky follows up and goes, well, if ball out on time and y'all cut properly, ball won't be batted down. Obviously, ball held on QB. Y'all don't cut well, on y'all. Relax, O-line. Relax. We're not blaming you. Kind of did.
Yeah,
Kinda did.
definitely.
You. Okay, that's use. Not blaming you.
Yes. Yes. Remember, he says yesterday.
I was trying to figure that out.
Oh, like water?
Every time he says yesterday, I
Cringe. I know.
But
Wait, how's he say it?
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, but I say a lot of words wrong and dumb, and people get mad about it as well.
Yeah, we all
So
do.
I have no place to say anything about anybody the way anybody says anything. He says yas instead of yins. But I will say to Dan Orlovsky, who's friend of the program, who we appreciate, who's on TV all day, every day. He's probably on TV right now in that green suit doing something.
Sure.
Yep.
Michael Irvin.
Pink suit. He looked unbelievable today on first take. Anytime we get
Did he hold his hand?
Dan Orlovsky's?
Did Dan hold Michael's hand?
No, it was a fist bump going wrong.
Yeah.
But then they kind of put on top of him.
We love Dan.
He's the man.
Who doesn't?
A lot of people don't. We would like, yes. He says certainty with a lot of things. And in those things, he's bearing.
I like that about him. I like that about Dan.
We do too. But in that, he's burying some people normally when he's saying things like, boom, this is the authority, this is happening. And then that is sometimes burying other people. So those people, their fans, don't always get thrilled about it. So Dan's under the rim all day, every day on ESPN. All day, every day. He is standing under there trying to take charges, and every once in a while, you're going to get yammed on. Every once in a while, you're going to get Vince Carter over that big, tall foreign fuck.
Yep.
And boom, it's going to happen.
Teabagging you.
And,
Sure.
yeah, like every once in a while, that's going to happen.
If you're in the paint,
I will say
dunks on you.
AQ Shipley. Yeah, it's certainly possible. AQ Shipley wanted to do this offensive line thing specifically because of a couple things that Orlovsky had said on TV in the past.
Yep.
So I just want Orlovsky to know that.
Makes sense.
Were they teammates at the same time?
I don't remember. I don't know if they know each other. I think they like each other as humans. But there was some time, I guess, Orlovsky put over a quarterback one time last season. And I only remember this because we just brought up this tweet, and I didn't expect to get into this. Orlovsky was doing something in front of a big screen, breaking it all down. And he said, basically, this offensive line is completely fucking wrong or whatever, and the quarterback had no chance. So I get a full text breakdown of why Dan's wrong from AQ Shipley. And then he goes like, are you going to say that? And I'm like, I don't know if I'm the authority to say that. Like, who knows if I'm right? And he's like, all right, we got to figure that out. So then it happened like 3 weeks later. Dan did something where he blamed offensive line. AQ's like, the shade is on the short side of the field. The offensive line has to fucking count their guys to the left. It is literally a design by the defense. This is what has to happen. So we're man on man. Quarterback didn't know that. Quarterback separated. Dan Orlovsky, though, says that the offensive line went the wrong direction. Did they, Dan? How do they block this guy then if they go the wrong? Like that, I get another text. I'm like, okay, AQ. All right, I understand what you're saying. Once again, I don't know if I'm the guy that could properly do this. So then this offseason, it literally came up in conversation. He was like, you think I could potentially do in the trenches? I was like, I would love that. And he goes, yeah, because when people were blaming the offensive line, I'd like to go back. And I'm like, oh, those texts you sent about Orlovsky. He goes, precisely. So shout out to Dan.
Yeah, thank you, Dano.
So we haven't seen the end of this. This Twitter feud will continue.
Yes. AQ was waiting this particular season for Dan to blame an offensive line. He was sitting on it. Just
Notifications on.
Yeah, he's like, hey, let me hear what Orlovsky said. Let me see what he's saying. All right, let's take 5 on the other side. We got to do let's do overreactions now. And then on the other side, I got my top 7 plays or whatever.
Hell yeah.
On the thing with Piero.
Sweet. What's it called?
Piero.
Okay.
Seattle.
He's a French fella.
Is he Italian? Seattle?
Oui.
Is it cool?
It's Piero.
Is Piero a cool thing?
Yeah.
Then yeah, it's Italian, not French.
Yeah, you haven't been here. I forgot.
Oh, yeah.
I was in the office when Piero was originally being talked about. I didn't know if Piero was delivering.
Did you say religionally?
What was that?
You meant to say originally. You gotta just.
I think Piero is now our religionally.
Went to church yesterday. It was awesome.
Did you really?
No.
We're back.
He's back. Oh, yeah. We got him.
Let's take 5. Then we'll do the overreactions from around Twitter. And then we will also do top 7 plays from Sunday. Then we'll make our official picks for this evening. Woo! And then we'll get the hell out of here, AJ, on this overreaction Monday, October 3rd. We'll also have some tweets from around Twitter. Use the hashtag PMS Live. Some questions since we can't do some phone calls. A lot to wrap up on the other end. The NFL is awesome right now.
Hell
so
yeah.
is college football.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm lucky to be a part of that college game day, AJ.
I think they're pretty lucky to have you out there.
I don't think so. I don't think there's a lot of people that view it that way, but I am doing a lot of studying right now.
Outfit was on point this week.
Yeah, did the old whites like it?
No, obviously. Anytime you call them. But I was very specific. The old whites who didn't like my fashion.
Right.
I'm talking about those people. Not all old white people.
No.
Okay? My dad's an old white.
Mm-hmm.
Older white.
Yeah.
He liked the outfit.
He liked the outfit. I'm talking about the old whites that just can't. Why is he not wearing a full suit to talk about sports? You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. Fucking relax, dude.
Take it easy.
Talking about college football, bro.
Take it easy.
Take it easy. I did like the shirt, though.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And I'm at the point in the season where I'm not a full fat ass yet, so I can still tuck it in and everything. That's a big deal. We'll always have that one weekend.
That's right.
Damn right.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean, AJ?
You look great, man.
Thank you. I've been doing the keto. I had this one on earlier because it was a little chilly. But it got hot in here. It's real hot in here. I'm real hot. Are you hot as well?
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty comfy right now.
Do you run cold?
Typically, no. I do not.
I'm hot as fuck. I'm sweating over here.
Keep my house very cold.
Me too. I try to. The wife likes it real hot. This ball goes in, we'll give 10 people $500 who randomly retweet this video right here.
Oh, yeah. Drill it.
This ball too.
Oh, God. That was it.
This one's it. Boom!
Oh, it's coming back. It's coming back.
No.
Make a play.
Run it, AJ. Fuck it.
Try to punt it. Can you punt it in?
Oh, no, bear.
Bear ball.
Hope you're happy, AJ.
Bear.
Hope you're happy. All right. Everybody take 5. Everybody relax.
5?
Okay, Tone's going to make a shot next time.
Here you go, Tony.
So we're going to give away some money.
Football, right?
We're going to overreact around Twitter. We're going to answer some questions from Twitter. We got our top 7 plays on the big board. Let's have an overreaction Monday. Let's wrap this thing up in beautiful fashion. Take 5.
Take 5.
We're talking hockey. Roldy and Rupp are talking hockey.
That was the first time I found out it was Mario Brothers. That's all. Growing up, like everybody called it Mario Bros. You know, that was just
Once you're called the fucking king of New York, you didn't feel like you had to dress to the higher level.
What I love about New York is however you want to dress, however you want to, who you want to be, you just blend in, and it's so comfortable.
This is an organization in Arizona that wasn't paying their fucking bills earlier in the season.
Again, he's not trying to square off with cats because no one.
Someone didn't pay the electric bill around
You
here.
fucking bum.
Where you at? Away from the dungeon? What is that? You got the bricks in the back.
The fuck's going
Like,
on?
is this a fucking Saw? Is this a Saw movie, dude?
Yeah.
Where's fucking Jigsaw?
You want to play a game?
Hey,
boss.
Thanks for talking.
Hey. You said you swept the stars. That kind of shut me up. For the rest of the show.
Not one of my finest moments or proudest moments or whatever you want to call it, but I tell you one thing. It's infamous in the sense that I go into schools and young kids will come up to me and they go, "Oh, you really gave it to Bellows." And I got to, oh, kid,
Yes.
you know, that was computer generated.
Get into the Blues alumni kind of unofficially / officially. They gave me one of these bad boys.
Oh,
so
look at that. Got you one of
I feel
these.
pretty.
Look at that thing.
That's
What?
What?
We're winning the fucking Stanley Cup. The Red Wings are almost as bad as Fox internet service right
Whoa!
there. The Bruins are getting fucking ran out of town tonight. Your biggest lock, I got it. And Ty knows, even though he might be Mark Stoner in this thing, the Vegas Golden Knights fucking stink. Texas, what's that known for? WrestleMania's coming to town? Wally Mania's coming to town? Not the goddamn Dallas Stars. Let's go, Pens. We can't lose with 7 in the stands. Now,
Hey, great haircut. Good to meet you finally.
You know, we're
Yeah,
the
I love
soft side in the chair.
I love it.
Yeah, no.
It's as simple as this. Okay? You got to have fuck you in the game.
Oh, yeah.
And if you don't, you're missing something.
I said, "Sir, if I could just speak up on his behalf, this is like the second greatest player ever." And Mario turned and looked at me and goes, "Second? Behind who?"
All 4 of those guys aren't rolling, or it's not enough to win one round. This is supposed to be a team good enough to win a cup. We're talking about one friggin' round.
Aaron Burrows told me, and he said this to Henrik Lundqvist's face at dinner. He goes, "Henke, you know how they did the renovation at the Garden for $1 billion? It's all you, bro. It's all you doing in the net. $1 billion renovation at the Garden, paid for in 5 years. It wasn't because the Knicks were in the playoffs. It's because the Rangers went on all those runs, and the stud on the team, among several, was their goalie, Henrik Lundqvist."
Gino, honestly, he's one of the funniest guys you can be around, and he probably busted my chops more than anybody. Why are you so slow? You old. Like, he would look up, like, my old contracts and be like, "What? No, you're no good."
Grab me on. This was good hockey.
Don't break the table, obviously.
I just break shit. Sorry, man.
Somebody came sprinting behind the barrier and tried to spear him. I fucking dare somebody.
Oh, no.
I dare the next ass kicking.
What?
Saudi Arabia.
What?
Riyadh.
What?
Taking a jet plane.
What?
All the way there.
What?
All the way back.
What?
On the way back.
What?
WWE champion.
Like you said. Hell yeah!
That just destroyed our shit.
Welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show. What? Overreaction Monday. Today's show is presented by Cash App. Mahomes in prime time. That's money. 4 game-winning field goals on a Sunday. That's money. When personal finance connects you to both your funds and the stuff that matters, that's money. And that's Cash App. You guys know what else is money?
What's that?
Choosing your own cash tag.
What?
Buying Bitcoin or stocks with as little as $1.
What?
Being able to handle our giveaways quickly.
What?
Sending, spending, saving, investing, sipping, tipping, donating, gifting, all in a single finance app. That's money. That's Cash App. Download Cash App and use code McAfee for $15. Terms apply.
Yeah, the terms are obviously something you should read too.
Oh, yeah. Have to.
Because they do apply, AJ. You know that?
Is this like because of Kim Kardashian having to pay back money?
Hey.
Yeah. So you can't give advice if you're a paid spokesman, but if you're an investor, you can.
Yes, you have to use it, I guess.
Not investment
If you're
advice.
acting as if you use it and it's an investment, you have to actually use it. You can't just lie about it. And how about the little promo video that old Cuzzy cut from the Security Exchange Commission? They put out a video, like a 40-second video about, so we're suing the shit out of fucking Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
Let's run our numbers up too. Kim does numbers. We'd like to run it. And they put a video up there basically. And this is, it's a fascinating thing because the crypto and the coins, whichever ones that were created, there was a bunch of them, became a hot commodity real quick.
Oh, yeah.
And we were approached, and I was approached by numerous people that were like, hey, we can make a coin and we can sell it for a lot of money or whatever. And every time I talked to those people, I asked them, how is that any value for anybody to buy? You know? And they were like, well, it's just like any supply and demand situation. If you only have a few of them, then the demand's going to be high, and then the growth there, that should go up or whatever. I'm like, yeah, but what if, then it's all dependent upon us if it goes up or goes down, because then we got to add in, like, you get tickets to this, you get tickets to that, and then that's good for one run. Do we have to continue to do that? So we have to continue to work this thing so it can continue to have value. Like if we only sold 100 of these things, and if you had one of them, you get access into the Thunderdome for a live show or whatever. So then we just got the same people in there. How do you make any?
It's like a GoFundMe campaign. If you're trying to make a movie through GoFundMe, like, hey, if you're a gold member, you get to come to set and watch us film, and it goes all the way down.
Yeah, I would get insanely high, and I would fire off 1,000 questions. So how is that any benefit to anybody that buys these, you know? And every person, there's numerous people that try to sell me on these things, and every person was like, well, ultimately, we don't know what it's going to end up being worth, but for you, for your business, we have predicted that it'll be this. It's like, just like those PPP loans or whatever,
Sure.
Like, I feel like if you're doing things with not the right reason behind it, the universe is going to react. You know, like, obviously there's situations where you can take advantage of people. Obviously there's situations where you can make money off people, especially people that are your fans and people that are follow you and are, you know, devoted to what you do. There's obviously an opportunity to do that. I hate doing it because I like to sleep at night. You know, like that is something I enjoy doing. But there's a lot of people that have figured it out. I'm not saying everybody's a scumbag in that space. There's people that have made it worth it. But there's a lot of people that got in that crypto game in a completely scumbag fashion. And as you're looking on, it's like, man, they're taking advantage of people right now, I feel like, in a big way. There are some big fucking price tags on some of these things that are probably going to be worth zero in about a year or two as the world continues to evolve in this space, AJ.
Yeah, is that illegal, though? Or is that just, hey, I didn't guarantee this was going to be Blockbuster?
Yeah, so I think this whole, because Kim's a lawyer, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
What did she do? What did she technically do?
So I believe she was selling off some of these crypto coins things like we were just told, and it all ended up being worth nothing. I don't know the exacts of it, but it appears as if that's probably what it's going to be. I don't remember I don't follow Kim close enough to know what she was selling or how she was selling it, but I think it's a multi-million-dollar thing they got going on with her or whatever. But Kim's smart as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Kim will represent herself in this. Kim will handle this, I assume, in a fashion that'll get handled. But I think this is a big hey, to all you people, that are trying to utilize things to take advantage of people, and we're not able to get any money off of it, because the government doesn't get any money off crypto. Remember, because the blockchain and it's non-controlled, which is awesome. Hopefully people will figure it out. Seems like it's going through some shit right now. Could have never guessed that was going to happen. But it'll get figured out at some point, I assume. The government's going to be a little bit more interested in that type of stuff if they're not getting their cut.
Yeah.
And that's just like kind of how it goes. And we have to act as that is reality because that is what it is. And it'll always be that way.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, I don't think it's illegal. It's just the immoral part of it. It's like, and if you're fine and you can still go to sleep at night, not worrying that you're, probably ruining a lot of people's lives who are investing in this, and you're good.
It's like those PPPs.
Yeah, exactly. Some companies that took them.
Those PPPs were a big deal.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a big decision for us, small business, obviously affected by COVID. Yeah. We could have made the case. SeatGeek's one of our biggest partners that we've ever had, our first partner ever. They obviously have no live events for a year and a half. We lose business from one of our biggest partners. Obviously, everything else, we could have pitched a story that we could have got a PPP as a small business, how much money we lost. But ultimately, it was like, no, do we need it?
Other companies.
No. Well, it's a bottomless pit is how it was being presented originally. Like, we just want to help.
Free money, right?
We don't have a free.
money.
It's like at some point it's going to run out. At some point, everybody's going to know who did it and who's paying for this. Somebody has to be paying for this, and that goes back to the tax thing that I had talked about before. It's like we have no idea where any of this goes. So, I think what the SEC was trying to say is you can do immoral shit as long as we're getting our cut. But if we're not getting our cut and you're potentially immoral, like we're going to have to snoop in on that thing. Not saying that's what happened with Kim. That's what's being alleged, though. AJ Hawk.
Okay. Well, I would assume it's also like a wake-up call to some other people maybe that might be a little worried now that have been in that whole world.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a message from the Securities Exchange Commission. Hey. We watched. We saw. While you guys were having your little run, everybody was, Dogecoin. AMC. We're doing it. We were watching. We were actually watching the whole thing. And now you guys got your little fuckboy coin now. What's that worth? Nothing? Okay, we saw that you made this much off of it, though. So we're going to have a little talk about it. Maybe a public court hearing, just so we can maybe clear the air and see where all the money went or whatever. Like, I do believe, to your point, that is also a situation. Nonetheless, good luck out there, everybody.
Yeah,
good luck, everybody.
Might be time for AJ to shut down Hawkcoin, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking take it out. You've had Bill not sleeping for weeks on end so he can code these Hawk coins.
Yeah. Mining.
I just found out about that this morning. Bill actually said, upon the announcement from the promo video, I apologize, from the Security Exchange Commission. What was the guy's name, Greg or Dave or something?
Greg sounds right.
I think his name was Greg. He cut a promo, dude. This guy cut a fucking promo.
I didn't see that.
Cousin Greg?
He cut it. Giving the Netflix logins? Yeah. I don't know if that's...
Succession.
Oh.
Greg.
Well, also it is...
Thanks, Greg.
Lil Dicky's cousin Greg gave him Netflix subscription login, I believe. Thanks, Greg. But nonetheless, guy cut a promo on Kim Kardashian, and I guess we'll all just follow along. Kanye West has Kris Jenner as his Instagram profile photo right now.
Okay.
Something to keep our eyes on.
Yep.
Something to keep our eyes on. Kanye's still sending some shots. Kim's getting investigated by the Security Exchange Commission over a crypto coin, some sort, multi-million-dollar investigation. They have the Hulu series going on right now, and Kanye currently has Kris Jenner as his Instagram photo. So there's some real shit brewing right now. I did see that Kanye showed up late to a fashion show, walked the runway to get to his seat. Legend, obviously doing his thing, and this fucking family continues to be the most impressive piece of humans that really operate on day to day that none of us can ever experience.
Was AB at the fashion show?
I was going to say, not his family, but his president of Dahn Sports is waving his salami around in Dubai, you know, just, hey, look at my dick. Look at this thing. And then, you know, they call him out on it.
Back
he
in
says,
May.
she stole my swimming trunks. What do you want me to do?
Sorry.
Dude, I have no idea.
The guy's a maniac. He is. He
Never
just
go back.
That pool video was one of the most disturbing things of all time. And then he comes out, defends himself. And then another video comes out later a little bit. And it's like, then he's putting out tweets about exposing a D.
Yep.
It's in Dubai, so are there rules there? I don't know what the rules are there. It's Antonio Brown will be a documentary forever on like everybody. That video though, would like picking that girl up, dumping her in there,
Wild.
put his ass. I like that came into the group text while I'm on College Game Day.
Yeah.
We go to commercial break, and I like look down in my the group text, you know, because I said Mississippi State was playing a team, or I didn't say Mississippi State. I said Arkansas was playing Texas A&M. It was Mississippi State. They ended up getting a win, so I say Arkansas. So I was a little baffled and a little fluttered. So I went into my phone to get a little bit more information to recheck because I write notes and shit to dive in. I don't like messing up on there because the people expect, you know, good college football information. So I was going to look up some information. I look at it, and it's just a group text blowing up about AB, boom, boom, boom. I'm like, what could have possibly happened? And I'm watching the video. I'm like, this is alarming. If this, like, what the fuck is going on?
Can't be pooping in faces. Or farting, sorry.
Yeah, then the
Well,
picking
that's
up,
his
and
move.
I mean, it's just the whole thing. What the fuck is Antonio Brown's story? I have no idea. Guy can still get on a football field, though, and put up 200 yards right now if he wanted to, and that's why everybody continues to be infatuated.
Yeah, this Netflix documentary should be in the works right now because he told Danny Boy hustle hard when he was in his car that they were working on some sort of series for him.
Wait, what's up, Cheech?
Yeah.
Is that what he said?
Yep. Tell him, Bizzle.
What are we doing?
That was when he ran off the field in the middle of it.
Yep.
Yeah. And he was waiting for him on the corner with his bags.
Then he posted about Giselle.
Yeah.
That was wild.
Jeez,
Oh, yeah. Put that
man.
shit
Still
on.
going. Like he's not slowing down.
No, put that shit on, dude.
Yeah.
It's wild. All right, let's run through some things before we get to the overreactions. The Chargers beat the shit out of the Texans. Texans make it a little bit of a game scoreboard-wise, but it felt like the Chargers were in control. Are they all the way back, AJ? You got faith in them? Eckler has 3 touchdowns. We love the Chargers again?
I mean, I don't think we were ever completely off the Chargers by any means, were we? I mean, we know Herbert's fighting through something, but no, I think they're still all right.
I think my take on the Chargers last week was it feels like for whatever reason, the Chargers are just going to be the Chargers.
Sure.
Yep.
Correct.
Like for whatever reason. Doesn't make sense to any of us. They have all the teams. They get injuries at key positions at key times. It's like, what? Why are they cursed almost? They're moving in somebody else's stadium. They seem to have the guy. They don't make the playoffs multiple years in a row, but we still all love them because there's so much promise. And then they get back on track against the Texans. I think that's good news. Texans are going to be a team that surprises people. Chargers knew that going in, seemed to be prepared, and they did their thing. Congrats to the Chargers getting back on the right score of things.
That's just one that you have to do. Even with all their injuries, like that's one you have. Like if you want to be a team that goes to the playoffs finally and keeps being talked about the way that you want to be talked about, you have to handle the Texans. Like
Listen, Colts beat the Chiefs.
Goddamn right.
So
That's right.
They might go to the Super Bowl.
Titans, let's talk about Titans.
Sure.
Are the Titans
Derrick
back?
Henry.
Are the Titans First quarter, that
Yeah.
fucking guy's already rolling, AJ. First quarter, Derrick Henry's rolling. I'm staring at him eye to eye.
Not a
on
good
it.
feeling. If you're in that Colts D and he's rolling already, man, it is not a great feeling.
Okay, this is good that you're on here. I appreciate you joining this conversation because it's been a lot about me and my gloom and doom for the Colts stinking. That was in the first quarter, not even touched, running downhill. Actually did this because he was so clean going in. Get off me. Then the other way, he was breaking tackles, making people miss, running people through, second quarter, running people over. He normally gets going like that third, fourth quarter. Like first, second quarter is a setup for that. Like, hey, we're going to wear them down. When he's going in the first and second quarter, the Colts were able to bounce back a little bit and make it a game, which I'm proud of. But he was rolling early. That is not good and not normal, I don't think, right? That's not the normal way of the Derrick Henry train going.
Yeah, normally, obviously, Derrick Henry wears on you, and you know, like, all right, hey, these 2 and 3 yard runs are going to be 6, 8, 12 yard runs come third and fourth quarter. But yeah, he comes out the gates and he's untouched, things like this. Yeah, and you'll notice Derrick Henry and guys that are big physical dudes. Sometimes guys start taking weird angles to try to get that guy down because, you know, the best angle might be a massive, massive collision. So I may change my angle up a little bit to try to go low and maybe clip a leg or something.
You saying some business decisions get
I,
made.
I'm not saying anything specific yesterday. I'm saying just
in general.
In football, when big guys like Derrick Henry are rolling, you'll see like your little angle might be a little off a little bit, and just because you're protecting yourself.
Oh, man, yeah. I would normally run right at that knee, but that's a larger knee than normal. So I'm going to the
And you know
side.
that stiff arm's coming.
Yeah. And he'll just put you through the ground.
Those live forever.
He just does this. I'm happy he figured out how to be an NFL running back. Remember, there were some questions there at the time because there'd be a burst and then there'd be like 5 weeks of nothing. Then there'd be a burst and then there'd be like 5 weeks of nothing. Everybody's like, why is this defensive end that plays running back stink in the NFL? This makes no sense. Then allegedly, Eddie George and he had a conversation, and Eddie was like, we need you to fucking start pounding people. This is what you need to do. And he became that dude. Got a $50 million contract. It seems like yesterday they got back on track. And just like Aaron said 2 weeks ago, is Mike Vrabel still their fucking coach? Is Derrick Henry still their fucking running back? They're going to figure it out. Seems like they have, AJ.
Tannehill slinging the thing sidearm. Like, people kind of do sleep on Tannehill, I guess, and call him a game manager and all this. But when Tannehill is on, man, he can play.
Man, it's scoring any fucking points in the second half. You know, if Derrick Henry doesn't run all over the Colts, then, you know, let's pump the brakes on Tannehill being a world beater.
Yeah.
Colts beat the Chiefs.
They
Colts
did.
beat the Chiefs.
Absolutely.
That's a good point.
Tannehill, Vrabel, Derrick Henry, and the boys beat the team that beat the Chiefs just 7 days before that.
I mean, how does your defense come out, actually your team as a whole come out after beating the Chiefs with, you know, the best player on defense coming back in Shaq Leonard and laying an egg like that is my real question. At home.
It's a good question.
Against a division opponent.
There's a lot of questions. You hear me? It was Marvel Day, too.
Oh, did they have? No way.
Listen, I mean,
what?
Listen, it was Marvel Day.
Did you get Captain America's autograph?
So I have some bad news for a few of our favorite superheroes.
Oh, no.
Marvel Day was marketed. Marvel Day, I assume, will be viewed as a success other than the team losing.
Sure.
Cheerleaders had shields.
Oh.
So they had shields on arms, and they were all using them in fact. It looked sweet.
How'd they lose?
During the intro, as people were getting introed out, the cheerleaders with the shields were like right in cue. I mean, it looks.
What?
That's awesome.
This was happening yesterday. It was fucking Marvel Day, okay, at Lucas Oil Stadium. The Colts partnered with Marvel for this big marketing push experience for their fans, their younger fans. It was going to be a big thing. As that game was starting, right before kickoff, before the anvil was hit, Blues down there on the field. And they said, it's Marvel Day. Let's give it up for Captain America. And this like oldie version of Captain America comes out. And he's dancing to some music. Boo. Quiet, Booze. Quiet, Boo.
Captain
Why?
And he goes, let's go to Iron Man. And Iron Man was even. Boo.
Oh, jeez.
Let's go to Thor. Thor with his hammer. Hammer small.
This sucks.
Let's go to Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Wiry looking fella in the tight costume. Looked like he came just fresh from the New York Times Square. Take a photo with me, Spider-Man, on the field. Had good energy. He started dancing.
Ooh.
He started dancing. People started cheering. Then they showed a random Tennessee Titans fan that was just standing in a circle with all the Marvel heroes. He was dancing and blue pied him.
Oh,
Big pop.
Pretty good.
Big pop.
How'd they lose after that?
I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea. It was a tough start, though, for old Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, and whoever else was there. A lot of boos because I think a lot of people in Indianapolis were like, we get it. We live in the middle of America. We watch the same movies you guys do in the big cities.
Yeah.
That ain't fucking Captain America. that guy ain't ever been Captain America. Hey, Iron Man, that fucking guy ain't rich right there. That guy is broker than us. Look at the fucking thing he's wearing. And then look at this little bitch-ass Spider-Man. Then Spider-Man started moving like, All right, we
Wait a
like
minute.
Spider.
Fine,
We like
fair.
Spider-Man right there. So interesting reaction to the Marvel Day. Overall, I assume kids had a good time, but it was one trip to Times Square, basically. That's pretty much what it was on the field. It was good.
Were they promoting a movie or just Marvel in general?
No. Quentin Nelson was Big Q.
Yeah, Matty Ice.
Matty
He has his
Ice.
freeze
Oh,
powers.
that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, tying it together.
And Shaq is the maniac.
It was a creative partnership, but as we said immediately upon hearing about the deal, like, oh, they're bringing in actual fucking. and they're
Chris
like,
Evans is fucking
Yeah,
gonna
no,
be
no.
here.
Actually, they're bringing in
Robert Downey
birthday.
Jr. 's not?
No,
Birthday party
Holland wasn't
guys.
swinging.
nope. They
No
brought
Chris
in.
Hemsworth?
Nope.
What about his hammer?
Bob Downey?
No,
wasn't there.
nobody. It was just, yeah. So,
Just a couple fat schlubs dressed up like these
From
guys.
Times Square.
well, I think Thor had terrible. Thor tried to gritty.
No.
Oh,
Had
no.
the hammer, tried to
That
gritty.
doesn't. That's not
No
even
wonder they
consistent
booed
with
him.
the character.
Yeah. Ain't my fucking Thor.
Well, it wasn't anybody's except for like Times Square. I honestly believe there's a chance they got him out of Times Square. But it's tough whenever an NFL team, like we know how much you guys are making.
Yeah, well, we know from
All right.
what has gone on in Minneapolis why we had a bunch.
But it's like why can't you get fucking actual? There had to be a price that was able to be paid.
Oh, yeah.
For Marvel Day for Captain America to actually fucking come out and put the ball down.
Those
You know
guys
what
are probably NFL fans too. Shit, you
Yeah.
want to come watch an NFL game? You get paid for it? Why
Derrick
not?
Henry.
That would make sense. But
Yeah.
instead, it's like a minor league baseball network
Yep.
partnership. But I will say the shields on the cheerleaders were cool.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was very cool.
They had new dances too. Capes, full capes on, headbands.
See, they should have had Ursay and his boys dress up as Iron Man, Captain America. Spider-Man.
Gorman was running a good show out there.
Of course.
Gorman was running.
Was he
a good
dressed up?
He was not a Marvel superstar. No, he already is. He's Jeff Gorman.
That's a good point.
Why wasn't like Slash and Paul McCartney coming out with Jim Irsay?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know why that type of stuff doesn't happen.
That'd
Like,
be
Jim
sweet.
has the Rolodex, and we see him performing with all these people, and it's like then we get cosplay Iron Man
Can't have it.
dancing out there. It's like, hey Jim, come on, at least let some nobody play that $2 million guitar at halftime.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
You know, the person that sang the national anthem, Christian singer lady,
Pipes.
she just sings about stuff I guess nobody listens to. I had no idea who she was. She's a Christian singer, probably very good. I would assume her music is great. She killed the national anthem. Killed. Top 4 I've ever heard.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm only saying that because I don't want to overreact and say it's the best one, but fucking,
Wow.
it was very, very, very good, AJ. Wind was so strong, all the banners that were up there were flipped on top of each other.
Thank
Little
God.
breezy day.
Those banners suck, so only one of them's worth a shit.
Oh, come on.
They
What's
should
wrong
just
with you?
take that as. Hey, look, I'm promised 2 more, and we know we're not getting it this year.
Yeah.
We might. Boys going to
Trust the
turn
process.
around.
Yeah, we'll see.
Start says Thursday against Russell Wilson, pal.
That team stinks.
No
too.
chance I'm betting against Russ. Let's ride Wilson.
On a Thursday night? You think on Prime, Amazon Prime? You don't think Russell Wilson's going to show up for Jeff Bezos? You're out of your mind.
Come on.
Fuck.
about that.
Colts Broncos this
Tell you what,
Thursday.
Bezos' wife does not like MMA.
I think are they married?
Not Bezos. Zuck.
Zuck's wife does not like MMA.
They're not all the same. All right?
Come on.
What is
Come
this
on.
about? How's
Zuck practice?
And Russ is a Bill Gates guy, too, out in Seattle. He's not a Bezos guy.
Zuck's been practicing, though.
Yeah, he's in the lab.
Yeah.
Zuck's been practicing. Now,
The Tide pads.
Bezos, yeah, she got mad that he's been practicing or what?
There was a video. They were at a fight and someone was getting pummeled, and she was
Dana was pissed.
horrified.
Dana was pissed?
Did you see that UFC had this event that was closed to the media and the public? And then Mackenzie Dern, one of the fighters the day before, said, well, I heard Mark Zuckerberg rented out the whole thing, so I guess he'll be there. And Dana came out and said, that's garbage, absolutely not. And then Zuck was there with his wife.
So we can we do that at the Thunderdome?
Yeah.
How
Was it
much?
closed to the
Probably.
public because they were going to the death, like for real this time, or no?
And is that why she was?
It was televised.
Is COVID bad?
Where on Facebook Live?
No, I think I don't know if it's a pay-per-view or Fight Pass, whatever, but yeah, you can watch.
So I could just have a pay-per-view in here?
I don't know. Dana says Zuck did not rent it out, but Zuck was there and very few other people, so I'm not sure of the situation.
Sounds like we can get a UFC event.
Yeah.
Something to think about.
Welcome to the Thunderdome, UFC.
Gotta get the governing commission to.
She stopped right there. She was kind of scared.
Oh.
Thanks for the clarification.
Okay.
All right, let's
I
go.
mean, she probably got blood splattering on her.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
that
she's in the
close.
blood zone.
Yeah, it's part of the experience.
When we
You're
sat
in the
down,
splash zone.
it's the blood zone. Yeah, splash zone's at Kennywood. You know, with the thing that goes down, you're in the splash zone. You don't have to ride the ride. You get wet. You're in the blood zone at those fights when you're sitting on
That's
the
right.
cage.
She better tighten up too, because with his newfound love for MMA, I'm not so sure Zuck's not gonna fucking end her with a head kick KO.
Jeez.
Hey, we're watching
What?
UFC tonight, okay?
Like if his
What's
programming
Ty's
gets
problem?
wired?
And if you don't like it, I'm
What's
gonna
your
put you
problem,
down
Ty?
for a nap.
Ty, that ain't not with
Table's
Zuck.
too toxic today.
Jeez Louise. Let's go to some overreactions from around. Zuck, we don't mean that, obviously.
We love Miss Zuck.
He's also not a human, so he doesn't feel emotion.
I seen him fighting. He's fighting. He's into
Apologize
mixed
to
martial
him.
arts.
Yeah. Beep boop, beep boop.
Yeah, he downloaded on his USB stick to the back of his head.
Exactly. Update my kung fu skills.
Combat mode.
Very strong.
Yeah.
Dude, he wore slides, okay, during litigation with the Winklevi.
Yeah.
That's right.
He's more of a human than any of us, probably.
True.
I don't dispute it.
You think he's a good fighter? You think he's rolling in there, chucking people out?
Yes.
What's he's just
Taps people daily, they said in his training sessions.
Of course, they're tapping out like Putin, right? Like Putin,
Yeah,
would,
exactly.
Putin had 8
Yeah.
scores or whatever,
right.
8 goals a game when he would play hockey. You think Zuck has stepped away from coding on Facebook to do this now? He's like living his life because I seen him on that wakeboard that's powered, that's up there.
Hydrofoil, yeah.
He's on the hydrofoil. He's doing MMA now. Is he like just trying to find?
I've
like,
heard once a coder, always a coder.
Yeah, like does he like take a trip down nostalgia and go? You know what? Tonight I'm fucking coding for Facebook and Instagram tonight, and he just dives back in. Like
I bet he does.
I would assume, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
What?
I just don't think Zuck is doing the day-to-day work like he used to.
Would you? I wouldn't. If I
I'm not taking a shot at him for doing it. I just don't think he's a human whatsoever. He had barbecue sauce behind him on just like a random little fucking layout in his living room.
Oh, he's keto. That's a keto barbecue sauce.
And it feels like he got similar to The Sims. Like he was doing something, completely forgot what he was doing, put his barbecue sauce down, and probably realized in that moment, oh shit, that's from my barbecue sauce.
All right, let's move on. Zuck, we like that you're finally living, pal.
Way to go,
Love you,
Zuck.
If that's what you're doing. We have no idea if you're a human or not. He wanted a hot or not thing.
That's sweet baby
That's
race.
sweet baby race.
That's what he was talking about. Just randomly just puts on his shelves.
All
like,
over the place.
Oh, that's his thing.
Oh, that's the like. Maybe he owns
connect with
sweet-
humans.
Maybe he
Okay.
owns a barbecue sauce.
That'd be sweet then.
Everybody thinks I'm a coding nerd. I just want to let them know. You eating meat?
Hell
Fucking
yeah.
put sweet baby me's on her.
It's got nothing on Mangolds.
That's right. Did you have any of that this past weekend?
Oh, I forgot you were there.
I did not have any of it, but I think I told you
Wow.
a whole section of the stadium got some Mangold barbecue sauce.
Because of an in-stadium game?
Oh, were they
Whatever they
splash
were
zone?
doing, yeah, maybe because Nick was the Ring of Honor situation, but yeah, or maybe they do it every game. I don't know.
Just one section got to celebrate with Nick Mangold? How'd they pick the section?
Well, one whole section. I don't know how they won, but they just all of a sudden the jumbotron cut to a section. Oh, you guys are all getting a bottle of Nick Mangold 74 barbecue sauce, and then they were pumped.
You know which one I enjoy? I enjoy that. I enjoy the helmet game with the ball in it on the Jumbotron.
Oh.
Everywhere. At every single stadium I've been to, everybody on the sideline, everybody on the field, everybody in the stadium enjoys that one. I mean, I'm sure there's
Or the
some
racing. There's racing helmets sometimes too. Guys on the sideline like, I got B. You like pick up someone, and the whole crowd is picking them, and also the players on the field are too.
There are some terrible ones though, right?
Yeah.
Like
The majority.
There was a kiss cam at a couple Colts games, like back in the day. Chuck was so mad. It would be our defense would be on the field, be like fourth quarter, but we had to get this jewelry company's kiss cam in during a commercial break. Let's do the kiss cam. It's like, I love you, like that, the whole thing, and then they cut it off 4 seconds before they get back from TV, and then they pump in some Jeezy or Rick Ross, and then the defense is on the field for like a 3rd and 8 or whatever, and the place is just completely dead. And Chuck's like, can we not do the kiss cam before we need everybody to do the thing? They are trying out a lot of new stuff, and I appreciate that with Lucas Oil. There's some stadiums that are incredible, though. Like the day-to-day operations, the game is run well. There's a DJ in there, I think. And then there's some places it's like they do not care how the day goes. You know, like you can tell it's not a actual thought like we should make this an experience for everybody that isn't terrible. Like you can tell the people that try and don't try. Don't you think, AJ?
Oh, absolutely. There's every stadium, every team has like people that are in charge of like the game day experience, right? And everything that goes into it. And you can tell some people must have a much bigger budget and are better at that, and some people just don't care or maybe don't have the budget.
And I think we're lucky because we get to go around stadium to stadium. Some people very rarely get to see how other stadiums do it unless you're like a big event like going to travel or you have a friend that's going to a game or whatever. So you get into a stadium and you see a place that's just like rocking and the DJ is like with it and understands where we're going, what we need to happen. It's catering to all people, not just like the old people or the very young people. It's like everybody's having a good time. It's like, this is run well. Like this is run really well. Then there's some stadiums you walk into, it's like, this place sucks.
Thanks.
This place has no idea. Get a little energy. Let's go to a commercial that we sold 2 years ago that has zero relevance to this moment, but they're getting one play every home game. Let's go ahead and put in the measuring stick. All right, what are we doing? Let's get this the hell out of here. But the Colts are trying, it feels like. The Marvel thing,
maybe a miss.
Sounds like the
not for you.
cheerleaders were awesome.
cheerleaders were awesome.
Yeah.
Junior cheerleaders also, always awesome.
Yep.
Because they try so hard. They go so hard. It's their big moment. Their parents, their dads are dancing next to them. I enjoy that.
They should bring in Homelander from The Boys.
Who?
It's another like superhero show. Way better.
No, we should stick away from that shit.
I'm telling you.
I think we should stick away from that shit.
Telling
We
you.
got the shield for the cheerleaders.
Yep.
Good photo, good moments. But if you're going to do superhero, bring in the actual.
Yeah.
Don't give us minor league baseball at a NFL game.
Were these magical shields though? Like if Derrick Henry would have went over onto the sideline and all those cheerleaders held up their shields?
Dead, yeah. Derrick Henry's a dead man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what the Colts need to do? Either put Jim Irsay out there on the guitar or bring in The Rock and have him cut a promo like he did at the Super Bowl for every Colts home game.
Well, they had him do that for the beginning of the Ram season.
Yeah.
And he introduced the world to the Let's Rampede.
Yeah. That was awesome.
It was. It was
Ram's
good.
house.
Yeah. Whose house?
Ram's house.
Let's
do something cool for the Colts.
Yeah, I think he could do something for the Colts. Seems like he's a Rams fan, though. Says a lot of we when talking about the Rams.
You guys are going to Colt Peed?
What's that?
Colt Peed?
Well, I don't know.
Didn't he give Eli a nickname as well?
What was
on
it?
Manicast?
What was it?
I forget now. But it
No,
actually made
you do
something.
not forget.
E-money?
I really do.
This certainly feels like something you definitely know about. And you
No, I remember the Rock popped on. He's like, I got a name for it, Eli. And I go, oh, great, what? And then he gave him a good nickname.
Terramana Eli? Is that what he called him?
I think that was
That was
it.
probably
There it
it. Yeah,
is.
it was all a marketing ploy.
Yeah.
Oh, he called him human carbon monoxide because he's the silent killer. I love The Rock.
Pretty good.
I love The Rock.
Pretty
All right, let's do some overreactions from around the internet and get the fuck out of here ahead of the Rams-Niners game. Sacrifice for Bryce says, the Colts are dead. D-E-D, dead. 0-2-1 in division playoffs, looking impossible. JT out for a few weeks. Just tank for Bryce Young and get Frank and Chris the fuck out of here. Hashtag PMS, I don't want to overreact, but a lot of Colts fans feeling that way right now, AJ. Full rebuild, full rehaul. I'm not sure Bryce Young's the right guy. If he is, I appreciate that. I've heard CJ in Ohio is
That dude.
potentially a guy as well. Not that Bryce isn't. I'm just saying there's a lot of options. And I think what this Colts fan is saying, let's just go ahead and get a new one. Very young, very good, not $43 million. With that being said, I believe we're on the hook for Matt Ryan for next year for $20-some million, and that's going to be tough to move on from.
Well, yeah, and what player just came out and said after the game, like, hey, we get a new quarterback every year. It's like we're starting over and starting over again.
Naeem Hines, who also did not touch the ball in the first half except for a punt return. Another guy is a weapon. Let's fucking figure out how to get him on the field.
Yeah, they do in Dallas. You see it all the time with Pollard. They're very similar players, it feels like, Hines and Pollard, and they still find a way to give it to him.
When you find out who your weapons are,
Yeah.
like just start making plays for those people. It looks like the Chiefs can pull it off, right? If the Chiefs can do it, how come everybody else can't?
When you have an offensive-minded head coach, too. Like, it's not as
Former
if-
quarterback.
Yeah, it's not as if you have somebody who's going with the
What the
defense.
hell's going on?
I don't know what the hell's going on. No, 6'7" guy catches 2 touchdowns last week. in people's face. He's from Oklahoma State, I learned, by the way.
Wow.
And I guess at Oklahoma State, he was a blocking guy. Then he goes to Virginia, I think, and has a great year. And then he comes to the Colts or whatever. And we have Mo Alley Cox, who I guess is a road grader as a blocker. So maybe that's why Jelani can't get on the field. Turns out I heard he can block. He's 6'7". He can catch. Put him at fucking wide receiver then. We got a guy. And then we get Naeem Hines out there. He's a guy. Bryce is what everybody's doing in Indianapolis, though, AJ.
Yeah, I mean, they're not dead. 4 games. We're 4 games in. You can't cancel them yet.
Have you watched a game of theirs, though? There's an eye test. You know what I mean? And I think that's...
Jonathan Taylor, hopefully he comes back soon.
Well, even if he does.
Well,
is he going to run through offensive line, face of defensive lineman, and then also linebacker that's probably already up in the hole as well? Because that is what he's staring at.
Yeah.
Every time he gets the ball. It is. We were there watching it. And this is not an excuse for Jonathan Taylor. You're a fucking good back. Let's make plays. Let's figure it out. But also, as soon as he gets the ball, there ain't shit for him. It's like the offensive line's invested. What the hell? It's a nightmare in Indianapolis right now. A nightmare.
And they might not be dead, and we can be optimistic, but, like, what the fuck are we watching and rooting for a team for? Like, it's for winning Super Bowls, and you know they're not going to win the Super Bowl.
Well, Matt Ryan.
Sure.
He's an astronaut.
He's going to turn a Navy SEAL. With that being said, we had knockoff Captain America, knockoff Iron Man. Feels like we maybe got a knockoff astronaut.
Yeah, why didn't you call in Jack Carr? That would have been sweet.
What if we get some Green Berets out there for a sniper?
That'd be
Yeah.
sweet.
That'd be awesome.
Shoot the other mascot in the head,
Whoa.
and that'll set the tone. But we're going to kill these guys today. That's what they should do.
You're a terrible guy.
Not a real person. Put a watermelon in the mascot
just
head.
shoot like footballs off their head or something.
Dude, you can't have...
That'd be sweet.
You cannot have the Audi brand Captain America Iron Man on the field. At training camp, you can do that.
Sure.
Training camp, you can do it. When there's 70,000 people that paid tickets for it, you can't do that.
No.
My God.
If you put a Guardian cap on a NFL helmet and you get hit with a 50 cal, you get 20% less likely to die.
All right, let's move
True.
on. No, it's only 10%.
10%. Well, if
Two.
two bullets.
If the guy wearing who's shooting the gun is
also
wearing the
wearing the
Guardian
Guardian
cap, then it's 20%.
No, because he would have to be getting shot, too. You know, it's
Maybe on the
contact.
bullet.
Yeah, the bullet should have a Guardian on
There it is.
Yeah.
Boom.
There you go. Thank
Anyways, let's not shoot anybody. Let's move forward. Okay, what we're saying is we do need a little bit more energy, maybe.
Yep.
The next overreaction here from Jeff McGee at Born Ready 34, Lance Stevenson
Marty's
at
brother.
Pat McAfee Show hashtag. Is this guy
is
related
this-
to Marty?
Yeah,
McGee's
I
brother?
believe this is McGee's
Has to be.
brother.
Don't talk to me about Twitter.
Jeff McGee.
Okay.
Hashtag PMS. I don't want to overreact.
But
Cooper Kush is 4-0 as a starter for the Cowboys. If he can pull it off against the Rams and the Eagles the next 2 weeks, I say kick Dak to the curb and let the new Ginger Jesus finish what he started. At Born Ready 34 has to say that. AJ, is that how Dallas Cowboys fans actually feel, or do you think he's an anomaly?
I don't think all of them feel this way, but I do feel like once Dak gets in, if they're not winning, he's not playing great, what happens?
You know what? You're right. Keep Cooper Kush.
yeah.
Bring Dak to Indianapolis. Let Dak get him out of your hair down there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that feels
well,
right.
You guys fucking hate him. He's not good. Cooper Kush better than Dak Prescott. Cowboys winning games. You guys never win games. Fucking trade Dak right here to Indy and let our salary cap hit in the quarterback room be $150 million this year.
Yeah, but you guys have too much cap space next year. I think you got to save it for, 3-4 years from now. They got some big prospects that they're going to pay then. So if only, you used it now, then maybe we'd be in for something. And I say we because I am still paying for this Colts team to be playing in Indianapolis.
Yeah, but it sounds like you're kind of mocking the situation.
No, not at all. But I don't think if Dak Prescott
Hey, I just want
comes
to let your team stinks too.
Absolutely. And I know that. And that's why I don't want anything. I want a top 5 pick, and I want to trade that pick for Lamar freaking Jackson. That's what I want.
You got on Mac.
Dude, this was a big development last week.
Yeah.
On the record, very quickly, he said, I love Mac. No bull. Did that whole thing.
Yep.
And then he said, but if Lamar's available, give me Lamar.
Yeah.
Give me Lamar.
I want a guy that can win on his own, and you don't need anything else but that guy.
Oh, so Vikings GM'd it.
Yeah. He said, we don't have Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers. We got
Fucking
Kirk Cousins. What do you...
Look.
Basically, that's what he's saying, yeah.
I think there's every single team. Tony, I think you'd be insane to say that I would rather have Kenny Pickett for the next 10 years than Lamar Jackson.
Well, I
That's what
would.
And that's how I feel about
On
that.
this particular Monday,
Yeah.
October 3rd, 2022.
Saw enough. I've already seen enough. Give
You
me Kenny
asked
for the next 18.
every Yinzer. That is the answer.
Yeah.
Would you want Patrick Mahomes over Kenny Pickett? Absolutely
No.
not. That's how Pittsburgh feels. This is a Pittsburgh guy. Patrick ain't a Pittsburgh guy. He likes Hunt's ketchup. Now, the Hunt family owns the Chiefs, so that might be why that's his ketchup of choice. But we don't need him. We got fucking Kenny Pickett. That is literally how Pittsburgh feels today. Now, you were in that same honeymoon phase with Mac Jones. Seems like you've already moved on. I don't know if the Yinzers will move on as quick.
Yeah, and I don't know if I've moved on, but it's
Nah.
like every single time you watch a Bills game, it's like Jesus Christ. Like they are so good. Josh Allen is such a different animal at quarterback. Like I love Mac Jones. I think he'll be really good for a really long time. But as someone who watched the team go to the AFC Championship for 10 straight years at one point, do I think that they can dethrone the Bills anytime soon? I don't know.
Oh, you're saying I know good football.
No, I just feel like, I mean, you've said it. Like, we know if a team has the likes, and Diggs and Ty and Nick, like, every team that you watch that you're a fan of growing up, if they do go to the Super Bowl, you know every year if you have a team that can do
How
it.
about how the tables have turned, the old turntables? Because this stage used to be, you know,
Yeah, the creme de la creme.
Colts ready to go. Patriots going to be ready to go. Packers going to be ready to go. Pittsburgh's going to be ready to go. Oh, yeah. It was that back room that was fucking terrible.
They still are.
No. I got the best offense in the league. I got the best quarterback in the league, and you guys cannot say that.
And you got the worst defense in the league.
No one cares about that anymore. The NFL doesn't care about defense. They're actually phasing defense out. We only care about offense now.
7-on-7, actually 7-on-5.
Yeah.
That's what
Bears are running the triple option.
Oh,
Yeah, sweet. And the worst part
How's that
really
going?
is like, and Ty has said it too. Like he's got to take it in because Rodgers, you know, he's getting older, and similar to how it was in New England a few years ago, you can see the last season on the horizon.
We added some plants to the stage after last week's talk about drugs or plants.
That's
Had
right.
to.
Who knows if those plants are going to drag them away from the game sooner than later.
You're telling me. But if he is gone too, I'm in the same boat. Hey, let's go get Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Let's fucking give up everything
All
for
in.
Lamar Jackson.
I want him now.
I think every team would be like that. I hope Baltimore sees that. I know Lamar sees it. They got him for another 3 years if they want, though, including this season with 2 franchise tags. How will that story end? The end of the game, obviously Lamar throws that pick to Poyer, and they get the ball.
What a pick by Poyer. What a hustle play. Great, man. Great awareness. I love it.
Both of them.
I know.
Poyer's ball hawk, dude. Absolute ball hawk. If he doesn't get 17 picks this season, he's trash. Remember that, AJ. We talked about that numerous weeks now.
What's he on pace for now?
17.
17.
Yeah, still okay.
Yeah, he missed one in the last game when they lost. He didn't play.
He didn't play.
He didn't play in the last game against Miami out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Hope
What
he's
was
not-
it?
I don't know. Do we know what it was?
I thought it was his
Elbow
elbow
still?
again. Yeah, he's been banged up since training camp because he got hurt and missed a month in training camp.
He's going to end up with like 15 picks this season.
Bum.
Not make the Pro Bowl, though. He stinks. Don't put him in a Pro Bowl. The guy
Why didn't he
stinks.
get 17?
Nope.
Let's go to another overreaction. Let's go to Mike Ray at Mike Crow Ray. Get it?
Micro Ray.
Yeah.
Mike Ray.
Mike Ray. Micro Ray. They call him
micro?
microwave.
Oh,
Yep.
because he's always cooking.
No, because he's a Ray.
Oh.
Microwave Rays. That's why. This is microwave.
Of course.
That's the right answer, by the way. If you're a kitchen appliance, what would you be?
Microwave.
The microwave's the right one, right?
Yeah. It gets the job done for everything. Takes cold things, makes them hot.
There's a toaster. There's a brand new toaster that can like cook as well as toast.
Even air fryer.
Yeah, I feel like air fryers are superior now.
Yeah.
Because those.
You can throw
Better than
anything
a
in there.
microwave?
Yeah. You
those-
can put,
it's not
you
as
put
quick.
pizza in there, it tastes so good.
Yeah, not as quick, but it is like oven ready.
Was that fresh meat back there, ZD?
Oh, yeah.
So you think the air fryer has surpassed the microwave as the most important thing in the kitchen?
I think by sales as well, more people buy air fryers than microwaves nowadays.
I don't know about that, but I barely use my microwave anymore. I'm all in on the air fryer.
Everything in there?
Pretty much.
Really?
Put
They,
some
they make those
Totino's
new
pizza
air
rolls in
fryers.
there.
I'm on keto. I just found some keto bread though. That
Game changer. Legitimate life changer.
Oh, you put that bread in the air fryer, it'll toast it for you?
Oh. I did it, AJ. I figured it out. My diet. I got bread now.
So what, you can have sandwiches and meatball sandwiches now?
Boom. Goddamn right.
Could. I guess I could have that if I said, you know what? Tonight sucks. Let's make it worse. But I won't do that. I won't do that. But it is nice to have a little breakfast sandwich I just had this morning. It felt like the old days, you know, when I was just fat ass but didn't gain 40 pounds for every sandwich I ate. Let's go to next overreaction. Microwave says, your opinion on Carson Wentz was wrong. He's way worse than you advertised. This guy absolutely stinks. He needs to be put on the first bus out of town. Hashtag put Sam Howland. I forgot they had a kid out of North Carolina who can sling it. They also got old Cuzzy
Heineke.
Taylor Heineke. They're paying Carson Wentz $30 million, though. So I hate to break down the business of the NFL. There's a good chance Carson Wentz is going to get every single opportunity to play quarterback for the Commanders, whether you like it or not. He had a rough outing this past week. The week before he had a rough outing, he got sacked a bunch of times. It wasn't his fault. Just like last year wasn't his fault. The year before that wasn't his fault.
What?
Listen, we are Carson Wentz fans.
Great guy.
I'm a bigger fan now that he doesn't play for the team that I have to watch every weekend. I've been telling the Commanders, this is what you're going to have to see. There's going to be highs and there's going to be lows. It sounds like there was a lot of lows yesterday when Cooper Cush and the Cowboys beat the shit out of the Commanders. There's a pick from Diggs where Diggs is basically running in phase with him, and he just catches it like it's a pass. And it's like, is that a great interception? Yes, but also seemed like Diggs knew exactly where Carson was going, and Carson threw the route perfectly for him. Not that Carson's known to do that, okay? He does make interceptions difficult. He normally doesn't have a lot of those somehow. But Carson is an experience, and you all are experiencing it right now. There's going to be a couple weeks in a row where he's going to be fucking fantastic, and you all are going to attack me. I'm just assuming history tells us he will come back to what you saw yesterday and the week before that and last season and the season before that and the season before that. There's a chance. And once again, we like Carson. This is just reality land, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, I mean, when you watch him play, his like pocket awareness sometimes scares you a little bit, like, and how he keeps plays alive. And yeah, just take the check down every once in a while. I think it would help him out a little bit. But yeah, man, like, yeah, they're getting pressure on him, of course, but the great ones, like they manipulate the pocket, as you hear broadcasters say sometimes. Just subtle little moves here and there, a little nuance. And then, he doesn't seem to have that great feel right now. I can't imagine his confidence is sky high either.
No, I think it always is.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. I think he does have a blind confidence every time he steps on the field that every single play is going to be I agree. It is good. Can be. Just like we think his toughness can be good. Like we think his toughness is honorable. We think it's admirable. His style of play when he's playing good, awesome to watch, electrifying. But there just seems to be a lack of give a fuck about this thing right here, the program. The program. Hey.
Yeah.
I think it's a program.
That's all they care about. It's all every team cares about.
The defense is trying to get this, and it seems like Carson is not scared to give it away ever. And it's like, just a little bit more, let's empower let's put this thing on a pedestal a little bit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, let's put this thing a little bit. And I think, honestly, if he was able to get that, which he might be able to do before the end of the season there for the Commanders, I think it would be a full game changer for Carson Wentz. But a lot of people say there's no chance of that happening at this stage of the game.
Yeah, well, if it doesn't happen soon, they're going to run him out of town. We know how the commies are when they don't like what's going on inside their own building.
What do they do?
They'll tear it down, and then they'll shoot you in the head like the KGB.
Did I see Dan?
A lot of shooting in the head here.
What's
Who got shot? Excuse me.
A lot of shooting in the head.
Was Dan Snyder out of hiding? Was he in Jerry World?
Him and Jerry, there was a handshake, I do believe, before the game. Jerry's like, shit, I fucking.
On U.S. soil?
Hey, is there a government official here? They're going to try to get you one of them fucking. And Dan's like, I tape my pockets. I tape my pockets. They can't even put it on me. Never touch me, Jerry. You know the deal. Speaking of that, I need to get up to that suite ASAP. Dan Snyder's in public. His team stinks. Seems to be a trend. Are they cursed? Maybe. We do apologize. Hopefully Carson plays that good football for you, though. You will enjoy it.
Hell yeah.
You will enjoy it. Dan Snyder, obviously incredibly tan, coming fresh off of a beach where he was hiding, obviously. Napoleon's home island, I believe, is where they actually found his yacht. Jerry looking fantastic. Got some gator skins on, maybe crocodile. And then you got Jay right there. And is that Snyder's wife on the far right?
So. Those frosted tips?
No, he's just been in the sun so much.
Okay.
Sun
Jerry.
in. Maybe he sprayed sun in.
Is Jerry 6'8"?
He looks like Smeagol.
He's got those cowboy boots, but let's also assume Dan Snyder
Dan-
is a short guy.
I think Dan Snyder's 5'5". Yeah.
Jason Wright just standing back a little bit so he doesn't look as tall.
He looks cool too, though.
So cool.
I like that they're putting Snyder's wife away from him, though.
Yes, smart.
So they can somehow, at one point, be able to isolate this photo as Jason Wright and Mrs. Snyder at Jerry World supporting the Commanders. Smart play.
It's not bad.
Let's not get Snyder and the wife too close together. Remember, we're handing this thing off to the wife. We don't want them to be associated, even though they are married.
I mean, it looks like Jerry's pretty pissed that he's actually next to Snyder because he knows that people are going to look at that photo with them too.
Well, God damn it, Dan. Let's send this to Papa John, right? All right. Let's go to another overreaction. Spears ears at, that's the chairman, I do believe. That is a professional wrestler for AEW, and he was titled the chairman because his first night with AEW, he hit Cody Rhodes in the head with a chair, and I believe it gushed him over.
Wow.
So he's the chairman. Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
Look like it hurt like hell. This dude is, he's pretty ruthless in there. He's got a killer instinct.
Is he the champ?
I don't know. No.
Is he good enough to defeat Hangman Page, you think? Or
I think Adam Cole is champ, right? Adam Cole is champion?
Really?
Is he?
That's little fucker?
Yeah, what are the little division?
Well,
I'm saying it like that.
a little bit rude of you to talk like that about
Well,
him.
that guy's a scumbag.
He is a scumbag.
Yeah.
But in the ring, the guy's unbelievable.
tactician?
Anyways, this guy hit somebody in the head with a chair, gushed him open. He became the chairman. Great nickname, I thought. Thought it was very clever. Hashtag PMS, I don't want to overreact. By the way, I don't think this is actually that guy. This is his ears. This is a troll account. Hashtag PMS, I don't want to overreact. But Russell Wilson has been a complete failure as a Bronco. He has lost his passing touch. He isn't in the same page with Hackett and got dusted by a very average secondary. If things don't change soon, Jesus. This has been a full day of this.
Yeah, this guy was not happy.
Hackett's on his way out. Now, there's been a lot of graphics surfacing the internet about how Geno Smith is performing, which Pro Football Focus has him as the #1 quarterback in the NFL. Although the Seattle Seahawks are not undefeated, Pro Football Focus has him rated as the #1 quarterback in the NFL currently, which, hey, Geno Smith, West Virginia guy, we all knew that was going to happen.
Baby Gino.
They have Russell Wilson very low. They're putting a lot of stats next to each other, and it appears as if Geno is having a much better start to the season than Russell Wilson is. The brand of football continues to be boring, but every once in a while, Russell and Hackett will turn it on. Is it something about them finding chemistry, finding rhythm, or what do you think it is about this Denver transition process, AJ?
I mean, when you watch, it's hard to figure it out. Like, you feel like, all right, Russ is going to snap out of it. He's going to get in a rhythm. He's going to feel like the Russ of old. And we just maybe a few glimpses here and there, but we haven't seen it. I don't know if it's he and Hackett, the play call, the new system. I don't know what it is. I really don't.
There was a strike to Cortland Sutton yesterday that looked like real Russell Wilson.
Yes.
There was a CD, I think. Yeah, no.
Judy.
Jerry
down
Judy.
the seam.
CD Lamb's on Dallas. Jerry Judy on this. There was a couple plays that were like really nice where it's like, okay, you can watch the highlights and see the team can be what the team can be, but it appears whenever you're watching it, it's just nowhere near consistent. So maybe they're able to figure that out. They suffer a big-time loss to the Raiders in their division. That's a big deal. I think Broncos-Raiders is a pretty good rivalry. That's a huge loss. Maybe Russell Wilson and Hackett will figure it out. And maybe they won't, honestly. This has become a thing. Some people go on to have great success. You look at Tom going to Tampa, Super Bowl. You look at Stafford going to the Rams, Super Bowl. Russ going to Denver. I think a lot of people are expecting that, but I think, water finds its level at some point. Sometimes shit just doesn't work immediately. Sometimes it takes some time. I think that's what Denver Broncos fans are hoping.
Yeah, they're hoping. I'm guessing Russ, Hackett, everybody there is hoping that, hey, this thing gets on. We all get on the same page pretty soon because what they give Russ, how many more years? 245 mil, 6 more years or something?
Yeah, he's going to be around longer than Hackett. Know, if it doesn't, they're going to find somebody that Russ likes that can cook with him. And they got the richest owner in sports. They ain't scared to move on, I don't think. So, intrigued to watch how the Broncos play. Hopefully they suck on Thursday. That'd be great.
They just lost their running back for the rest of the season and one of their best playmakers, so that certainly doesn't help moving forward.
I don't think it'll matter versus Colts.
Did you what?
For being honest.
What do you mean?
I mean, they could probably win with me playing running back.
What's your problem?
I'm upset about this city not living up to the expectation that we all thought it was going to be this year. And more so, the fact that we got to do this for 2 more years after this. And then what's going to happen? We bring in another old fucker that is going to lead us to a 500 season? What are we doing? I don't want to go 8-1, Pat.
Listen, the city's roads aren't set up for a parade to happen downtown yet. Okay,
Good point.
The Colts know that. Getting in and out of downtown right now, actually impossible.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thanks, Hogsett.
It's an actual impossible thing. It's an impossible feat. They shut down roads that you don't know are open, and then you just kind of get tossed onto them out of nowhere. Indianapolis is a clusterfuck right now, whenever you're talking driving in and out of downtown. How downtown is as a whole, also kind of a clusterfuck.
Yes.
Restaurants coming back, but most of it kind of a clusterfuck. Still rebounding from COVID. That won't be figured out for another 6-7 months. So if we were to win a Super Bowl right now, it would not be tested battle ready for a parade. The Colts know that. Look for the Colts to get that next year once all the shit's figured out. And I appreciate Jim Irsay for that, actually. Thank you for looking out for the city.
Thank you, Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
When they bring in Chase Daniel in 2 years to win a Super Bowl now, fucking look out.
Let's go. I thought it was going to be Goff. Actually, why don't we fucking put Sam Ellinger in, huh? Let's give the kid a shot.
Bro, he walks like he's straight out of Texas. His lower body, dude.
Yeah.
He was walking off the field right by us in warm-ups. He literally, like, he has a good little gait on it. He
Just got off a horse?
He has a good little strut. His legs and ass are fucking gigantic. I mean, it is awkwardly large how big his fucking legs are in comparison. Because he was in just like a long sleeve shirt, and then he had his shorts on, and he's walking, and this fucking guy, he's like, damn, that is a wide bottom body there. And then the upper body's thing had the hat on perfectly. I'm like, that is the face of Texas right there. That is literally the guy. Wasn't dressed for the game, though. Wasn't dressed for the game.
What's that about?
What's that about?
Because we got fucking Matty Ice, dude.
I did see Matt Ryan has 9 fumbles so far. I don't know how many he's lost. At this rate, he is on pace to absolutely shatter the single season record of fumbles. I believe Kerry Collins had like 23 in 2010. He's currently on pace to fumble it 36 times this year. So hopefully they can shore that up moving forward. Otherwise, boy, we're going to be in trouble.
There isn't a lot of hits on a quarterback that don't end up with the ball in the ground.
Sure,
with Matt
sure.
Ryan, I've learned.
Yeah.
There's very rarely a hit at all where that ball isn't just immediately on the ground.
Yep.
Now, with that being said, he's getting hit a lot.
He is.
Offensive line not really doing great.
Right.
And I guess if you were to look into the offensive line for the last few years, it seems like it's been going like this.
What?
What's that all about?
What is that about?
We got Big Quentin. Yeah. We got Ryan Kelly.
Yeah, Kelly.
What are we doing?
And everyone else just fucking stinks? Garbage cans at left tackle?
The Titans are good.
Titans
That's not being talked about enough.
The Titans
are
got
good.
the doors blown off them just last week.
Colts beat the Chiefs.
Yeah,
So
They did.
1-2-1. We don't have 3 losses like some teams, do we?
That's true. But that only means that we will have a higher draft pick than you.
Here's the teams that have 3 losses that are worse than the Indianapolis Colts. Patriots.
What?
Raiders.
Wide.
Steelers.
No.
Wide.
Lions.
Wide.
Saints.
Wide.
Texans.
Wide.
They're 0-3-1.
Ooh,
Yeah.
They're worse than last year. Record-wise, Texans are worse than last year. Thought they were going to get better. They're somehow worse. Commanders.
Wide.
Panthers.
Wide.
Potentially the Niners tonight. So you start looking around, it's like a lot of teams worse than the Colts, just mathematically, because we're 1-2-1. They're 1-3. So we can certainly hold that over your 2 defenses' heads and other teams. But if your team's 1-3 right now, I'm afraid I've got some bad news for you. Sorry about it. Records say that if you suck at the beginning, you're not going to win a Super Bowl. A lot of teams already suck at the beginning, and it's a damn shame, AJ.
They stink.
Yeah, I mean the Jets are 2-2 though. You feel good about the Jets and Zach Wilson moving forward?
I would.
I mean,
After that gritty.
in Pittsburgh.
I'll tell you what though, that dude can sling it. We knew that. Like he had multiple throws. We're like, all right, I like this guy.
The last 2 drives, just fucking walking right down the field.
Gamer.
On
That's
the
what
money,
he is.
On the money downs, he was money. He's also a lot more nimble than I thought he was. He's can scramble.
Very
now.
nimbly bimbly. If that was footsteps Flacco back there, we would have had 10 sacks.
Well, if you hear the chatter about Zach Wilson, he's really athletic.
Yeah.
Remember, cross body, left hash, right numbers.
Funny.
Todd.
BYU. He's charming, very charming.
Mature beyond his
Funny,
years.
Smart.
Exactly. He gets all the coolest stuff.
Yeah. Isn't the book kind of already out on him? Like, if
What?
you're going to an away city, you send the 3 hottest MILFs you can find to his hotel room, and they boink his brains out all night long. And we know how he's playing.
Unfortunately,
on Sunday.
I think that's what Pittsburgh did. And did you see what he did?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's putting him in the mood. They sent 3 Italian moms down to that hotel that they're staying at in Pittsburgh. And he walked down there and they were like, "How do you do, Mr. Wilson? We've been sent here by the Pittsburgh Steelers to get you distracted." And Zach said, "Distracted? This is heaven." He thanked the Steelers. He felt like he was at a home game in Pittsburgh, they said.
Yeah, he's part of the pipe fitters union in Pittsburgh now as well. They gave him way too much grit and rust is what those women did to him.
So don't do that.
No.
If you want to beat the Jets, do not send MILFs A through D down to the hotel. That'll make him perform better. Pittsburgh figured that out. They were on the wrong end of a gritty. And to your athleticism, good gritty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good spin of the ball, too.
Clean.
With a good gritty. Zach Wilson's back. And everybody needs to account for it. One more overreaction here from around the Twitter. This is from Rob Harper at RobHarper7. Hashtag PMS, I don't want to overreact, but Coach Tomlin's winning season streak is done. That Steelers team stinks, even with Kenny at quarterback. Diggs, we will let you chat about this, pal. You guys suck or what?
Well, they waited way too long to pull the trigger and put Kenny in. So they are where they are because of their decision for that right now. The schedule does not line up well. I believe they're 14-point dogs to the Bills, and then they play the Eagles and Bucks, I think, a couple weeks after that. So it's, probably. Guy's probably right.
It's a shame.
It's tough.
Supposed to be Overreaction Monday. Sounds like it's a lot of reality setting in for a lot of teams. I'll do my top plays tomorrow. I'll lead off the show with them.
Hell yeah.
So I can get them properly lined up with old Bruce in the back. We'll answer some on Twitter using the hashtag PMS Live tomorrow. I believe we have Coach Sirianni potentially on tomorrow.
Let's go.
I believe we potentially... Zito, what did you say? You shake your head no there?
Maybe.
All right. Sounds like we don't have Coach Sirianni tomorrow, but there's a chance that it could potentially happen. Aaron Rodgers Tuesday is obviously taking place after a big win against the New England Patriots. How is he feeling? Not only about the win, but the team going forward and life as a whole. What will the next book be in the Book Club 2.0? Who will be inspired to read for the first time tomorrow?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Sirianni's on Wednesday.
Yes.
Sweet.
That's huge.
Be a friend, tell a friend. All the Johns in Philly are going to be excited.
Yeah.
Coach Sirianni's on Wednesday. He's the head coach of the only undefeated team left in the NFL, the Philadelphia Eagles. That's got to feel good. And we'll be back tomorrow. Hammer Dahn is in like 15 minutes at youtube.com/Hammer Dahn. Ian Rappaport, thanks for joining us for 10 minutes or so earlier. Get a little bit of an update on some things, some punditry from him. AJ, thank you for everything over the past few days. You are the man. Talks the table, great work. Everybody in the back, thanks for making this magic happen. And if this ball goes in from Tone Diggs, we will give 5 people that randomly retweet this $500 back from paternity leave, hosting Hammer Down for the first time in 2 weeks. A man who had a plus 11,000 parlay hit just yesterday, Tone Diggs.
Recalibrate.
Right next to you.
Recalibrate.
Nice. Good touch, though.
There's more balls.
That will hit my hat.
Oh,
Come back. Come back.
Yep.
Ball.
Oh.
That's the one.
Oh! Come on, Tone. Keep popping
Come on,
them up,
Tony.
pal. For the people.
Come on now.
For the people, Tone.
Oh.
All right.
There we go.
Gonna have to huck
That was right off.
All right. All right.
Goddamn cowboy hat.
All right. That's the show, I think.
Have a 10 gallon on.
Damn. Tomorrow. We'll have to do it tomorrow. We'll have a big giveaway tomorrow.
Tony.
Russell Wilson dorsal fin, Tony. Tony, you put that Russell Wilson dorsal fin.
Aim right, Tony.
He's never tossed that yet.
You said you hate basketball. Good news. This isn't
Make sure
football
it's
or
calibrated
basketball.
right-handed.
It is. I made sure it was.
Oh!
Oh, it almost curled in.
Good whistle off the ball, though.
Not only do you have to watch this show, there's also 0 chance of you winning anything.
Sorry.
Sorry about it. What a fucking L for everybody that watched today. We'll be back tomorrow trying to hopefully give you a better show, a little bit of a giveaway, and another Aaron Rodgers Tuesday that hopefully will be inspiring, enlightening, and motivating. Be nice to each other. Say something nice to somebody. Goodbye.